we have reached a very awkward week of the calendar. And that is the 1 week between the last preseason game and the first game of the regular season in which every NFL fan has to sit on their hands and just inject hopium into their veins. Because the season is right around the corner. You have all the reason in the world to think this is the year for your team. Mm-hmm. This is the week where all you can do is hope because you got nothing to watch.
You have to trick yourself into, and not even trick yourself, but just convincing yourself like this undrafted free agent that we just got, this guy that we just picked up off of waivers, he's going to change my life.
My 5th round pick will be a Pro Bowler, actually. My GM is the best, actually.
Yeah.
But yep. So to align with that week, with this being the last week before we start reacting to games, we are into our last predictions episode of the offseason. Last week, we did our power rankings of the top 10 contenders. Week before that, we did our essentially division predictions of all the winners and ranked everybody 1st through 4th. Today, like you see by the title, we will be predicting the winner of every single NFL award, talking through all the potential discourse arguments that we made for specific guys for the MVP, for the Rookie of the Year, for the Coach of the Year, DPOY, Rookies of the Year, everything of the sort. We're going to talk through that. But before we get to that, we have so much news to talk about. Many things have happened in the last 48 hours, from cut day to contracts being handed out to wedding rings being handed out. We got a lot to discourse about.
Wedding rings.
We got to get to the bottom of this shit.
Oh, man.
But before we get to finish out the intro, we have a little update. Like I said, the season starts next week. And with that coming in is going to be a new change to our upload schedule. So far, with the start of the show, for the first 10 weeks, we've done 1 episode a week, similar to what we do with TU3, where we have the 1 main episode and we have the live stream. I've seen you guys come and ask us, are you going to be live streaming on House Call? Is it going to be the same thing?
Hell no.
Answer is no. Nope. I don't like live streaming that much. I don't want to do it a second time. But we are going to give you guys an episode that serves the same purpose. Naturally, all the games happen on Sunday. It's very focused, unlike the NBA where it's dispersed and we kind of have like those 2 points to catch up on everything. Because everything happens on Sunday, every Monday morning during the regular season, we are going to have a Monday morning recap episode for you guys, recapping everything that happened on Sunday, talking through the implication of the winners of the games, injuries, crazy performances, and whatnot. So from here on forth, in the regular season, we'll have an episode on Monday. That's the recap episode for the week. And then on Thursday, you'll have the episode you have now, where it's, more conceptual, bigger picture like we always do.
Okay, I'm ready to rock.
4 days a week, you guys will be seeing us across both channels.
That's a lot.
Got a lot of yapping going.
That's a lot, man.
4 yapathons a week.
Now, I will say, during the regular season, these episodes will be shorter. Instead of 2 3-hour episodes, you're getting instead of 1 3-hour episode, you're getting 2 1/2 episodes.
Don't think this is about to be like 7.5 hours.
Yeah,
We're not doing that.
We're just splitting up the content into 2 different days to have 2 different options to talk about timeliness.
Mind you, we say that all the time. True. I would not be surprised if they end up being 2 2-hour episodes. Is even more content.
Honestly, that's probably what's going to happen, to be real.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let's get into the last episode of the preseason before we split this into twice a week. Our last 3-hour episode of this calendar year. Cue the intro music.
We're lying. We're lying.
Touchdown! Unbelievable!
We're going to get into the news of this week. Like I said, lots to talk about. Before we get to the news, though, Mo, what did you learn this week? What is on this week's rendition of the Mo You Know?
Mo You Know segment, where every single week I come up here and tell y'all what I learned NFL history-wise or whatever's happened in the news recently. This time around, I found out some pretty damning, hilarious, and just like flat-out embarrassing news.
Okay.
Last year, apparently, the New York Jets owner, I think his name is Woody Johnson or something like that, went ahead and vetoed a trade for Judy. For Jerry
Jeudy?
Jerry Jeudy, yes, on the Browns, the wide receiver on the Browns. And he vetoed that trade because he apparently was getting intel, not from any GM, not from any scouts or anyone official on that team, but from his sons about his Madden rating, Jerry Judy's Madden rating not being
high enough,
apparently. The attributes were not calculating to his head. And so with that being said, he went ahead and stopped Jerry Jeudy. He's not like, he's a good player, but he's not like changing anyone's lives, and he vetoed that trade based off of his teenage son's opinion at the time.
I have to say, bad process,
good result,
good decision. Like I can't really you know what you ended up doing the right, and you did the right thing. And I do have to see, like, if that trade went through, I do want to know what the Jets would have offered.
Yeah,
like what the overall package would have been. But like,
it's probably before they got Devontae.
Yeah, but like before before that, like I understand you're trying to save your season, you're trying to do whatever, but like you said, Jerry Jeudy's not going to change your season.
Yeah.
Right?
But the point of this, though, I'm glad you brought this up because this is a good point to learn. Last week's Mo, or week before last, because we didn't have one last week, was based around NFL owners moving in hilarious fashions around the Jerry Jones stuff and how the culture of NFL owners is very different than other sports in that these motherfuckers want all the power and they will not relinquish any of that power and they do things their own way, right? This is another version of that, is that they do not always do things the smart way. In fact, they very rarely do. There's many instances of this happening where they take their family's word. A lot of these organizations are like family units, like Jerry Jones, specifically him and his son run the team.
Yeah.
Like you said, with the Jets, like this happens all the time. And like that's why a lot of times you see players like really care about their Madden ratings and really care about their PFF ratings too. Like the teams, whether or not this is good practice or not, really, really actually care about this stuff and use it more than they should in terms of what's actually good practice. Like you as a team should not be caring about PFF ratings when evaluating the left guard that's fighting for his practice squad life on the Falcons.
Yeah.
But they do. So that shit matters.
PFF I can understand, but Madden ratings is a different level of embarrassment. And what makes this even more embarrassing to this whole story is that their, former GM now went ahead and said to reporters after the press conference about these rumors, he was like, I have no idea. He said, I answered to teenagers. That was a legit quote graphic. And I lost my mind hearing that.
Yeah. This happens a lot though. Yeah. A lot of times these organizations are ran like mom and pop shops. Like even in other sports, the Lakers are like that too. They run it like a mom and pop shop with Jeannie and her friends. Like it happens more often in the NFL for some reason, but this type of stuff happens all the time.
I am discovering
I like
the dummies in the league.
You like it?
I like it. Everybody can't be smart. It's not fun. It's not fun that way. It is much more fun when you have like one or two, maybe 15 different owners who don't know
way
what to
more
do.
dummies in the NFL
That's
than
what
the
I'm
NBA.
saying.
It's crazy.
No,
half the
there's some
league.
dummies in the NBA. Don't get.
But it's like more exposed at least in the NFL because they talk a lot.
It's also because it's like a low sample size sport. So like
true.
A lot of things go negatively. And like in the NBA, there's a culture of like tanking and stuff. So those dummy teams, a lot of times we're like, they're tanking. But really they're just dummy teams that are stuck there all the time. So like it stands out more in the NFL because every game matters to fans because there's such few games that like the fan bases that have these dummy organizations really care and are really vocal about it.
I feel like in the NBA, like once you get, you have what, 3 years before we start saying like, yeah, you guys aren't tanking, you guys are just dumb.
Yeah,
right. Like we're past the point of getting like the bottom draft pick or the top draft pick, trying to get somebody in there because if you mess up 3 straight drafts and you're drafting in the top 5 and like nobody's good. Yeah, now we have to start looking at you. And then those screenshots of the basketball reference page of like, yo, what were they thinking with the last 6 drafts and they're all bust?
Yeah.
That's tough. We're like, if you do that for the NFL, and like, let's just say nobody makes a trade, was you have like 30 something picks that you're making or like 40 something picks that you're making over 5 or 6 years. And so it's like, you have to hit. You have to hit like 1 or 2, because if you don't, like it's wraps.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, that's a good one. Again, we're gonna continue.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine missing on like 42 straight picks where like they're all bust?
Listen, my team was ran by Tom Telesco for a while. I've seen it. I've seen it many times. Damn near 100% misses in certain draft classes.
My privilege was showing. I apologize.
Listen, that man is lucky he had Phillip Rivers and Justin Herbert because the picks around that were not great. That's how we get to where we are today. But okay, that's a good one. We're gonna continue to slowly teach you the underlying underbelly of the NFL and the ownership and how insane it is. But moving on to the news of the week, before we get to the main topic. I'm glad we started this right now because something just became official. They had to start the show with. Rashee Rice has officially been suspended for 6 games. It came out today that they were considering that this was the likely outcome, was going to be the first 6 games of the year he's suspended for his reckless driving incident that happened last year. It is now official. He will miss the first 6 weeks of the season and then come back. I don't know if they're going to appeal it yet. They still have the opportunity. The PA can appeal it and try to get it pushed back or minimized or whatever. But as of today, 6 games.
This is kind of best case. Well, not best case, because there was talk of like a 4-game suspension. So like obviously that would have been best case scenario. But if you're the Chiefs, hey man, take your bid, right? Sit out. We'll see you in week 7, and everything is gonna be fine. Like that really, really gives them a lot of time to where everything that they were doing in the second half of last year in terms of bringing Xavier Worthy on as wide receiver 1, you're able to really continue that, and you could be a little bit more, not like Yeah, I mean, you could still be like as experimental, and then once Rashee comes back, now you are getting him into form as you go into the playoffs. So I don't hate it for Kansas City in terms of like their path. I don't think it changes too much in terms of their outlook for the season.
It was built in this was going to be happening, right? This isn't a surprise to anybody. That we knew he was going to be suspended this year. There was talks that potentially it was going to be the suspension starts after week 4 because there was a period of time where it seemed like they had to do some arbitration and then they could look at it again in week 4. Yeah. That was going to be weird. You start the season and then mid-season you lose your guy. Way easier to just get it done whenever all your receivers are healthy still. When you still have Hollywood, Worthy, Royals, the rookie they drafted, people like Thornton, who's coming on and surprisingly giving them like a new deep threat out of the cast off from the Patriots. So like right now they have a stable of guys that can make it work for these first 6 games. Hopefully Kelsey's fresh for these first 6 games. That this is you said you don't know if it's the best case scenario. To me, this is best case scenario for sure.
Looking at their schedule, it's hellacious during the first 6 games. And then afterwards, I think he comes back against the Commanders on October 27th. Mm-hmm. And so the following games after that is the Commanders, Bills, Broncos, Colts, whatever, Cowboys, Texans.
What's the first 6 games look like?
First 6, Eagles, Giants, Ravens, Jaguars,
just get the
Lions.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The
Chargers is week 1 playing in Brazil, which salute.
Who knows?
Exactly. Shout out them getting it done and not waiting 4 weeks.
Is that happening, bro? So that's tough.
Yeah, no, it's a tough schedule, and that's life of being a first place team. Their schedule is always gonna be tough, and especially being in the AFC West, all the division games are tough. Even the Raiders now, who are the bottom dwellers, are gonna be competent this year. So 6 games is a tough break either way, but I don't know. I mean, when you look at your evaluation of the Chiefs and their outlook for the season, I don't think this will sink or swim them. They won 15 games last year without Rice for the whole year when their receiver room was at their very worst it could possibly be. You can't get worse than supporting cast Mahomes had last year, and him being the GOAT just like floor raised them to being good enough. You really can't feel worse about it this year. They're much more healthy so far. I mean, week 0 and much more talented. They'll be fine. I'm not really moved by this.
Yeah, the only thing honestly that I'm looking forward to in terms of week 1 is everything that we've read and seen about Josh Simmons. Is that real? Because if it's real, then I don't care who's playing receiver. Because at that, like I've seen Mahomes win MVP with win MVP and a Super Bowl with Juju Smith-Schuster as like wide receiver 1.
MVS was his leading receiver in 2022.
Right? Yeah. Like those are the kinds of names that he can elevate. And so as long as he has time and we can start seeing the outline of a more explosive offense, because they're always going to be efficient. Like he's not going to be, some wildly bad quarterback, even though that it feels like everybody's kind of like, like Mahomes is falling off, this and that. But if he can get one offensive lineman on that side of the ball who can play tackle for him, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Much is made about his fall off and whatever. Like, it's obviously silly. He's still the best floor raiser in the sport, bar none. And I just think when you have a suspension of this magnitude, even though Rashee Rice is a big part of what they do, he is very talented, is really, especially in the first 4 games of last year, kind of replaced what Travis Kelce brought them for all those years. And he was at his peak of the underneath guy that can have that connection with Mahomes, and they can do their brain melding connection together, finding the soft spots in the zones. Rice is that guy for him now, I think, and is very important for them to win a championship. So it's good that he'll hopefully be there for the deep run. So they can have, he'll come back week 7, so they'll have more than half the season to get chemistry going and make sure they're good for the playoffs. To me, nothing changes from this.
They're fine. Yes, it's about the offensive line. It's about how healthy does Pacheco look now that he's had like a full year to come back from a broken leg mid-season. Like if he can look and get anything more than 3.9 yards a carry, which is basically what they were getting for a majority of last year with Kareem. If you can get that to 4.2, 4.3, stay just slightly ahead of where you were last year.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So moral of the story: Chiefs will be fine. The Chiefs will be the Chiefs. Everything is going well for them. You know who else things are going well for right now? For our second story of the day, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, because Terry McLaurin has finally been signed. His holdout has finally ended. He got a 3-year deal worth $96 million. Shout out to the team. Nothing ever happens because they are up right now.
Yeah.
Right now, not shit ever happens. Terry McLaurin is staying. We'll get another one soon. Nothing ever happens. Players in the NFL do not get traded when they ask for it. I think if you want to get traded, the last thing you should do is ask for it because it won't happen. And this is the wrong example of that because I don't think Terry McLaurin actually want to get traded. He wanted to get paid. He wanted to stay. So he got what he wanted. We'll get into the details of the contract, whether or not who caved where. But overall, what is your first reaction to this?
Shout out to Madden, man. They over here changing people's lives, helping push propaganda, make strong cases and points and arguments and all that. It's ridiculous, but hey, I love the way it happened.
Yeah, I think for this, like it further made me like understand, and not even understand, but just like it made me feel much more confident in the idea that like if you actually want to be traded, don't show up.
Yeah,
like if you are for real in how you are feeling, do not go to camp, do not show up, don't talk to anybody, don't do anything, because the moment you are there, then I know like, oh, you were never serious about missing games, which for a lot of people, like that, for players, that's the only leverage that they have in negotiations is I'm actually going to miss time and it's going to impact the team. And so like the same thing with Micah Parsons. Yeah. The fact that he's in the building, oh, you're not serious about what you're, the entire 5,000 word note, screenshot that you put out. Yeah. If you were actually upset, never wanted to be a Cowboy, don't want to be associated with any of this, you just can't show up, because as soon as you do, then I know either one, you're not truly about it, or two, you guys are closer than what you are giving off in the media in terms of you and the GM being close to a deal being done.
Yeah, but again, I think this one from the jump was clearly one where they did want to get a deal done, like you said. This isn't Micah Parsons wants to be traded. He does not want to play for the Cowboys anymore. Like I think he is about it and wants to be gone. I don't think Terry actually wanted to play for any of the teams. He just knew it. You had to say certain things to go do the rigmarole to get your new contract as part of the game. But win-win this way. Obviously, the most important part is the guaranteed money and what he got. Right? You can always give somebody a raise that on paper it's 3 years, $90 million. Sounds like Terry McLaurin won. He got what he wanted. When you look into it, maybe it's a little more complicated because that's obviously the push and pull between all this is always guarantees, structure of deals. From what I've seen, the best so far report is from Albert Breer here. The Commanders' deal with him is the base new money is $87 million over 3 years. To get to that 93 number, it's $9.4 million in incentives. So that's not too bad. And as far as it's about half guaranteed, $44 million fully guaranteed. So honestly, Commanders kind of won. They're always going to give him a raise. It was, like I said, the details were going to be what the guarantees are. 44 is not bad. Guaranteeing half of it for an older receiver.
Okay.
It's a good deal for the Commanders.
How old is he? Like 29?
He's like 30.
Wow, okay.
And so it makes sense. And even though that we don't think that Terry is like tier one of the 5 best receivers in the league, once DK signs his deal, he messes up everything for everybody else. Yeah. And two, it honestly doesn't even matter what it is in terms of the overall like wide receiver value or the market, because I know what Terry is worth to you, right? It doesn't matter what Terry is worth to like the Panthers or to the Eagles or whatever. The Commanders are in a very specific situation where you have a rookie quarterback. You are coming off the best year in franchise history in like 20-some years, all of that. How are you going to keep that momentum going? How are you able to capitalize off of that? And so having Jaden Daniels' number 1 target and his number 1 receiver, that is a must going into this year where like the sky is, it feels for them like the sky's the limit. You know, and he just has to be there.
That's very true, because just last week or 2 weeks ago, we were over here talking about and we're being super worrisome about like, oh my God, like they still haven't gotten a deal done yet. Is Deebo Samuel's like going to have to be wide receiver 1 in big 2025?
Yeah. And that's the best part, is they avoided that situation. Yeah. That I don't think we ever came up here and said they're going to trade Terry McLaurin. We knew nothing ever happens in this regard, especially. It was just like, is he going to miss a game? Is he going to like come in rusty? Like, what's the start to the season going to be like? You see a lot of scenarios where these holdouts happen, even if it gets done the week before, like we're seeing in this scenario. He didn't play for a few weeks, and sometimes injuries happen because of that, which maybe there's not a real correlation there. People get hurt all the time, but people like to think that that is a higher cause of injury because you're not in quite as good of shape. You're not getting game reps, which is probably something to that. And just rust every year. Even if you are in a year 2 of a system that is staying the same, there's always new players coming in. The playbook always gets changed every year to some extent because you have to adapt or die. He missed valuable reps there. Like we saw the first half of last year, CD missed a lot of reps. Him and Dak had a terrible start to the year with their connection. They were just not on the same page. Worth monitoring what happens in that regard in week 1. But at the worst, he's there. And that's better than him not being there. Yeah. So like for reasons you said, you don't want to go into year 2 of Jaden Daniels not having your top target. Everybody that thinks that they can build off of last year and make another deep playoff run, this is certainly the first step.
Yeah, it makes it. I don't know. It made sense from the start.
Yeah.
It makes sense now. And this is always the thing where even from the outside looking in, like, do you think he's asking for like a 5-year deal? Like we know that he's asking for something much more manageable, like a 3-year deal. And so by the time this deal is done and Terry is like 33, 34, you can say, listen, we gave you the money, we paid you for past performance, for sticking in there, being a good soldier. Thank you for everything. Now take all of your money, give it to Jaden, right? And then you can start redispersing your assets. But this was always the deal that had to be done. And like you said, we've seen it multiple times this offseason where Myles Garrett did it earlier. They said, here's your money. Trey Hendrickson just got some bread. He's back there now.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
With Terry, same thing here. Like everything is fine.
Yeah. I'm guessing he wanted 2 years fully guaranteed. He got about 1.5. So that's negotiation. Solid outcome for the Commanders. Great for Jaden Daniels that he's there.
Yeah.
And shout out to Terry McLaurin having a lot more money in the bank tomorrow. But like you said, Trey Hendrickson was the next thing we're going to talk about. That is the next deal here. Trey Hendrickson has agreed with the Bengals to a 1-year deal with a $14 million raise, getting him closer to the market for top edge rushers, but nowhere close to the deal that obviously he wanted. He wanted multiple years of guarantees, wanted to get security. That did not happen. I think we could say he folded for the most part and came back and took a deal that is the best he can get for this year. And next year he'll be a free agent again. Mm-hmm. So first reaction, thank God the Bengals did this, right? Like they won. They needed him desperately. Their defense is not in a place that they could replace the league leader in sacks. They needed him back 2 weeks ago. So for everybody that has hopes that they can have this magical season where things come together again like 2021 and their offense carries them and the defense is good enough with the new DC, with the young pieces, this is the first step. But outside of that, kind of sucks for Trey Hendrickson that he didn't get more.
Man,
it is what it is at the end of the day, because if he wasn't able to sign this deal, or just if he didn't decide to cave in, wouldn't he be losing money?
Oh yeah.
And they would like hold out his paychecks, and I'm sure he's just like, yeah, it's not worth it at the end of the day. So makes sense.
No,
I don't blame him at all.
It makes sense, but also when you are leading the league in sacks and people are getting deals that are around the same age as you, and the same thing that we're talking about with Terry, with the same thing with Cincinnati and trades, like I don't really care if you think that I'm on TJ Watt's level or Myles Garrett's level. I'm the Myles Garrett of this team, right? Yeah. Like again, nobody in this locker room touched me and what I'm bringing to our defense. Whether or not we're good, that's not all on me. You fire Lou, right? We can see what happens after that. But I've done my job, and I know that you guys do need me for any chance of being like a competent. If there's like the storybook season where they get to what 19th in the league,
let's go.
Right?
In what defense?
Let's go. Like that's probably like 19-18 is probably like the ceiling for this unit.
Yeah.
If they want to get there, having somebody like Trey obviously makes that a lot easier and a lot more realistic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know nothing ever happens. We just talked about that. This is the one where I thought something was going to happen. It seemed like there was a good chance he actually got traded, and I was like, it's okay. So if you don't want to pay him, get something for him, sure. But if they would have traded him, there would have been no hope for this defense. They would have been screwed completely. Like whatever, we ranked them second in this division, mostly because we don't particularly feel confident in the Steelers. If they had lost Trey Hendrickson and got a second round pick and maybe some young edge rusher, call it whoever, I would have been like, there's no chance they're better than the Steelers this year. I'm horrified for what the defense is going to look like. So at least we have the hope now that Joe Burrow will have a competent enough defense to contend.
I need to see the Bengals schedule, because what I would love is if in week 18 they're playing Pittsburgh, because they're both going to be 8-8 at that point. Yeah. And whoever can get to 9 wins, you guys get the final.
I love a quasi-playoff game.
Yeah, that's what that's going to be.
Yeah. The interesting wrinkle here is the Bengals originally offered Trey Hendrickson a 3-year deal, $95 million, but that didn't include any guaranteed money in the second year.
Yeah, kick rocks.
So yeah, fuck off.
Wow.
And in this scenario now, he got the 1-year raise. So he literally has 1 year left on his deal. Next year he'll enter free agency. Hopefully he just leaves and goes somewhere that will give him that 3-year deal at 31 years old. But if he has another great year, another 19-sack season, and the Bengals say we have to keep him, then they have to franchise tag him because he has no contract left. So if that happens, he gets $34 million fully guaranteed. So either way, he's going to get 2 years of payment if they force him to stay again. So kind of makes sense as a quasi win-win for Trey Hendrickson. If you're not going to get locked down, this way to do it, where next year they either have to franchise tag you or let you walk, solid outcome for him.
Yeah, I at least want to have either choice or getting some bread if I'm not going to have the security that I want.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we'll live with whatever money we're getting here.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't got to watch that preseason defense no more, man.
I know, man. That was horrific.
I got some bad news for you. That was the real defense.
I know. And honestly, they're not going to be amazing with Trey Hendrickson, but it's better.
Yeah.
Next news story that I think has serious implications. Joe Mixon is going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season with this mystery ankle injury that he's had throughout the preseason that I don't think the details are 100% made clear to us, but it's a very serious ankle injury that is putting him on the non-football injury list. And there seems to be a serious concern that he won't play at all this year. Joe Mixon might not touch the field this season.
Yes.
The offensive line will not be above average. It'll probably be a bottom 8 offensive line at the best. And your best running back is gone. Kind of spooky. That combination is not great.
You know exactly what this means.
What does it mean?
Dameon Pierce, comeback season.
Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do? How bad do you want it? Because if there's ever an opportunity for him to either get back to the level that he was playing 2 years ago or just get back in the good graces of, general discourse, this is your time, right? And we'll see how it goes with the run scheme, right? If they do run some more gap stuff. This whole offense, like the Texans and their offense is going to be one of the more interesting storylines that develops over the first 4 weeks because obviously everyone is looking at them and it's like, if everything that you did with your offensive line proves to be, positive, right? If you are no longer the 31st worst offensive line in the league, if you now get to 2018, whatever, okay, we can actually do something because that defense is special. How much is CJ Stroud and his new control over the offense, getting them into the right looks? How much is that going to help? And then Dameon Pierce, can you be? I don't need Dameon Pierce to be a home run hitter, but so much of what played Houston last year was playing behind schedule and being in third and longs and third and second and mediums and not having forget positive game script, positive drive scripts. And so if we can stay on schedule, you can just be average. We can do something actually good. That's the big thing for Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, it's hard because Joe Mixon isn't a premier top of the line running back that makes your offense dynamic, but he's just incredibly reliable, usually very durable, consistent, will make the right play, good in pass protection, very hard to bring down, will get you that consistent 4.5 yards per carry, which is precisely what a team like this needs when they're going to struggle on pass protection. They got to establish a run. This entire Nick Caley offensive scheme, this whole the McVay tree thing clearly would be better served if the running game is effective, especially you putting more on CJ Stroud's shoulders. Obviously, conventional wisdom, the more reliable your running game is, the easier that transition will be. So it does suck to lose that floor. But it's not like we're losing a Saquon Barkley where your entire ceiling is gone. We have seen Dameon Pierce be very effective in a gap scheme 2 years ago. He just didn't fit what was brought in, after his rookie year. So I kind of do have some faith in him being able to replace some of that. Nick Chubb, I hope there's something in the tank. I'm not getting my hopes up there.
Ultimate salute, man.
Yeah, ultimate salute. If there is a Dameon Pierce level running back there, they can have 2 competent runners that can give you early down production. Great. Woody Marks, you are the ceiling raiser here. Are you going to be the pass catching guy coming out of the backfield that gives him some juice? I hope so. Between him and Pierce, I do feel like they need. That's the biggest swing factor of their season outside of protection is, are they going to get something out of one of those guys that really gives you a ceiling offensively?
Yeah, because also on top of it, your whole basically outside of Nico Collins, your entire receiving core is also different than what it was,
and also
year.
young.
Yeah, you went into last year with Nico, with Stephon Diggs, who's a veteran, and then with Tank Dell, who had been with CJ Stroud the year prior. So you had some continuity there. Now that those 2 guys are gone, and you have the Iowa State receivers, you still have Nico there, but Tank Dell is not going to be there. What this entire passing game, what does that look like? And is it going to take time for them to get on schedule as well? There's so offensively, again, the Texans and how they play out in the first 4 weeks is going to be so crucial in terms of their entire season. Also because they also have they kind of have the longest leash just because their division sucks.
Yeah.
But there's buzz around Jacksonville.
It could quickly not suck, though.
Yeah.
It sucks from last year, but things change all the time. To me, to exactly that point, the Texans are the ultimate variance team to me this year. This is the ultimate sink or swim team that this could be a true contender if the offensive line changes they made. Last week when we did our contenders talk, I said they didn't address our offensive line, and their Texans fans in the comments were like 4 out of 5 starters are different. Okay, they addressed it. They changed it. They did not improve it necessarily, like talent level. They have different bodies in there that maybe will be a better scheme fit with their new offensive scheme. That's the whole goal there, right? Is that if you're getting league average starters across the roster and you're replacing them with league average starters or even below league average starters, if it's just a better scheme fit and a better scheme overall, that the sum can be greater. I mean, then what's the phrase? The line can be better than the sum of its parts. There we go.
Okay.
That's the goal there, right? Sure. But it's not a guarantee because the players there are not proven high quality starters. So with that, then the run game being gone, then question mark with the coordinator himself whether or not it even works on that level and is better. There's a real world where we could look up and surprisingly they don't win the division.
It's setting Nick Caley up to be like, if everything goes right, listen, you are the assistant coach of the year.
Yeah.
Like you can have that. You can have yourself a job next year, right? If everything goes right and with all the questions that you have, there's a very real scenario where Nick Caley is now the new wonder kid, now the new genius who came in and fixed C.J. Stroud's career and all. Not that was bad, but like they have some of the most volatile games in the first 4 in terms of outcome and how it plays into the rest of the year.
Thank God they have the best edge rushing duo in the NFL and the second best corner in the NFL because that defense isn't giving them a floor. That the reason I'm saying they could win, they could be a top contender or lose the division and not just I'm scared because that defense is so good that you can't write them off even if you feel terrible about the offense.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. This just sucks for them long-term, not even long-term wise, for the rest of these last few games for them, because how do you even expect someone like Joe Mixon, who's 29, 30 years old,
getting up there, to
go ahead and this is around the age where running backs typically start to see a dramatic decline.
Yep.
News just isn't good. But for the sake of their defense being what it is, I have no real worries. This just makes me think about them in even more of a complicated matter, which goes back to what you guys said when it comes to them being the most volatile team in that conference.
Yeah, exactly. We're not up here. It's not doom and gloom by any means. They're not screwed because they lost Joe Mixon. They can survive a running back change up in their rotation. It's just one more variance in there to add onto the line, to add onto the rookie play caller, to add onto the rookie receivers, to add onto the third-year quarterback in a new responsibility role type thing. Like just a lot of question marks that if one doesn't go well, there could be a domino effect. It's
too many question marks to have going into the year. We had the Texans in our top 10 in Super Bowl stuff, and I do stand by that, but they are some of the more worrisome teams out of that top
I'm not
10.
sure I do stand by it. I think about it like we could have put the Packers at 9 and swapped them out to 11. Like we could have done that now, or at least especially with this news. If you want to retroactively, I don't think they have to be top 10.
No, I agree with you. I still stand by it though because I do think that their defense is amazing, and so I'm very, very high on that. And then with their division, like last year being as bad as it was, for them to be in that game with the Chiefs on the road in the second round of the playoffs and be able to win that game, like obviously stuff doesn't go their way, they don't execute properly, and you're going up against the literal best executing team in the league.
Yeah.
Like that's where you get shaky. But if you tell me right now we're gonna be in January and they're gonna win a home playoff game because they're gonna be the 4 seed, whatever, and then they're gonna go travel to either Buffalo or Baltimore, Kansas City, any one of those 3, I would believe it, no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm obviously less confident than I was before, but not entirely. I'm not out on them by any means. Interesting next news story. Jakobi Meyers wants a trade, and the Raiders told him to fuck himself. They said, "We will not trade you. We have no intention of moving you." Apparently, he wants to get a raise, as he is their new wide receiver 1, clearly, and he has been nothing but reliable for them. The market would dictate that he makes more than the $11 million he's making this year, if I remember the number correctly. He wants a raise, and I'm not sure how the back and forth went with that because we didn't get reports that he's looking for a raise until this report came out that it's not going well and he wants to get traded. So interesting thing to note, because the day after this was reported, they signed Amari Cooper, his old ass. So maybe they sense the need of a body soon. I don't know.
Wait, scroll down. When was this? What
was
exact day?
25th, 2 days ago.
Yeah, so we've been through the summer. I would fire my agent. I'd be like, do you not see what's going on? Yeah. If Micah Parsons is not getting traded, if Myles Garrett is not getting traded, you, sir, listen, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are not going anywhere. You will live in Las Vegas for this year.
This is ridiculously last minute, bro. And this is just like randomly in the middle of his contract as well.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. Like there was no noise at all that Jakobi Meyers was upset. And like he deserves a raise. That's not crazy that he wants a raise. But it's also not crazy they're not giving it to him. They're like, hold on a little bit. I don't know the inner workings there, what's going on. But on the topic of the trade request, one team reached out, and so the verbiage here interests me. Adam Schefter went on to Pat McAfee's show and said, "My understanding is the Raiders had one team reach out to trade for Jakobi Meyers, but they wanted them to pick up some of his salary. The Raiders aren't willing to do that, and they're not looking to deal him. So they're not looking to deal him first. Okay. But somebody reached out, and they would entertain it if they took on his salary. So like maybe they are open to dealing him. Like,
Something's not adding up right now.
Yeah, this sounds like maybe they are entertaining the idea. If the right offer is on the table, they're just going to say, we're not paying any of his salary.
Yeah. So if they were to go ahead and deal him, in your mind, what do you think his value would place?
I have no clue. I mean, if you're a team like who needs a second receiver right now? I don't know who's linked to Jakobi Meyers. Let's say the Commanders want to move Debo to the slot and they want a second receiver on the outside. Do the Commanders go up a third round pick for him?
No, I don't. The Commanders.
Maybe it's a bad team. Whatever team. Yeah. Is he worth a third round pick?
It really depends on
49ers.
On what
49ers need wide receiver help. Yeah. Would you go up a third round pick if you're the 49ers?
No, I wouldn't. I just think like for where San Francisco is, and if you're going to deal with like a third round pick, day 2 pick, I kind of would want that to be in-house and you get some youth in there rather than going out and trading for Jakobi Meyers. And he's not like geriatric or anything.
No, he's not old at all.
Yeah, but like I think I would value that pick more so for myself than to give it up and go get Jakobi Meyers.
Okay. What about the Panthers? You think that they would entertain that?
No, because they got Jalen Coker, the truth, who's coming in and be the new second receiver on the outside.
Please.
True.
I actually do like Jalen Coker a lot. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. If the Raiders were to lose him and just go out there with Jack Beck and what's the other rookie's name? What's the other? They have a really tall, fast wide receiver on the other side. Thornton, I think is his name. If they had those two as their two receivers on the outside, doesn't inspire confidence with two rookies being your main two outside targets, even as great as Brock Bowers is, as great as Geno Smith is. I really hope they don't lose Jakobi Meyers. Well, actually, I don't give a fuck if the Raiders sink or swim personally as a Chargers fan, but for their sake, I hope they don't lose Jakobi Meyers. I hope they make this work.
I don't know. I'm okay. I'm okay if they do. Let's see Brock Bowers break some records, man.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm ready for it. Like how high can the Brock Bowers stock get this year? If we can go past the moon, I would be very excited.
I almost forgot the biggest story of today. Something that we have to mention right now because we have to talk about the change in Luther Burden's aura by switching from number 87 to 13. A lot was made about the fact he's wearing number 87. The streets are saying it's an ugly number and that stars of his caliber, of his like type of player, these shifty skill players, gotta wear something in the teens. And now he's there after some players left on cut day. He can go back to a number in the teens like he was in college. Where do you guys feel? How do you feel about this?
87 just feels like a very what's the best wide number, you know? Very wide number, heavy number, sluggish number.
That's what, listen, we will do this. We do have to rank the best wide receiver numbers, right? Because like 87 does feel like
that's audacious. Like you got to be all time to wear something like 87.
Yeah, 87. I think for me, my top 3 wide receiver numbers would be 85, 81, and 88 would probably be my top 3.
Now, so everybody hated 87, which is a total like youth thing because like obviously 80s and stuff like when we were kids was like normal. Like in the 2000s and early 2010s, like a wide receiver being 87 is not a headline before. And now it's like, ew, this old ass number 87, yuck. All the people on TikTok, because Luther Burden is big on TikTok, were like, why are you wearing this fuck ass number? Get a cool number. But I feel like also, like I saw a lot of people saying that 87 was growing on them. Did 87 grow on you? Was he rocking it? Was this a mistake?
I never seen this picture before.
Yeah, it's just a random picture.
I've never seen it either. The 87, it don't look too bad.
No, this looks nice.
But 13 though. 13's a good number.
13 is a very nice number. See, that's tough. If you're switching to a better number, then it's hard to defend 87.
Yeah.
But again, 87 is, this picture right here is if you told me that this was the best receiver in Bears history, I would believe it.
You know what? I have a lot of Luther Burton stock. Maybe he'll get there.
Yeah.
Next news story, something that's a little bit less consequential, but I guess we got to talk about it. Spencer Rattler is the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. They drafted Tyler Shuck.
The Rat Man.
They drafted Tyler Shuck, the 42-year-old rookie quarterback, in the second round, and they did not start him in week 1.
Well,
That's embarrassing.
it's just very predictable. Why would you start a 50-year-old man at quarterback in week 1?
Why would you draft him if not to start him is the question.
Yeah. Like, what round did they draft him in?
Second. Pick number 40, I think.
What the fuck? What are we doing right now?
I love this picture. It's great.
And that was the response that everybody on Twitter made is, why would you spend a second round pick? That's a great draft capital. That could have been a lot of players. They could have picked Mason Taylor and maybe gone the tight end of the future at that pick. Lots of quality players on the board. And you picked Tyler Shuck, a non-premier QB draft pick, or prospect, I should say. Mm-hmm. Somebody that was on the radar as being draftable, but nobody was like, that's a starting quarterback right there. We got to get him in the door. We need to get as high as we can for him. Mm-hmm. They reached, and he didn't win the job. So maybe he just didn't win the job. Maybe Spencer Rattler's just better, and Kellen Moore wants to play the better player. That's fine. But process-wise, it looks crazy on paper to just he doesn't have the job. Like, what a waste of a pick.
It is crazy. He should play because he's 62. So every time,
he just keeps on getting older and older.
Bro, he's gonna die soon, and we're not starting him.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have time. You can't put him on the Trey Lance or Anthony Richardson plan where even then they started, but you can't bring these people along because he is as old as he is. So if you're gonna draft him, you have to trade Spencer Rattler and just be like, this is our guy. He's going to start, and we're going to make it work.
I get that, but also if he sucks and you're Kellen Moore, a first-year head coach who is known for his offense, if you're gonna make it in this league as a head coach, it's gonna be because your offenses are prolific and you are a needle-moving play caller, mm-hmm. right? You can't go out there to start a quarterback just because he has draft capital.
Jesus Christ,
he's not some great prospect. Rattler performed better in just about every way in the preseason. You gotta start the best guy. So I do understand it. Obviously, the optics aren't great, and it sucks that I'm sure if they could redo that, they wouldn't have picked his ass. Yeah, that's probably the clear takeaway. But I'm not mad at Kellen Moore and the rest of the staff that are making the decision to just start their best guy.
This is very funny though, because when the NFLPA is going to take this and they're going to file a grievance, and it's going to be on behalf of Shadeur Sanders because he's going to be like, see, yo, they was out here trying to keep me down.
Oh my God. Do y'all want to have Shadeur discourse? I'm so sick of that shit.
No, I'm done.
Bro.
I'm actually over it.
I refuse to have the opinion that is right. To have the opinion that is right about the discourse on Twitter is to side with people I don't want to side with normally. So I'm just going to ignore the idiot Shadeur fans that are taking it too far and say they are idiots, but I don't want to talk about it anymore.
They were calling Stefanski racist. They say he's calling good plays for Gabriel and calling bad plays.
I'm sorry. I guess we're all gonna do it. You are stupid as fuck.
What are we talking about?
I hate to side with the fucking people on Twitter that are like, they gotta make everything about race.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you gotta give it to them this time because that shit is so fucking stupid. And they found the clips because obviously he's playing a backup lineman, and they're like, these guys all got cut.
Yeah.
Bro, you're the third string quarterback. You're playing with third string offensive linemen. That's how preseason works.
We're in the third preseason game.
I know. That's how the system works. If you play, and there was all these plays that they're like, look who's on the field. And the whole time they're pointing at the names and it's a clean pocket. Yeah. Because they're defending third string defensive linemen.
Exactly.
It's all even and makes total sense. It's ludicrous.
And what's funny is in his going into the first preseason game, they were like, oh, you're starting Shadeur. You're setting him up to fail. He hasn't been playing with these guys. And so now he's going to get into the game and he's going to mess up. These are the guys Shadeur has been playing with the entire camp. And now he's taking 25-yard sacks. This is not what's supposed to happen.
And this whole thing, they're setting him up to fail. The entire notion that the Brown staff doesn't want their picks to work is just hilarious. You have to do so much mental gymnastics for this to make sense in your brain.
This is also why you don't put out an ad campaign after the first preseason game. Like,
in which he plays like fine. Like he makes a couple good plays, but it wasn't like it was like a real game where he lit it up and they wanted me. He had a solid preseason outing.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's our time. It's almost like fascinating.
I don't blame him though. Like the engagement went crazy, bro. So it's like you got to do something like that.
It's almost fascinating the fan base that he's like accumulated. It's very like pop star adjacent. Of like insane people that will like no matter what spin things for you. Like it's like Taylor Swift fans to some extent.
It's reaching Love Island levels of delusion.
That's crazy.
He said it's systemic racism for him to play with the third string center. Kevin Stefanski is the worst. Oh man. But also he is now the official third string quarterback. They traded Kenny Pickett. They found a sucker team to give up a pick for Kenny Pickett. He is off the team. Gabriel's the backup, and Shadeur's third string officially.
Also, Tyler Huntley signed back with the Ravens today, and they're like, "Yo, he was just over there getting intel on the
Browns." Yeah, okay, that's the furthest we're diving into Shadeur dialogue.
God damn, man.
Next news story, which really sucks for a team that's near and dear to one of our hearts, or at least near and dear to one of our hometowns. The starting right tackle, Kaleb Mcgary of the Atlanta Falcons, is out for the season. And Kaleb Mcgary is a league average starter. He's fine. He's a good run blocker. Ask a Falcons fan. He is the bane of their existence as a pass blocker. Not particularly good. But to lose any starting lineman at this point in the year, even if he has replacement level, you cannot find another replacement level tackle out there on the market. You were just going to go into the season with sub-replacement level tackle play. And that is not great for a team that has a left-handed quarterback, and this is his blindside protector.
That's tough, especially considering the injury history of Michael Penix too.
Yep.
Over the course of his college career, very tough scene to go ahead and try to like. We have little to nothing to grasp on the 3 games that he played last year, and so to have this rift on top of their already decent line, it's tough to withstand.
Yeah, especially when he's a strong run blocker and combine it with the fact they have one of the best run blocking guards in the league next to him. That was a real strength of this team. Yeah. And I drafted Bijan Robinson in fantasy number 2 overall in one of my leagues. And
guess what?
Day.
And we'll talk about it later. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
Well, Bijan, okay. But, the core of this team, if they do make a leap offensively, will be they have a top of the line rushing attack with Bijan and Algier. Mm-hmm. Losing Kaleb Mcgary hurts the rushing attack for sure. Like, even if passing will be fine, he's not a particularly good pass protector. They can probably piece it together and be okay there. It probably is going to hurt their run game.
I mean, like, obviously, yes, just because, again, on the fact that you are losing a starting lineman. But I think that Atlanta has done such a good job of building their scheme and saying, what we're going to do. We are going to run outside zone, and that is it. And if you can stop us, then that's great. There's not a lot that anybody in the system, like, you need to learn how to block outside zone, and that is it. So I do think, like, there is the mental gymnastics or the mental aspect where it's like, I have to learn everything. No, like, what the run game is going to be.
Sure, but it's pretty important to have strong tackles in an outside zone scheme. And there's this writer, Brandon Thorne, on Twitter. Well, not on Twitter, he's a writer, but I see him on Twitter that ranks offensive lines. And after this, he moved them from 13th in the league to 23rd. So just goes to show you that, like, the same thing happened with the Chargers. I think they were like 9th on his list and dropped like 27. Because if you have a top-heavy offensive line as is and you lose your starting tackle at this point of the year, it's impossible to replace them. Yeah, it's a pretty big blow.
But if you're going to do it, if you're going to keep up whatever momentum that you had as a running team, it sure does help that you have one of the most elusive, one of the best backs to still make everybody right. Like, if you're doing this, if this happened and it was only Tyler Algier back there, then I'd be like, oh, they're gonna suck in the run game. Yeah. But you have somebody who is special that can make everybody else right. So with Bijan there, it's like,
that just makes his job harder though.
I mean, yeah, it makes everybody's job harder, but I mean that's
I guess so. That's why he's
gonna be fine. He's gonna be okay.
I mean, yeah, he'll be okay. He's not gonna have a disaster year, but hurts their ceiling or hurts their floor even. Like, just makes, like you said, makes everything harder. Worth monitoring because even outside of Kaleb Mcgary, who again is not some star. It's not like losing Rashawn Slater. It's not like a real needle moving offensive lineman. Just makes your depth that much worse. And injuries are going to happen, and they're this much worse equipped to deal with it.
Yeah.
Overall, not great. Sorry, sucks to be a Falcons fan as
Tough
always.
season.
Nothing good happens to you. Let's talk about the most important news story of the day. Where were you when you found out about the proposal?
I was at the crib yesterday. I had to check that if it was real or fake because I was like, why the hell is Adam Schefter telling me that they're engaged? But shout out to them.
Wow. I
have no thoughts on this.
I was seeing a whole lot of like
This is white history right here.
conspiracy theories about like, yo, if the Chiefs didn't get their teeth kicked in, they would have done this right after the Super Bowl. They would have
Probably.
ruined your parade.
Oh, I did see that. So that was also fun. And I actually did lie.
Yeah.
I do have thoughts on this. Cannot share them here.
Why? You want to talk about prenup discussions?
Oh, someone said that prenup is going to be longer than any book Travis Kelce has ever read. That was hilarious. It's so funny because Travis Kelce like isn't a dumbass, really, but he is like a jock and like talks in such like a meathead way, and it's hilarious seeing the jokes. Like he's the dumbest football player alive, notably smart football player, but he is a football player.
Yeah.
So to be a smart football player,
The bar is low.
It's still to be a guy that headbutts other guys every day for 16 weeks a season. So all those jokes are hilarious. But yeah, this is white history.
It is.
The timeline erupted.
I saw in like 12. So when I saw the Instagram post, it was like 12 minutes in. I already had like a million likes on it.
Naturally.
They were doing numbers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The question is, does this mean it's Travis Kelce's last season?
Last season, you
We
think
think
Taylor's
this is
gonna
last year.
pull him away from the game like that?
His head's not in the game. You see all these advertisements he's doing? He's ready for the next step of his career.
He's gonna be like this. My next chapter.
And he's gonna say like Amazon on his chest. Going to work in media. Yeah. Okay.
He would never work at Amazon. He's gonna be at WWE.
WWE.
He's gonna be in some wrestling federation.
Some federation. Okay. You may notice that we just changed outfits real quick. That is because the day after we recorded that, the day of this episode dropping actually, we are here recording a quick amendment to this episode because the NFL rivalry jerseys just dropped and we have to grade them today.
Nah. You know what happened? I had you two have a sip of my secret sauce. They won't tell you. They don't want to admit it. But just know that you know the truth now. And it worked.
I'm not sure they've seen the secret sauce yet.
They'll see.
You're okay. So today, I'm going to show you guys every single one of the new NFL rivalry jerseys that just dropped. We got new jerseys for the NFC West and the AFC East. You guys are going to grade them A through F. Let me know how you feel about these new additions to the NFL lore.
Let's go.
So we're going to start off right now with what you got on screen. The 49ers, New Jersey.
Not gonna lie, these are hard. These are hard. I like the concept of it. My favorite thing about it is the numbers.
That's what I was gonna say. Because there's a few of these that just made the jersey black with the regular core colors. They changed the numbers and made it feel special. That makes it work for me. When maybe some others that we're gonna see don't necessarily accomplish that.
What does it say in cursive? I can't.
On the chest,
Yeah.
I believe that just says 49ers or San Francisco.
Either way, hard. I like this a lot because they have a version of this. They had a black jersey where it was black and it was just regular, like red text, everything. This brings in like old school Niners stuff. It feels very all encompassing of the Niners brand. I do like this, and this would be one of the few things that I give the Niners credit for this year.
Okay. Are you anti-Niners overall?
I'm still upset about 23.
Oh, actually, no, it doesn't say Niners. I got pulled up here.
Yeah, what does it say?
It says faithful.
Okay. Nice little touch. I like it. I'm not going to lie. This is a top tier jersey, and this is damn near top 5 to me in my mind. Top 5 in the entire NFL.
Really?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
Currently. I don't know where to put them in my mind, but it's so hard to have a black base, red numbers, and also have that gold outline too. Incredibly hard. And then the font of those numbers too just gives a little culture to it. I wonder what is this about? Like, what is this paying homage to?
Let's see. I'm in this graphic here. It says all in the details. It says Nike and National Football League are announcing Rivalries, a new and exciting uniform and fan gear program that will give athletes and fans. Actually, hold on. This is just a generic description of it. They have one that's let's see. Helmets.
A helmet. Okay.
A pioneering look for the first of its kind 49ers helmet, harnessing midnight black, accented by red, black, and gold stripes, while highlighting new to the NFL face masks accented in gold. Okay, these are just generic ass
Yeah,
descriptions. They're not talking about what it's about.
Basically, all the
swag.
Yeah, it's swag.
Okay.
Stuff that you've seen before, and then we're gonna change it up a little bit. But
It is a very shiny gold too. It's
very
not just
nice.
like the normal gold. It's gold. It's reflective. So I think they're paying homage to that gold rush stuff. Like
it's a metallic gold.
yeah, that makes it more unique. I'll give it an A. I think we're starting on a high note.
This is very good.
Okay,
A+.
A+. There you go. The Bills.
Oh shit! This is so hard. What the fuck, man?
Now, this is a top 5 jersey in the NFL. I don't care. I love a whiteout jersey. Look at the logo. They fucking bedazzled that bitch. It works. It's cool. The helmet logo is tough. The all-white accessories, tough. A+.
ODOR. What the fuck, man? I told myself I was going to stop. Y'all don't know this, but I went in and splurged and I bought like 4 different NFL jerseys or just football jerseys in general. And you're going to see me rotating them. And I told myself I was going to stop. I can't stop after this. I'm going to order more.
You know why this is good? They took out the red. They committed to white and one of their colors. A lot of times you see people do all black jerseys, all white jerseys. They keep bolder colors. It looks a little bit much. Them making it one tone like this makes it elite.
It's a very nice like color rush adjacent type of thing. The pictures with the snow falling in the background, that makes it feel better.
Yeah.
I am a little skeptical about how this is gonna look, but I do feel like if I have this jersey, if I do buy this jersey, I also have to buy a mink, and I have to be listening to West Side Gun at the same time. And we have to go all in on Buffalo because this does have very, very, very high upside.
Yeah. And all these teams, they're doing basically what the NFL, what the NBA does with city jerseys. They're all paying homage to their town where they're from. You got the snow, the cold weather, Buffalo. This is dope.
I ain't gonna lie. This year, if they wear this against the Kansas City Chiefs, they got it. They got it this year. They have to beat them.
I don't think they're allowed to put it on the playoffs, but makes them happen.
Really? Damn.
They've been the rules.
They play them in the regular season.
I don't know if they're wearing they're all wearing these jerseys against the other teams that are in this program from these 2 divisions.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
they all wear it once at home.
Top
against-
5 jersey.
Yeah, honestly, they all wear it once at home against one of the rivals. So I think they probably wear it against the Patriots. I can't remember exactly.
I'm gonna have 15 top 5 jerseys.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Top 5 jersey.
This is okay. So first of all, it looks pretty militant. We got this tan with the splatter. Kind of looks like we're about to invade Iraq.
And it's kind of fucking hard too. What do you mean?
It's kind of dope though.
Hell yeah.
Kind of looks like a Marine.
No,
Kind
I'm
of looks
not a-
like this feels like the most serious paintball battle type
It does look like a
type
paintball
of
jersey.
like outfit ever.
I'm
It is
not,
cool, the
I'm not
speckle works.
I'm not a fan of the speckle.
See, I'm not on the surface. It's like, oh, it looks like a college jersey. It's doing a lot, but it's unique. It works. They have the tan helmet to go with it, so it's not like just some like random texture. They did the whole look. I like it.
When I see the speckle, I see a 21-year-old saying, "Bro, I'm gonna start a clothing brand," and just be throwing paint on blank white T-shirts and charging $150 for it. I don't
Watch your
like
mouth.
it. I don't
Watch your
like
mouth.
That's Atlanta culture. He knows all about it. He knows all about it.
Watch your mouth. It's home for me. All right.
Yeah, but no, I'm not a fan of this.
I'll give it a solid B. It's not one of the best out there, but I appreciate the unique turn to it. I like how they do the splatter and the tan, kind of looks like the desert of Arizona. There's a lot of good little homages to the Arizona flag on the arm sleeve and stuff like that. I'll give it a B+.
I will give them credit though, because they've gone so far in the minimalist jersey design where it's just like color Arizona. And like that's it. That's all that they have. So the fact that we can get a little bit more life into it is cool. But I don't know. I'm still not giving them a great grade. I'll go C+.
I mean, C+.
The details. The details are so nice. The helmet looks good. Like it just looks quality.
Yeah, I fuck with it heavy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I lied. It's not top 5, like I said, but it is feeling like it could be a top 10 jersey in the league. I don't know. There's just so many. I'm just spoiled after years and years and years of looking at.
This won't crack
Look at this
top
helmet.
10.
Look at this helmet.
It's not top 10.
It won't crack top 10.
The helmet is hard as hell.
The helmet isn't. Look at that logo. How it's like. It looks like it's like spray painted on there with that one tone with the red. That is hard. The helmet's the best part, Loki.
You're lying.
I'm gonna get that paintbrush, put that paint, and just start flicking it, just start splattering everywhere.
It does look very militant, though. It definitely looks like we're in the Middle East. The New York Jets.
Hard.
Once again, kind of militant.
Hard.
It's themed around Gotham, so it's supposed to feel very like.
I'm trying to send a message through sports.
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like,
looks a little policey, a
looks
little
like
army.
Yeah, it looks like the AI police is taking over.
It's not bad though. Again, it's supposed to be a Gotham themed jersey, so it's supposed to feel like grungy, that like I don't know, like dirty street type of vibe to it, and I think it works.
You say Gotham, and it's like it feels. That's probably the right word, because it feels like a movie jersey.
Yeah.
Like if they were wearing this jersey when Bane was blowing up the stadium, I would understand. I actually don't like this.
So I don't love it. I'm gonna give it a C, but it's not bad. It's just boring, kind of dull, but it's not bad at all. It'll probably look better on field with the natural lighting making the green pop more.
But this is why, like, it's very hard to, like, when you have black jerseys, and I'm not a black jersey kind of guy, but I do understand that the floor is kind of high. If you're messing that up, this
isn't black. This is like a dark green.
That's even worse.
Yeah, see, I think the screen you're looking at looks a little gray.
Yeah.
Look at this right screen over here. It's like a dark green.
Got you.
So it's like
then take everything I just said and throw it around. Because it did not look green over there.
Yeah, that screen looks weird. Yeah, this one over here, it's like a dark green. That's why I said it looks kind of military like again.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Well, that changes everything.
Look at us, bro.
I actually kind of rock with this now.
It's a solid C+.
Okay,
Like
fine.
it's a cool jersey. It's not one of the better ones on here, but it's not the worst. It's not bad. It'll look better on the field. It's very decent for a very decent team. Yeah, I'll give it a C. The Miami Dolphins.
The colorblind strikes again.
Yeah, there you go. The Miami Dolphins. This is the first one I do not like.
I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but it's clearly the worst jersey.
I
here.
will.
The numbers, they did the regular font, they did everything regular, just made it black, which like could be cool, but the orange and the blue doesn't lend itself well to this, I think. I think they should have either cut the blue or cut the orange and gone one tone.
Exactly. Pick a color.
If they did blue and black, no orange, made it look a little more sleek, maybe it'd work better for me.
I feel like citywide, any alternate jersey in Miami has to be Miami Vice colors.
Yeah.
And this is just like, you already have these very bright, like turquoise colors. But
they know you want bright colors, so they give you black. They flip it on its head.
But it's okay. Even the black Miami Vice jersey is like, that's hard. Like that's one of the best jerseys. I just, like you said, I just don't think that these colors mesh pretty well with the black. The mock-up of it with Jalen Waddle's jersey, where he's not in it, that looks decent. That looks okay. But the moment you put it on somebody, it looks stupid.
Yeah, you're looking at it doesn't look great. And I think it's the font too. The numbers don't look very good. The numbers don't look sleek. They look too like, because it's their regular like modern ass numbers.
This looks like a 40U jersey for sure.
Oh my god, it does look like a 40U jersey.
Like yeah, you should not be wearing this in the professional.
This is a big Little
league,
Tykes
bro.
jersey.
It is.
Y'all remember that show?
Friday Night Tykes.
Friday Night Tykes.
Yo, that stuff was lit.
This is a Friday Night Tykes jersey.
Oh
you ever see it?
No.
It was a show on I think like TLC or something where it was like Little League football, like
in
10-year-olds, and they did like a reality show about them, like Hard Knocks.
No, I did not see that.
It was a show about Little League football.
I need to tap in.
Dog, these 8-year-olds are getting knocked out.
The New England Patriots.
I like the NE.
I love this. It's like a dark bluish gray, this like stone type of blue gray color with that NE unique font on the front and the back. This is tough to me. This is simplistic in a great way.
I feel like I can't see the front enough of it. Enough of the front, but
that's also true.
I'll put more pictures for you.
It's not bad. I like it. I just want to see how high the ceiling is for me.
Do you see the collar? We are all Patriots? Nah.
That's a little bit too much.
I see what you guys are going for.
No,
no,
okay.
This looks very good.
Yeah, this was great. The white numbers go well with the white helmet. I love the dullness of it. Like the dullness of it works really well because it's complemented with this nice white, the unique numbers.
I like the NE for New England on the sleeves. Details are nice. Okay, we're cooking. We're cooking. I'll go like B- on this one.
It looks very patriotic too. This looks like a fucking America jersey for sure.
Oh, trust me, people will be wearing this out on the lake. I promise you that.
Yeah, but no, it works.
The
It's
American flag too. You absolutely right.
This looks like steel.
I don't like the helmets. I don't think the helmet really matches too well with this.
I see that.
What do you want, dark helmet?
Maybe, I don't know. The white helmet just looks too silly to me.
The helmet, it just doesn't look good on Drake May because
You got the old ass bucket.
yeah. But
I guess so.
The other helmets, it looks fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. I rock with it. I'll give it a B.
Okay.
Yeah, I go B.
Not elite, but it's good.
Yeah, it's a good jersey.
The Los Angeles Rams. Once again, we got a black jersey with the regular colors accented, the regular numbers, black with the blue and yellow.
This is not the best jersey here, but it's not trash though.
Yeah, it sucks because like I see the vision, and this is like whenever you think about an outfit in your head and then you put it on, and it's like, oh dang, like it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. Because theoretically, this should work and this should be very, very fire. But it's just okay. It's just decent.
Think it's hard to make blue and yellow rock like this. This shade of blue, especially rock with yellow. It's so hard.
This is just very fine. It's kind of like the Dolphins one where it's just a black version of what they already do. It's nothing spectacular. A little bit lazy for the program compared to what other teams are doing. So I'll give it a C, but it does look better than the Dolphins.
You know what is stupid about this though? On the sleeves. If we could just make the sleeves full blue, full yellow.
Oh yeah, they got this gradient bullshit.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I would like that more. If we could just make the 9 very solid. You got that stupid stitching.
Yeah, why is the 9 yellow? Why is the number white? It should have been. I don't know if it should have been white. I don't know if.
White might have been a little too much.
Yeah,
I mean, yellow might have been a little too much going on. But yeah, they got this little gradient on the arms.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
A lot of these jerseys are feeling kind of like just like military inspired to me, like with these like patterns and stuff.
Are they about to like trying to signal us into something right now?
To get drafted via the NFL fandom?
Yeah, are we?
They're programming our brains to want to enlist because they have low enlisting numbers.
World War III's on the horizon.
We can't talk about that. You know? We can't say anything about that.
It's like how they're at every low income school. They're always in there talking about you can get a Dodge Charger, you can get a Rams jersey. I've seen that many times.
Oh.
The Seattle Seahawks.
You just gonna have an army full of Browns fans.
Gross.
The worse your team is, the more angry that you are. Yeah. You're getting enlisted.
We got the Seahawks with the straight up Oregon Ducks jersey.
Damn, this sucks.
See, okay, so
I don't like this.
It is an Oregon Ducks jersey, so that's like funny, but it doesn't suck. The Ducks have cool jerseys.
This isn't bad, obviously.
One, you're not in Oregon. 2, I'm not doing this.
If you're gonna copy someone, copy Oregon. Like it works. Like it looks very derivative. It looks hilarious seeing that pattern on the shoulders, but it's kind of cool. The metallic green numbers, kind of cool. It's not bad at all.
I like the numbers. I don't like the shoulders. I'm not a fan of that in this sense.
What do you think the shoulders should just be like plain and basic like the rest of the jersey?
Either that or we could do something else. It looks like especially on that picture, it looks like it got ripped apart.
He got stretch marks on his shoulders.
What's wrong with stretch marks?
He's got gains.
What are you trying to tell me, man?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
that. I saw it this morning, at least on Twitter. Seahawks fans are pissed. They're like, "What is this bullshit? What, you took away our bright jerseys for this?"
What?
And I get it. They're upset. I think another one. I think it'll look good on field. So I'll give it a B.
We gotta pause on gray jerseys. Let's stop making them. I'm kind of with them. Let's get some nice color in it because they've had gray jerseys for a while.
So which one, you want to go? C, D,
C minus?
I think I give this a C plus. It's not bad.
I think this is one that right now we're gonna laugh at it. Right now we're gonna say you want to be the cool college kid so bad. You're fucking unk. You're not young like that. Stop trying to be them. But then in a year from now, we're gonna be like, that was a great jersey.
Yeah,
it'll grow on us for sure.
Nah.
Okay. Next up.
I'm stuck in my way.
Oh, that's the last one. That's all 8.
Wow.
Damn.
That's all of them. I want to see more.
That's tough, man. Fuck.
You just got to taste.
How do you guys feel about this batch of jerseys?
I haven't gotten the whole load.
What the fuck?
Tough.
I've been waiting.
What the fuck?
For years.
Turn it off.
I'll have to keep waiting.
Turn it off.
With that being said, we're going to send you guys back to yesterday, to the main recording we already did, to get to the main topic of this episode. Goodbye. That's the end of the news stories I want to talk about today. Outside of that, lots of cut news. Nothing that was super important to talk about in this episode. So it's time for us to talk about the main topic of this episode. We're going to predict the winner of every NFL award this season. And, when we do like NBA award predictions, it's kind of like you could make a real stake and claim because there's 82 games. We know what the team constructions are. Mm-hmm. That's enough games that like there's no real randomness. Like if you think someone has an argument to win MVP, you can map out why. NFL in 16 games, it kind of just comes down to who has the best few games statistical season, right? So I don't think this is going to be as like this is my pick for MVP. But what we're gonna do is, maybe
for y'all.
Okay, maybe you have
I got my picks.
Okay. Wow. I want to more so talk through like what are going to be the arguments come the end of the season for all these guys, because especially in the NFL discourse, it comes down to like whatever logic, mental gymnastics you want to do for your pick. Discourse has had, and people figure out an argument and a way to be persuasive on TV. So we're gonna talk through all the possible people that could win it for all these awards. You guys want to start with MVP?
Let's do it. Yeah, why not?
Sure, off the bat.
Okay. Who are your guys' picks for MVP off the top of your head? Who's your gut reaction first pick?
For me, my gut reaction, and this has nothing to do with like on the field because the talent is obviously undeniable. It's just about discourse. Now, in your mind, I guess this is my first ever MVP, NFL MVP, like real discussion.
Yeah.
Getting in the weeds of it. Where would you guys say, like, what's the percentage on narrative based driven stuff versus like actual what he's doing on the
I'm glad you asked this first. It will be a quarterback on one of the best teams in the NFL, and it will be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Outside of Matt Ryan, I can't remember a year where it went to somebody who isn't like a tier 1 quarterback. So it'll either be Mahomes, Lamar, or Josh Allen, or if another quarterback breaks into that tier, it could be them. But it will be someone that you can look at and say is you're one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and your team is good because of that.
Okay, so immediately with that statement just made, I'm going to eliminate Joe Burrow because I don't think the team's going to be as good.
So that's worth talking about.
Yeah.
I agree. Some people will argue that maybe he will have a like floor raising type season that, one, some people will put him in that top tier. Yeah. I don't view him in that top 3. I think those guys are a tier of their own as like 3 of the best we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But some people do feel like Joe Burrow is at that level. Maybe they think the other guys are lesser than I do or whatever.
And if they do, that's only because he has not to say he's as good as he's like beneath this player, but it would be like a Matt Ryan type situation because that defense did smell like trash or was literally trash that year he won it. So he has to be something remarkable. It
would be him putting up a ton of counting stats like he did last year, and they make the playoffs this time. And it's like the narrative is they're only in the playoffs because Joe Burrow is fucking Drew Brees reincarnated, and he is single-handedly dragging them there. That would be the argument. I think a lot of people do want to like make that pick for Joe Burrow, but that doesn't really move me compared to like we're probably going to get it in an environment like we have been last year. Like the reason Joe Burrow didn't win it in his best statistical season because Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen also have bonker stats, and their teams are just simply way better.
Even then, towards the end of last season, I know that there were people that were like, listen, if the Bengals do get to the playoffs, Joe Burrow will have my vote. Mm-hmm. And there's been so much this offseason about Burrow is the best pure passer in the NFL, right? Like obviously he's amazing under pressure. And so you start getting into that space where it's like, if we're just talking about quarterbacking and playing the position, like Joe Burrow's at the top of the profession, like there is that segment where if everything goes right and they go 10-7, get the 7 seed, there will be people giving Joe Burrow MVP votes.
Definitely,
for sure.
Yeah, like again, I don't think he's going to win, but I do think that ruling him out right now, I don't think we can do that because I do think that like he's gonna be. They will try.
Yeah, they will try. Yeah. I think that to me sounds like it's lining up to perpetually be third place in MVP for the next 3 years. Just because Lamar and Josh Allen are not going anywhere. One of those two will be a top 2 finalist for the same reasons they have been last year. And Lamar the year before that. My pick is Pat Mahomes.
Wow. Okay.
I think we're lined up perfectly for a redemption season in terms of production and just. I say redemption season. Motherfucker was in the Super Bowl and because of him, and he's a crazy floor raiser. His weapons suck. He's in it for a redemption in terms of just passing yards and touchdowns and having enough weapons to show I'm clearly still the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm probably the best you've ever seen if you're a football fan. He hasn't lost a step. It's because of all the contextual reasons around him. I feel pretty good about the weapons. I feel really good about the protection being better. Overall, I feel good about he'll have the ability to put up numbers. And I think discourse-wise, there will be a push to say it's been a few years since we gave it to Pat Mahomes. Look at them back now. His weapons still aren't amazing. It's not like they just they didn't get prime Julio Jones walking through the door. Like it's just competent and we're showing he can still be it. The narrative push seems to be there. And his top weapon is marrying Taylor Swift. They're going to be on TV all the time talked about. There's going to be a lot of people. True. There's going to be a lot of discourse brewing that makes it make sense to me.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here. It's coming.
We're here because Mahomes is my MVP for all the reasons that you said. It's really been frustrating, honestly, hearing people talk about Mahomes the way that they have. Because like, bro, what do you mean Josh Allen is better than him? What do you mean that Lamar is better than him when all the like the one time that you take away all the parts away from Mahomes, they go 15-1 or 15-1 without, because they sat out the last game, right? They have this amazing season, barely lose at all. They get to the Super Bowl and Mahomes is right there every single step of the way. And I'm beating Josh Allen every single time I play him. The head-to-head one-on-one stuff that is going to be in the conversation. I dominate that. The one time me and Lamar have played in the playoffs, I beat him at his house. And guess what? He can't even get to a spot where we can play to get to the Super Bowl. Like Mahomes at every step has at least one or two things over the other two. And so the fact that now some people are like, yeah, Josh Allen is the best, or like Lamar is the best. If I'm Mahomes, or if I'm, a Mahomes fan, which I am, I'm looking at this entire conversation, this entire discourse. I'm like, yo, this is your time. Please stun on these hoes so bad. Because they're really like, the way people have talked about it, it is low-key disrespectful.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Mahomes is not my pick. He would be number 2. I think if he has audacious numbers, not to the same effect that what happened like in 2022 or 2021 or anything like that, because again, like you said, contextual things are just not there anymore. But if the numbers do jump out the paper and they're comparable to Lamar or Josh Allen, then I think that will literally be the case for all those reasons said. But
it might not happen. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. For me personally, just straight discourse reasons. I think that it'll probably go to Lamar. And I think what a lot of fans will probably do is they'll go ahead and look at the season that he had this past year and all the cool highlights and all this other stuff. And I'm just really driving this conversation based off of a Twitter conversation that I saw, 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever. People were like, yeah, man, what were you thinking? We should have given it to Lamar instead of Josh Allen.
Yeah. No, the only reason I wasn't confident in Mahomes, I agree with you. I think there's a real world when Lamar gets it. So, yeah, we're on the same page. If Pat Mahomes has the stat bounce back, I think he gets it because they will have a ton of wins and he will prove to us he's still the GOAT. And I think that's like a worthwhile argument. There's a world in which he doesn't because they're still playing dink and dunk football. They're still winning games, but not in the flashy way we used to see. And that doesn't resonate with voters. This could be a Jokic arc where he clearly had the more statistically impressive season to a lot of people than Josh Allen last year. It was honestly one of the best quarterback seasons of all time to not win MVP.
Yeah.
The touchdown to interception ratio while being that mobile and that accurate is absurd. It was like his most statistically impressive season, and he's had several MVPs, and this was his best one. Kind of sounds like what happened when Joel Embiid won the MVP, and the next year Jokic came back and was equally as impressive and won it, and the big push was like, should have got it last year, so really we're just catching up to where he already should be. That could very much happen again, because there's no reason to think that Lamar won't be as productive this year. Derrick Henry is still there.
Yeah.
Like they still have the insane group of offensive talent that they had last year that made them borderline unstoppable for the entire season as a rushing team and as a passing team with him being as accurate as he developed to be. Lamar's probably the best betting pick.
Brother, I was on Madden for the first time in like 15 years. I was having the time of my life playing with the Baltimore Ravens. So much fucking fun. I'm like, bro, I gotta get out of the house and buy a goddamn jersey. I'm not a fan. But when it comes to my first experience in like 10, 15 years,
he's gonna be a Ravens fan at the end of the year.
I swear
he should be. I
swear I'm not.
He swears he won't be. Like, why not? We were talking about the team you should pick. Ravens would be a very quality pick.
That's not fun. That's not fun. I want to sit through the team through the process, and I'm just like jumping on the bandwagon. It feels like jumping on the bandwagon when it's like good. You know?
They've never won a Super Bowl with Lamar.
I have no ties to Baltimore.
But also, like, if you are just picking a team, jumping on the bandwagon is honestly, it's the worst thing to do, but not for like respect reasons. Just because.
It's going to get worse from here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like every team is going to go through their highs and lows. And so like just saying like, oh, I jumped on this team when I didn't have to, like, that's just putting yourself through whatever trauma that you have. And there's honestly no respect because you are picking the team as a grown man. And so like, so if you do that to yourself, everyone's like, yeah, you're stupid. Yeah. If you did that when you were 7, then people could understand that.
Yeah.
But if you jump on the Ravens bandwagon right now, they also have been quote unquote like if you look at the statistical profile, they are underachievers because they are one of like the best teams to never, win a Super Bowl, all that stuff. So It's not like you're not doing all of that.
They are the 2018 Houston Rockets. Like they are that great team.
But like over like 4 years.
Damn. If Chris Paul never got hurt in 2019, they are the Rockets.
That's embarrassing, man.
Yeah. And like people won't make the Lamar James Harden comparison too. Like, honestly, and I kind of bandwagoned the Rockets at that time. I loved that. That was my second team. I love James Harden. So like I see the parallels. But going back to the MVP conversation.
Yeah.
So I think we agree. Mahomes and Lamar are the 2 picks for the tier 1 quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Burrow will be in the conversation unless they have a lot of good luck on their side and like the defense is like really high level. I don't personally buy that's going to win, but I think he will be in the conversation. The other box to check, do you guys think there will be a world in which the winner is a quarterback that breaks into top 5 conversations and like proves to be one of the superstars of the league? And if it is, who's the most likely outcome there?
Jaden Daniels in my mind.
Naturally.
It has to be, yeah. He has to have a
top 10 season in year 1,
possible.
Comes out as a top 5 season in year 2. That's possible. No real way to predict it, but I don't necessarily like, that doesn't jump out to me as like, I think things are in place that's definitely going to happen.
It's just hard. It's hard to say Jaden Daniels because you do have the Eagles in that division that were like, you have to get over that hump. They won 12 games last year. A lot of them were very, very close games. So like, I don't think that Jaden Daniels is going to be any worse than what he was last year, but the overall situation and the discourse about it and the things that people are going to point to in terms of that are going to be like big regression in terms of what made the Commanders them last year, that's going to be extremely different. Well, I think it's going to be very different. Like it's insanely hard to be at the top of the league in 1-score games year in and year out. Like sometimes like that's going to go up and down. For them to convert 4th downs 87% of the time, that's going to go, up and down. And so if you have those two things come back down and let's say you don't even win your division, they won 12 games last year. Are you going to get to 13 wins? I have no idea. And so those 3 things I feel like are very, very big hills for Jaden Daniels to get over. So I can see where he can get in. He wouldn't be my dark horse.
Yeah. Cause like the examples is happening over time. 2018 Mahomes obviously like came in year 1 as a starter and it had a legendary season that you can't really project that being a model for this to happen unless I don't even like, if Caleb Williams figured it all out and like didn't have the sack issues, didn't have the accuracy issues, thrived immediately under Ben Johnson, like that's somebody that has, I guess, the talent level on paper that could make that type of leap, but that's asking for a ton and there's no way to predict that.
Drake May has a better shot at doing something like that.
He's in the supporting cast though. You have to have a great supporting cast to facilitate this. And the Bears, like, if Caleb is a star, if Caleb was Jaden Daniels level this year, the Bears would be like a really good team. So that would be the outline, I think. You have to have enough talent around you that if you make that leap, your team goes from bad to great because everybody else is already good and ready to win. That's the type of team it could be, but that's asking for a lot from Caleb. I don't even want to put that on him. And like other scenarios, like Cam Newton's MVP is kind of like that, but that was because they had a dominant defense and he was the offense. I don't know any other quarterbacks that are in that scenario to go from like a good quarterback that has a great legendary season. Same thing like Lamar in 2019, kind of like takes that step as a passer. Yeah. It would only be Caleb, but I don't think any of us think he's there.
I think Stroud would probably be the one where like if everything clicked like perfectly in the way that the Texans are telling us it's going to click.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Like that could be it. I just feel like right now there's a lot of questions about it. Jordan Love would be the one where
he's not good enough though.
Where
that's a leap.
They've talked about the way that the Green Bay has moved and operated around Jordan Love shows that like they feel that he's one of those guys. Yeah. And so if this is the year where Love, like let's say the turnovers aren't there, obviously the aggression is still going to be there. But let's say people are just dropping passes this year. If he doesn't have a crazy amount of interceptions, if he can stay healthy throughout the entire year, if the Packers are like, if they do win the NFC North with everything else going around it, he would be the one where, because dark horse, like we were saying, dark horse MVP, it's extremely hard to predict.
Yeah, you don't see it coming.
And it's probably not going to happen either. And so if there was going to be a spot where I'm trying to pinpoint where it's going to come from, Jordan Love will probably be my pick in terms of guys who can elevate themselves into that 5th spot.
Yeah, okay. I don't personally have a lot of faith in the skill set being like to that degree, like best in the league. But like if you do have that faith in him, that's a good pick. And yeah, the only other quarterback I can think of that's like of this age and like talent level is Herbert. No quarterback under Greg Roman is going to win an MVP. That's never going to fucking happen. So he's out of it, and the defensive talent isn't good enough that I think they're going to make some like super contender leap. But like, I guess there is a world in which like second year Jim Harbaugh, if Trey Harris and Keandre Lambert-Smith and Omarion Hampton are like stars and like changes their offense and they have the weapons to put up big numbers, there's a world where Herbert like has like a 3rd place, he's in the conversation type of season. But I just don't think a Greg Roman offense has the juice and passing volume to ever have a quarterback win MVP.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Lamar Jackson did
it. That's your vote?
True. No, Lamar did it. He won one with Greg Roman.
Okay.
He also had like 900 rushing yards that season, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
If you better run. Listen, your offensive line is not going to be as great as you thought. Yeah. I better see you scramble, Herbert.
But I will say also, last year Greg Roman had a top 10 EPA offense and passing offense last year, which nobody saw coming because Herbert is like that level of passing floor raiser. So maybe that could be a floor raising the same way Lamar's rushing was.
Yeah.
And
it won't happen for Herbert, but
yeah, just imagine, we're just imagining outlines of what could happen if you lose Slater and your protection's worse, and you have another season where Quies is kept. Last year, Herbert had like one of the better floor raising seasons we've seen in a long time with the touchdown interception ratio, the way he ran play action like Jared Goff, turning his back to defense and led the offense to have that high EPA with his just like insane accuracy on those plays. If you lose the offensive line and these young guys take a leap, you could say it's because Herbert finally got help and look what he does with competent receivers. There could be an argument there, but you'd have to have team success to go with it, I think. And to happen, you would have to have like a defensive leap to match. And I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
They situation wise, they have something to where like the Chargers and the Bengals both have something in their advantage where you have the Goliath in your division.
Yeah.
So if you are able to take Goliath down, now you have that talking point in your back pocket. And so if we're doing like long shots, whatever, those two, like, so I guess Herbert, Burrow, and Jordan Love would be my 3 dark horse picks that I would.
That's a good point. If the Chargers win 14 games and win the division, that would be, because if they do that, it's because
insane.
If they do that, it's because Herbert had a season like last year, but now he has weapons to throw to. And like last year, like he really had an insanely efficient season. Like the things he did for that offense, they had zero juice in the running back room, zero juice in the wide receiver room, negative juice in the tight end room. Their interior offensive line was bottom 3 in the league, and he had that type of season. If you tell me that, like I said, Trey Harris, maybe Gatson, and Keandre Lambert-Smith are like really, really good, I could see the argument brewing. But to me, I don't think they're winning 14 games. So that might be more of like an offensive player of the year argument if it is his best case scenario.
At all. That's not.
So, but again, you never know these things, but I'm not putting my bet on, just post Slater, not betting on that.
Yeah. Okay, so if a player, I know this doesn't happen historically in the NFL. It only happened maybe like 20 different times. If it was to be someone who won it not in the QB position.
Non-QB, okay. Who's a
non-QB
non-QB
would it
pick?
be? Historically, it's been running backs for the most part. And I guess all eyes are on someone like Saquon and then Derrick Henry. But I don't think with what Derrick has to go through in terms of Lamar being there, I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah. Same thing with Saquon. Jalen Hurts gets too much respect right now for Saquon to win MVP. He's currently like come up to the Super Bowl is like respected. Like he is like, there's a large amount of people that like will say like that's a for sure top 10, probably top 5 QB right now. Like he's not viewed as a liability. Like maybe he would have been in like 2020 or something, like when he's first coming to the league, like his first few years starting.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. So I don't think Saquon's possible. Same thing with Derrick Henry. You're not going to win it when you have the MVP at quarterback. Outside of that, I don't. Who's the other like MVP level talent there? Like Bijan is like just below that. Gibbs is just below that. If Gentry's a fucking top 3 running back immediately, but their line isn't good enough to facilitate that, I don't think.
You don't think if Saquon has like back-to-back 2,000 yards rushing this year, or maybe 2,100, something crazy like that?
No, because they weren't trying to give it to him last year. Like he got it's pretty decided. Like MVPs are for quarterbacks, offensive player of the year is for everybody else.
You know what it would have to be to me? It would have to be it had to be a season where you carry your quarterback, and like the quarterback's a serious question mark, and this skill position player is the offense, and like makes you dynamo, and that like that'll be, if there's no definitive quarterback that deserves it, you can see that happening. Justin Jefferson, rookie quarterback, 2 years in a row. You have quarterback questions, and if he has like a near 2,000 yard season and their offense is great and they're contending, maybe there's an argument there, but it's hard to predict.
They would have to go like 13-4, and like you say, he would have to have like the greatest wide receiver season.
Not even near. He would have to have 2,000 yards. He would definitively have to have 2,000 yards. It couldn't be near. He would have to have a shiny number to point to.
Yeah, because even the last 2 times that receivers have gotten the Triple Crown, with Jamar Chase last year and with Cooper Kupp, they weren't in serious MVP conversations. Like you're going to, and even Cooper Kupp was approaching the record. You're going to have to do something that is crazy.
And that's because Stafford and Burrow were throwing to them. So it wasn't like you're carrying. If he carries JJ McCarthy, who grades out as an average quarterback, but is efficient enough because Justin Jefferson is the GOAT, that would be the only argument.
Yeah, he literally has to be the GOAT, because that's never happened throughout the entire course of history.
If CMC puts it all together again, like if he's healthy for an entire year, maybe
might just throw him offensive player of the year, like you said.
Yeah, that's more likely. Okay, so it sounds like we think 2 of us are picking Mahomes, 1 of us are picking Lamar for the most likely to win category. And then if there's a dark horse, probably Burrow, which is hard to even call him a dark horse. And if the Chargers somehow win 14 games, maybe Herbert gets in it.
I
take Stroud for the dark horse.
I'll take Love for my dark horse.
So I'm not a hopeful Chargers fan. If I was actually picking between these, at least Herbert is close to the Burrow level that I feel like if you're going to hope for best case scenario, we know he's good enough. I don't know if Love and Stroud are good enough. That's the only part that I'm like, don't want to pick them as my dark horse. So I'll pick Burrow as my dark horse. I'm not going to put that on Justin Herbert. I'd sooner pick Herbert than those two.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because like a prerequisite is you're a top 5 level quarterback. I think voters have a good idea of knowing you're on that level of QB.
Yeah, it's just hard. Like when the top 3 guys are in their prime and they are first ballot Hall of Famers, you're gonna have one of the outlier seasons, anyways. And
we spent 20 minutes talking through the options. One of those 3 legendary top 10 quarterbacks of all time are gonna win it.
Yeah.
Yes. So and I'll go Mahomes.
Okay. Yeah, Mahomes, Lamar, Allen is probably the order of those 3.
Okay.
So I'll go. My ballot prediction will be Lamar, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, fucking Herbert, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a strong 5th. Justin Jefferson 5th. Okay, so let's move on to the next award. MVP one's interesting. DPOY. Who is your DPOY pick for this season? This is one that usually is just like whoever gets the most sacks and is on a good defense.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how is this like based on? I have no idea.
You can't predict this one, really. You really can't predict it. Last year went to Surtain, and Surtain's win is like a diamond in the rough of an unusual win where he won it kind of like for the reason NBA players win DPOY, where it was like best player on the best defense. That's why he won last year. Mostly to me because there was no like 20 sack guy that's like clearly that level. Like Garrett didn't have 20 sacks. TJ Watt didn't have 20 sacks. Like if he was going against that, maybe one of those guys would have won. So it's kind of hard to predict another Surtain level of MVP. DPOY, unless we're seeing a trend, and maybe that's going to be the new voting thing. They're going to do like best defender, best defense. Maybe that's going to be a common thing. So if you do think there's going to be a certain type of dominant defense led by somebody, that could be a worthwhile push.
It would have to be it. I think that works if a situation like last year happens where where one of like the top 3 edge rusher guys aren't super crazy and even like Michael Parsons, Dallas's defense was not good, even though he's amazing. But like right now he's the favorite, and we all know going into the year this defense is probably not going to be good. But Michael's going to do his thing. Myles Garrett is always going to be there. TJ Watt is there. For me, so I have 2 picks. And I couldn't decide. One of them, which is the one that I'm more confident in, is Kyle Hamilton.
He just got a bag.
Okay,
he just got a bag.
So that's a similar thing to Surtain. You think their defense is gonna be that level when he wins it?
Yeah, I think best player, best defense is there. I think once the Ravens changed up and really locked in their defense after like week 10 of last year, you saw Kyle Hamilton really be able to play a much more free style of safety. And because before that, they had him down low, they had him in the box a lot. And then afterwards, you saw the amount of times that he lined up at just regular free safety and how versatile he was. That allows Kyle Hamilton to be himself.
I'll say the opposite way, though. I think last year he had to play a lot of free safety because they had injuries back there. So they were like, go back there and make sure we don't get beat deep on a fucking streak every play. Go make sure the seams aren't food. And this year, I think he can go back to box, go back to nickel, go back to free safety and move around. It's not just tied to free safety. So you're right. I see where you're going. And you know what? You'd have great odds on that. He's not a top 10 odds on FanDuel.
I know. Wow. He's not.
I'm looking at the list that only shows the top 10. So I don't know where he's at, but it's worse than plus 2,200. It's worse than Trey Hendrickson and Jalen Carter at plus 2,200.
Yeah. I think I looked at it earlier. I see it again.
The betting favorite is Aiden Hutchinson because he was having a strong year last year, and the narrative push he comes back from injury, and if he has another
Hutch,
yeah, he's the betting favorite at plus 700
for DPOY.
For DPOY, Aiden Hutchinson.
Did that change this morning? Because I looked at it this morning. They had Parsons as the favorite at plus 600.
Well, maybe it's a different sports book, but I'm looking at this covers.com. They have a thing of the top 10.
Okay. I was looking on actual like FanDuel.
Oh, my bad. This is DraftKings.
Gotcha.
Okay, I looked at the logo wrong. Yeah, so DraftKings, he's plus 700.
Gotcha.
Michael Parsons is plus 750. So Parsons is the easy pick as like he's the best player to not want one. That like maybe so how do we think again? He has to have a requisite amount of sacks. That we can't predict that. How do we think the Cowboys' contract situation of it all will impact his discourse push?
Can they be like top 16, worst case scenario 17?
Sure.
Maybe.
That's in the range of outcomes.
Yeah.
Let's say that does happen. Let's say they're the 18th best defense and he has 18 and a half sacks and leads the league in pressure rate. Do we feel like the contract thing like helps him? That
only if they get destroyed week 1.
He's not there?
Yeah. If he sits
that's a very
out,
good narrative push.
If he sits out week 1 and they suck. And the Eagles put up, they just go crazy, mollywop them, and then they come back. And if they are slightly more respectable at that point, and Micah still has all of his stuff, that's something that again, it's another talking point where you can say, hey, for one game, like you saw what they were going to be without Micah.
Yeah.
He came in, and now they're kind of stable.
That's probably the best bet right now because he'll probably miss at least a game, it seems. And he's the best player to not get one, so that's logical. I kind of like the odds for Will Anderson Jr. at 1,300 and Jared Verse at 1,500. Just because...
I'm so glad you said Will Anderson. That was my second pick.
Yeah, I like the idea of these ascending edge rushers that we know are like on the precipice of best in the world level. That's probably more true of Will Anderson than Jared Verse, who's coming into a second year. I do fully believe Jared Verse will get to that level. Maybe harder to predict in year 2, even though he is an older rookie. So we'll use the argument for both of them. If those two defenses can be top 2 defenses in the league, which is certainly possible for the Texans. Don't know so much about the Rams with their secondary, but their D-line is at that level that you never know. And they both have like pushing 20 sack seasons. I like those arguments a lot of like this guy is entering into this top tier edge rushing unit. Because like TJ Watt had a slower year last year. I think Steelers fans will tell you it was just because of injury and team situation. He'll be fine. But let's say he does take a step back and he's no longer at that same level. Garrett isn't getting any younger. He's probably still some years left at the top, but there's some names that like there's room for people to enter that conversation and be thought about on these top tiers.
Yeah, I like the Will Anderson pick. I mean, he got better from his rookie year, obviously, but like he went from like 7 sacks to 11 sacks last year.
Yeah.
In the playoffs alone, he had like 3.5 sacks. He had really turned up. Now, granted, he was playing some cheeks O-lines.
Don't I know it?
Right. And so but there is that like he has slowly been ascended. We saw him ball out in the playoffs, so now he's on people's radar. And then this defense, especially if this offense is bad again,
yeah,
and like all the optimism that I had an hour ago, if I'm wrong on all of that, and they are still the same mess that they were last year, and his defense is carrying them, and they win the AFC South and all this stuff, Will Anderson and Derek Stingley are going to be two of the guys that everybody talks about as really spearheading this defense. I'm with you. If he can get to like 17 sacks, right? If he could lead the league in sacks and take this major jump, he's there. The Jared Verse one feels a little bit
premature.
Not even premature. I actually like it, but it feels good just because I know how low I am on Stafford right now, and so I don't know how to kind of parse that.
Yeah. You don't know if the team success is going to be there. If like the offense like puts the defense in a good situation to be a top unit. Yeah. Both those picks are just like, do we think these guys can be the next 20 sack type of players? And it's just projecting a leap there. I like that. I like that more than the Micah thing, which, I mean, again, this one
makes sense.
This one's just hard to map out because it's just who's going to have 20 sacks. And the difference between some of these guys having a 16 sack season and 20 sack season is a few plays. So you really don't know how to predict this one, really. But I'll go Will Anderson Jr. as my throwing a dart pick.
Yeah, okay. Will Anderson 60 to 1. That one. Kyle Hamilton 50 to 1.
Discourse wise, Will Anderson Jr. has a lot going his way for this conversation.
Talent plus discourse plus top unit. Like everything makes sense for Will Anderson. He checks every single box.
Yeah.
Let's go to Offensive Player of the Year. Last year, obviously, Saquon Barkley, 2,000-yard season. He won it. Jamar Chase was the Triple Crown winner and didn't win it. So that's obviously rare for that to happen. Logic would say there's no reason for Jamar Chase to have a worse season this year. They're once again bad defense. Their weapons are all healthy. They should probably light it up. Jamar Chase is, I'm sure, the betting favorite. I haven't looked yet.
It's Saquon.
To do it again? Yeah. That feels like a bad bet to me. But, it's hard to have a bad bet on Saquon Barkley. I would just, from what we know about running backs dealing with that type of usage 2 years in a row, I bet they don't even want to give him that many carries. The easy pick is Jamar Chase. So if I'm going to make a pick, it's Jamar Chase. I'm more interested in what's the next pick.
My next 2 picks, I have, again, I couldn't really decide. I just have options. It's Bijan and it's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs is a good pick.
Jahmyr Gibbs is a great pick.
Yeah, it's both of them. So the case for both of them is so basically since 2019, that's really like when we decided, hey, like, and even I guess before that, but 2019 since then it's just been running backs and receivers. 2018, Mahomes got Offensive Player of the Year, but like
and MVP,
which is
ridiculous. I don't remember the discourse then. Like these NFL awards are tough because like the MVP being a quarterback every year, he should always be the Offensive Player of the Year. Then it's so weird in discourse in that way that like theoretically that should always happen.
Yeah, but like if we've set this one up, like the MVP, like if we're taking quarterbacks out of,
then they should immediately be eliminated from the offensive player of the year. Makes sense.
They shouldn't be there. But since then, the 3 running backs who have gotten it, it's Derrick Henry, it's Saquon, it's Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
The times when running backs lead it, they also lead the league in touches. And so like Saquon did it at like 378 last year. Bijan was at he was at 362, right? He's like 13 touches behind him, which is less than 1 a game. Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously, insanely small sample size taken out of an already small sample size in terms of the season. The 3 games that David Montgomery was not there, he was hooping, and they gave him the ball. He was on pace those 3 games, 437 touches, which would have been like the 11th most touches all time and the most in the last 10 years. And it would have been the most scrimmage yards of all time.
Yeah.
I think that Jahmyr Gibbs, especially if you don't have Ben Johnson there to be this like extra creative, their offense is obviously still going to be good, but if it's much more simplistic, Jahmyr Gibbs is somebody where he hasn't had all of the crazy touches that everybody else has, but you know that backfield is starting to go a little bit more towards him than Montgomery. He's the guy for me where I like that.
And not even just the offense is simplistic. Yeah. If the new coordinator just like wants to make him a bell cow and not employ the strategy that Ben Johnson used, in which we're going to save him and get efficiency on fewer touches, is the new offensive coordinator just fucking disagrees and say, give this guy the ball. He's nice. Give him to him 25 times a game. That could be, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I would agree with that. And I wanted to put Jahmyr Gibbs at at number 1 of my spot for this. But considering certain moves and losses that's been made to their O-line, a lot of Lions fans are worried about that.
Yeah, Ragnar gone.
Yeah, exactly. Who was, I don't know, top 2 or 3 or whatever in his position.
Definitely.
That feels shaky naturally.
Ben Johnson thing can be viewed as like maybe the new guy wants to use him more. Maybe the new guy isn't Ben Johnson, and maybe they take a step back because you don't have what could be a top 2 play caller in the league for all we know. Like so I like the upside it gives, but there's a lot of baked in downside that like it's just a far less safe of a pick than like a Jamar Chase, who's like probably gonna have 1,800 yards again.
Yeah, but you guys are calling it like a baked in downside. I see opportunity.
Right? That's true.
I see opportunity for talking points of like if
true.
Jahmyr Gibbs comes out and shows that he's offensive line proof, right, or whatever, and he still has this amazing season as the coordinators change, as the offensive line changes. Now you have something to say like, yo, I'm out here balling. The same with Bijan. Like since the 3 years that Algiers been there, obviously like they've shared time. Algiers touches have gone down every single year, and you really leaned more into Bijan. I think that if he gets one more touch a game, if they have to use him in the passing game a little bit more. Now that McGary's out, earlier I was like, this could be a 2,000 scrimmage yard season for Bijan. I don't necessarily think that that's on the table right now.
Yeah.
But he can get to 1,800 and he can get to 1,800 yards, 12, 13 touchdowns, and it could still be a very dominant thing. Those 2 guys would be my pick.
Okay, so here's the thing. If a running back approaches 2,000 yards from scrimmage or from rushing, they'll win it. If there's a Triple Crown winner receiver, they'll win it, right? So the best bets there are the running backs we outlined and Jamar Chase. Outside of that, so I wonder if it's just for forever now, it's going to be, this is the award for running backs and receivers and MVPs for QBs. Mm-hmm. If that is the case, cool. It's only 6 years of no QB. I do see a world in which if Mahomes gets MVP or if Burrow gets MVP, that we could look up and say, Lamar once again has 47 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. We didn't give him MVP twice in a row. This is the best offensive player in this goddamn game. And he couldn't win MVP for whatever reason because we decided that this other person is more important to their team or whatever because this guy has Henry and together they're unstoppable. Mm-hmm. If I'm a member of the media and I'm on TV, I'm going to say, okay, that's not the most valuable player in the world. Sure, Mahomes is carrying more than Lamar, who has more help, so we're not going to make an MVP. But that's damn sure the most dangerous offensive player that gives you the ability to have this crazy scheme, and he's still as efficient as a passer, still makes them unstoppable offensively. That's my offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
If you vote like that, we're taking your vote away. Because it would.
If I vote what?
Because it would be.
That's happened before plenty of times.
No, but it's like, damn, man. Like, can we have anything? Like, if we've already set aside, and we've seen over the last 10, 15 years, if there's really nothing anybody can do outside of Adrian Peterson, if you would have to, it's a 2-year process for Adrian Peterson to win MVP. He has to tear his ACL and then come back. If you do not have that, and you can't be a JJ Watt who leads the league in sacks, who scores touchdowns on offense and defense, if you can't get that and beat out a quarterback, that's okay. MVP is now designated for you. Stay over there, leave offensive player of the year for everybody else. And I do think that
I agree.
You know, like if that happens, another 2018 thing where it's like, come on, like we can't do this.
Yeah, but it also happened in 15, 16. Like it's happened plenty of times that they give it to both.
I know. I'm saying like, and that's why like earlier I was like, and basically in 2019 is when we decided, okay, MVP is for them. 19, and
that's the case. Fine. Again, like I said, if there is a 2,000-yard rusher, if there is a Triple Crown winner, give it to them. But if none of those things happen and it comes out that the best receiving candidate is like CeeDee Lamb at 1,600 yards, and then Bijan has whatever, like it's a regular season that's really good, but nothing amazing. I'm not mad at that if there's not a clear wide receiver running back that runs away with it, like Saquon did last year, or Jamar Chase would have been if he wasn't there. If there's no obvious answer, Lamar would make sense to me if he's not MVP, just because the dual threat ability, the fact he didn't get it last year when he was the best offensive player, like for Lamar specifically, I'm not saying give it to the second place quarterback no matter what. I'm not saying give it to Josh Allen or Mahomes, but Lamar specifically with how their offense is designed and his dual threat ability, how he opens up the running game, how Derrick Henry went from efficiency plummeting the last year of the Titans to having his insane season because Lamar can seal the gap and make that rushing lanes available. Lamar specifically could be a good argument.
If Lamar wins MVP and there is no Triple Crown 2K winner, would you give it to like a Josh Allen?
I think no. We don't have to double dip. I think we can do the like everything's out for quarterbacks. Under no circumstance should we double dip. I'm fine with that no longer being a thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think if Lamar does win MVP, him offensive player of the year would be a very good. If someone on TV that has a big clout, if Nick Wright went on TV and made that argument, I think that can move people. How do you feel about Brock Bowers?
If Malachi does get traded, Jakobi does go ahead and get traded, all eyes point towards him in my mind as a dark horse for sure.
Tight ends can't win it normally. He's not really a tight end. He's a big slot receiver that sometimes lines up in line. He most of the time lines up outside as a wide receiver, and he will be the wide receiver one. Geno Smith comes in. He'll throw that bitch on a rope up the seams over and over again. They'll feed him targets. The rushing game should be better. Should open up some nice play action abilities for him over the middle of the field. There's a world in which he just has an outlandish amount of targets for a tight end. He probably won't win it, but I can see him being on the ballot if he is just like this next all-time great receiving talent at tight end. And if there is no like Triple Crown winner or something like that, he might get himself in the conversation somehow.
He's there. He's there. As much as I hate to say it, CeeDee Lamb will probably also be there just because.
Well, then is Dak back in MVP conversations? If that happens,
we'll see how good they are.
Yeah.
That feels like a whole unit type thing.
Yeah, but
and he was in it whenever there was like the top three guys didn't have like outlandish seasons. Like Lamar won it with his like less statistically impressive season. So that would have to happen again for Dak to get in the conversation.
And well, Dak is also funny because for all the reasons that Lamar won that MVP over Dak, that's the same reason why like Josh won it over Lamar, and then everyone was like, kind of like upset about it. But Dak was in the lead, whatever, of like he was driving MVP talks until I can't remember what game. I think it was like
49ers.
Because that was an early game. It might have
the one where he shit himself and like lost it.
There was a game later in the season.
I'll pull it up.
It might have been against Miami, I think. But they had a game towards the end of the year where Dak didn't have a great game and then kind of lost it, and then that's where Lamar took over. But so it's very hard to complete everything. But Dak finished second in the voting. But I do think that they're gonna have to throw, right? Their running game is not good. Their defense is not good. They are going to ask Dak to air it out. And now that you do have CD and George Pickens there, you have an opportunity for CD to have a very, very explosive statistical season. So if you want to have CD right there as another dark horse,
they lost to Miami, cool. But he had 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So it wasn't that game. Where is it? They lost.
That might be it.
I don't remember what happened in that game, but that's not like a meltdown stat line.
It's probably listen. You know how Dak be doing.
Yeah,
you know he began.
Maybe it was a bunch of 3 and outs. I don't remember what happened in that game. But yeah, that's the one where
whole bunch of 100-yard fourth quarters.
Yeah, they only scored 20 points in that game, so maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's offensive player of the year. I'm just going. Jamar Chase should win it, I think. Oh, also, again, I mentioned earlier, if Justin Jefferson has another crazy season with a rookie quarterback,
we're just glossing over.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson, like Jamar Chase is in a better situation of a good season like that. and he didn't win it last year, so maybe there's some like makeup vote coming. So I think Jamar will win it, but if Jefferson carries that rookie quarterback and he has a crazy season, that's super possible.
It is. All right, so top 3.
Nico Collins, sleeper pick.
Listen.
That's my last year. He was on pace for the best receiving season before he got hurt. You tell me that happens again, and him and CJ just connect, and Nick Caley knows how to unlock him, actually motions him around, because nobody talks about this because he's a dog regardless. He got used like Marvin Harrison Jr. He was a fucking statue on the outside and won vertically every single play. Luckily, he's the best in the league at that, so it worked out. But if Nick Caley unlocks him, motions him around, puts him in the slot a little bit, and we have a crazy season, I think Nico Collins could be that player that breaks into that upper echelon.
Yeah, I don't hate that. From my top 3, I guess I would go Jamar, and then I would go Justin Jefferson. The offensive line injury hurts, but I will still go Bijan.
Okay.
I think for me personally, narrative-wise, I think Justin Jefferson probably has the best case and like the highest ceiling push if everything just falls in their way. The wins are there. JJ McCarthy isn't that much of he isn't the greatest as well. I think that's up for discussion. A lot of makeup votes for Jamar Chase and naturally lines with me at number 2. But number 3, I think if Christian McCaffrey was to have one more year, again, he is on time to go ahead and have another stellar season after being injury riddled last year.
Yeah.
Feels like that could be in play as well.
I'm scared that Unk doesn't got it no more. That's the only thing. I'm scared that it's not an Unk still got it season. And I'm scared that post Achilles issues and calf issues that like maybe he just lost a step a little bit. But if he didn't, which I'm really not going off anything there. I'm just scared off like history.
It's timing. Yeah.
Just what we know for like age and history of those type of lower body injuries. I'm just scared, but I don't have any evidence to say that he's going to suck. So if he doesn't, then it's totally possible.
Yeah. Also, I am now that we're talking through it, I really do hope that Justin Jefferson wins it, because like he's had some stuff go on in terms of like injuries over the last couple of years. I would like him to come out and have another season where it's like, I'm still the best receiver in the league. Like I know Jamar's doing everything, but like I'm the guy.
Yeah, it's kind of Mahomes like. There's a little too much dip on people's ships right now. Kind of like coming off of a slowish year because of injuries, like you said, that they're like, Jamar's really the guy I'm most scared of. I'm like, man, how quickly we forget. We are such a reactionary sports fan base here with NFL fans. Yeah. Okay, Coach of the Year. So this obviously is the award. It's basically like NBA. It goes to the coach that has the biggest change in wins compared to preseason expectations. It's the most improved team award, essentially. Yeah. And a lot of times it goes to like first-time head coaches that come in and change the program immediately. So you're going to see Mike Vrabel is favorite, Ben Johnson is favorite, stuff like that. Or you can see an argument like last year where Kevin O'Connell makes the team really good despite the quarterback question mark, which we keep coming back to the JJ McCarthy thing. What if he does it again? What if they once again are amazing and Kevin O'Connell has a second quarterback question mark that he makes great? I don't think they'll give it to him again. You don't really see that happen, but that's in the cards.
So right now, who would your pick be?
Ooh, I actually didn't write one because I really don't know. So on paper, my pick is Kevin O'Connell for all the reasons I keep alluding to the fact that making it work with the rookie quarterback, but I know they're not going to give it to him 2 years in a row.
Okay.
So my pick wants to be that. The betting favorites are Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, and Jim Harbaugh's up there too.
Okay, so Harbaugh's the interesting one because he's always just so consistent. Yeah, and like they're never. You guys are never going to be trash with Jim Harbaugh as your coach unless it's like the last year and everyone's just tired of him. Whatever.
But it's like we said with Herbert, they have to win 14 games and win the division.
And it's not going to happen. My favorite, I would go with Vrabel. As one. Second, though, if we're trying to get little value, little shock, Jonathan Gannon.
I wrote that too as my sixth option.
Yeah, I think if like, because obviously Arizona, right? You change up so much on your defense, and you finally got your defensive-minded head coach, defensive players that you can start moving things around with. NFC West is mad winnable. If the Cardinals actually get over the midseason Kyler Murray hump, if you start to look like Marvin Harrison's doing the right thing, and if your defense improves and you win the NFC West, Jonathan Gannon can be one of those guys that...
I thought about that. I'm just too scared of the offense. I'm too scared of Kyler Murray not being anything different than we've seen. And
that's very fair.
I've seen no evidence that they're going to do anything different with Marvin Harrison to put him in a situation to succeed. I'm scared it's going to be the same story as last year offensively. But, if they bring in Sweat and that changes their defensive lives... So the part that sucks here is Walton Owen's on IR now. He's going to miss the first 4 games. I think they would need him and Sweat to be like stars on the defensive line and like really unlock things. So that scares me a little bit. And I'm too worried about their offense. But I do respect the pick. I mean, same type of logic. Dave Canales, if the Panthers take a step forward and like he does save Bryce Young, and we do see the offensive leap with Tet, like that's possible too. Too scared the defense continue to be trash.
How do we feel about Vegas and about Pete Carroll?
I was just about to say that. I feel.
Stop hating. Dude. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I
about
think
Vegas?
I think it's possible. I think I would put him at number 3 because there's so much new stuff happening there. But I feel like with the division that they're in, it's going to be so tough to go ahead and see other teams have like catastrophes happen, you know? And I think that's what pulls me back from leaning that way.
Darian Porter, Eric Stokes, Darnay Holmes are their 3 starting cornerbacks.
Yeah.
And you're asking me how I feel about Pete Carroll winning Coach of the Year.
How many games? Again, I think I asked you this. Their win total is at 6.5.
Yeah.
You going over or under?
I think they'll win 6.
I'll say 7.
So you're going under.
over.
Yeah, but they can win 7, like 6 or 7. Like I think that's a good line.
It's like you claim you hating.
Okay, 6 or under, fucking under. I'm so sick. I don't think they'll be like solid. I think this whole like, are they going to win the division? Or are they going to come in and suck in plays? Like this whole
no,
I'm not even saying you, but there's a big like woke ass like push for the Vegas fans to be this like, you guys don't see it coming, but I do. Pete Carroll's coming back. Gino's underrated. Like I agree with all this, but the extent to which people are pushing it and ignoring the fucking massive flaws they still have on the line, interior defensive line now with fucking what's his name being gone. Their cornerback room is horrible. Like they have so many issues still that I love the flashy weapons. I love Geno Smith. I'm sure Pete Carroll still got some in the tank at this age. I'm sure it's still there. Way too many questions for me to entertain them being like a playoff team before I get into like, you have to be like a good playoff team for them to have like a coach of the year consideration.
Yeah.
Like they got to win what, like 11, 12 games?
No.
If they win 10 games, they are not going to be Pete Carroll coach of the year going from 7 to 10. Like, I mean, in terms of win projection.
You can get there.
Yeah, if there's no other good candidates, but that sounds like a third place finish to me.
You could 12 wins. 12 wins. It's not going to happen.
I agree. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not considering Pete Carroll.
I'm just saying, like the Raiders have been just so disgusting for a long time and so devoid of hope and just competency that if Geno and Carroll come in and you start to look like an actual football team and your head coach is not, again, sub-dissing people on Instagram.
Yeah.
If that's not happening, then we're like, oh, wow, look what an adult can do to an NFL program. Like that, I think like there's that. There's also the name that we haven't talked through yet, which is the favorite, and Ben Johnson, which is like, if the Bears are 75% of what people say, they win 8 or 9 games. They are not a disaster fire, and Ben Johnson probably gets it. Or if Kaleb just looks good, like
you keep saying these numbers though, like you don't win Coach of the Year for winning 8 games. Like there's gonna be a lot of Coach of the Year candidates that are like these surprisingly good teams that like win like contend for the division because the teams get injured and whatnot. You got to win like 10 or 11 at least, I think, for these pushes to happen. And I say that to say, I like the Bears' chances. I think that's a solid Coach of the Year pick. Like if you tell me they're second in their division, that's in the cards. I'm not predicting it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's likely because I love the Vikings and fully respect the Lions. But if you tell me one of those teams gets hurt and the Ben Johnson program works as intended and Kaleb is a top 15 quarterback next year, which is super in the cards to me as a, probably top 1% Kaleb believer at this point. But I like all that happening. I like the defensive talent in the secondary. Hopefully one of these edge rushers is solid so they have some pass rush. If you tell me they win 11 games and Kaleb is Coach of the Year, Ben Johnson's Coach of the Year, I will believe you 100%.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest one for me to envision. Coach of the Year is so tough because so much has to go your way. And I think that naturally might be in the cards for me.
Yeah, it's just which team is going to surprisingly win 11 games? Also, Liam Cohen is in this, but I don't know.
I don't give a damn about the Jaguars at all. I think a lot of what we're talking about with Jacksonville, the way that you feel about Oakland, I feel about Jacksonville.
Yeah, like get the shit out of my ear.
Where I'm like, okay, yeah, it's like, yeah, you got a new coach. I'm so happy that Travis Hunter is there, and I'm sure he's going to be fantastic. Look at the rest of the team and look at what's going to actually be there. There's no way that they're going to be actually competitive. Like I
don't know about that. Competitive? What's competitive mean to you?
Like I feel better, and again, this is sprinkled, seasoned with some hate here, but I like Tennessee more than I like more
wow, that's tough.
more than Jacksonville. Listen, I'll take Indy before I get to
Jackson. You put a
Jacksonville.
muzzle on you at this point. What the fuck?
I'll
is he
take
talking
them.
about?
I do not. I'm very over Jacksonville right now.
I have a question for you guys. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how often do you see
I just don't like him.
Indy? Fuck
I
off.
just don't like him.
Daniel Jones?
Indy? Wow,
Fuck
man.
off.
Yeah, wow. How often do you guys see offensive coordinator hired in-house go ahead and win Coach of the Year on the same exact team? Does that happen often?
You're talking about Cowboys?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember that ever happening, though. I don't know, but maybe I'm
And
sure.
I don't
it
even know
has.
if that's in the cards to happen, because like
They'd have
injuries
to
and all
get to
that.
14 wins because they've been so consistent. They've been winning 11, 12 games basically every year that like Dak is healthy. And like last year being the outlier, it would have to show we are actually improved. But if they do get to 14, it's because their defense is middle of the pack. The passing game looks amazing, and you're able to, shock the league and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen, so I don't think Schottenheimer is gonna get there. But
I think there's a Cowboy ceiling play for all the reasons you just said. If their passing game is once again insane, that I think we can sprinkle them into some awards. Coach of the Year would be a hard one, I think.
I think Dak MVP will probably. Actually, no. I actually think that the CD offensive player of the year is probably the best one to sprinkle on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess with all that being said, I guess I'm going Ben Johnson. I guess I'll just be the Bears guy, like always. I'm riding with it.
I'll go Rabel.
I naturally was going to go Ben Johnson as well.
No, fuck that. Jim Harbaugh. We're winning the division.
All right.
So, it's so funny because like I don't believe that at all, but like I can perfectly envision a world where these things break. Like the pieces are in play that I'm like I can see why people are putting him in this conversation, and like I get it because it's just hard to. Everybody has these question marks. The floor of Jim Harbaugh, Minter's defense, and having the 5th best quarterback in the league, like that's a high floor that I can see why people are like, you push these other few buttons, things can skyrocket.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. Yeah. Maybe again, pre-Slater injury, I was ready to have some ambition in my heart.
It's over now.
Yeah, which like it's just a tackle, so like it's not like a quarterback injury, but I was on the edge between doomerism and hope. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Next category we got to get to. We're gonna pick the Rookie of the Year for offense and defense. Let's start offensively. I think obviously the betting favorite is going to be the legendary prospect that is going at one of the most flashy positions. Ashton Jeanty is clearly the betting favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like he's a shoo-in with the state of the offensive line, with the question marks coming in, with the new coach, with the new quarterback, everything? Do you feel there's more good than bad that'll put him in this position to win that?
Yes. Yes, in terms of more good than bad. Do I think he's going to win? No.
Ooh. Definitively, you're not picking him?
He's not my pick.
Okay, who's your pick?
Congratulations. Warren Hampton is the offensive rookie.
Really?
Wow, yeah.
I struggle to pick another running back over Jeanty just because. So I'm sure you're going to get into. I'll let you get into it. All the reasons why and having to do with environment, talent around him, and whatnot. Jeanty is just so clearly the most talented running back here that I feel like there's like a certain baseline of that. Like he is an elite running back.
Like he's just better.
Yeah, he's going to be a certain level of production just by nature of how great he is. I don't think he's going to have a type of season that like changes the Raiders' offense this year. That's why I'm not picking to make the playoffs or anything. Just because I have serious doubts about their offensive line and how much they were able to revamp that in this offseason because they spent the top pick on him and not on a lineman. So I don't think he'll have an insane like all-time great rookie season, but he's so much better than Hampton, so much better than Henderson, so much better than Harvey or whoever else you want to throw in there who are playing for better teams that will probably be in a spotlight with good quarterbacks and whatnot. That I just struggle to imagine a world where even with Herbert being next to him, even with Roman, that I'm just going to be a real argument for someone like him over Jeanty where we're like, oh yeah, that's Ezekiel Elliott. That's Bijan Robinson. That's Saquon. Like that's that level of guy.
Yeah, that's all that's fair. I think for Hampton,
What'd you put in that? Because that was matcha and I looked up and it's white.
My secret sauce. Don't worry about it. It's for TikTok time. I'm charging up right now.
Okay, fuck you. Go ahead and say your argument.
That's what you have for asking me some damn questions. How dare you
Keep
cut
going.
them off?
My bad. Fuck. Gas up the Chargers for me. Let me hear my team get some good words.
what a weird guy.
We gotta kill him.
Just strange.
I got something for you.
I think having Greg Roman as your offensive coordinator is massive in terms of having like a running back and a running back prospect. This is not like the same Chargers where this is not the Chargers of 2 years ago where there's nobody there. You do have Ladd there. And so that's great. if Justin Herbert is going to play a much like safer style of football, and if he isn't like super, risk averse and we're not pushing the ball downfield all the time, which you're not necessarily going to do because of the talent that's there, that like Omar Hampton is going to get a lot of the touches. And I think that, yes, it does suck that you lost your amazing right tackle.
Highest paid left tackle in the league.
You have another one, right?
Yeah.
You have another tackle. So there's still like, just from that point, I feel better about their offensive line than I do the Raiders in like.
I don't know, for run blocking, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it's like. I still feel good about it.
Okay, if Becton's healthy,
that's what I'm saying. And the fact that you are bringing in Becton, who his best strength is run blocking, and so you have
only strength.
you have 6'7" right there. You have Joe all right there. You can put together an offensive line that running wise, I do like.
Okay, so losing Slater is massive for the run blocking. He's a great run blocker, great pass blocker, obviously too. They're replacing him with Trey Pipkins, who was their swing tackle before. Pipkins is a pretty solid pass blocker. Like Herbert will survive. The passing game will be fine for the most part. Like it won't sink them losing Slater. It might sink their goddamn running game. Pipkins is an atrocious run blocker. And Bradley Bozeman and Zion Johnson as their center left guard combo is probably the worst in the NFL for a playoff team besides the Texans, who is like a different level of trash, their offensive line in terms of like good teams. It might be the second worst after that. It is a truly terrible combination. And then you have him on the right side. So you got to hope Becton secures that right side and Pipkins to the right of him is like good enough. And you said if Herbert is playing like more risk-averse football, that's the opposite we did last year. He was actually more aggressive last year in that play action scheme. And now they have these weapons on the outside who I think will at least be good vertically in Trey Harris and Kendrick Lambert-Smith. So I can just see a world in which the headlines are the passing offense is what makes them good next year and not the rushing. They left a lot of meat in the bone last year rushing offense-wise because the running back sucked. And they didn't have Becton. They had one less.
Yeah.
Pipkins was playing right guard last year. Their swing tackle. So it was a truly terrible interior situation that is slightly better with Becton, who's due to miss some games. So I'm with you. I think Hampton's a star. I think he'll be a top 10 running back in the league. I just don't know if I truly believe that this year it'll be like the selling point.
The meat on the bone is.
I can't get over that shit you said.
Yeah, that was also.
Man, who's your pick for the offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah.
Okay, so for my pick for offensive rookie of the year, so much would have to happen. So look, it'll be really fun if Jackson Dart won offensive rookie of the year. Now,
that's a good deep cut pick.
Listen, I will say, of course, he is not even the starting QB. He's QB, I think, 2 or something like that, which is
not yet
very interesting. But of course, they're the New York Giants. Russell Wilson's not like, you're not hanging your hat onto him, like leading your team throughout the entirety of the season. So I do feel like he's going to get some looks. If their defensive improvements, which have been made a lot, people talked about a lot over the last few weeks, does hold to be true, there is a fairy tale to be made about that.
Where Jackson Dart comes in week 5 and then he comes in.
If it's week 5, I think it might be too late. But if it's week like 3 or 4,
okay,
more manageable.
There is people calling for Jackson Dart to start. So you're not pulling this out of thin air. There is this idea that people are really confident with in the preseason where he threw 1 million checkdowns and short routes and people were like, he's the one, play him. He has moxie. Yeah. Sure, if he comes in and leads them to a surprising 9-win team, that's possible. But at that point, I think Cam Ward is also going to turn around the Titans. So we're ignoring the number 1 pick like everybody does.
Yeah.
Cam Ward has a chance of winning it because I think he will be one of those like transform the team, be the leader of this team, like put them on a new direction type of quarterback. And he has not the best. He doesn't have great weapons at all. I'm not going to lie.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I like the Giants a little bit more because things are set in stone with Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. He has Calvin Ridley, who I think will have a good connection, but it's still like the 25th best wide receiver one in the league. And shout out Pollard. I think we'll have a bounce back healthy season in a better environment where Will Levis isn't throwing the ball behind his back every 5 seconds. So I think we'll have a good year. But if you tell me that all that's true, Cam Ward does have a great season, but the numbers aren't crazy enough, that's possible.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be Genty. If it's not, T-Mac. I think Tyrell McMillan is going to have a breakout star type of rookie season, a la a Brian Thomas Jr., maybe like a Malik Neighbors, but Neighbors is better. But, that type of first year, this is clearly a elite wide receiver, put him in top 12 to 13, 14, 15 wide receiver talks. If that happens, and if Genty doesn't have an insane season because of all the question marks of the offensive line, I think we could see a McMillan rookie of the year.
That's fair. I'm glad you brought up Cam Ward because he's in my top 2. Like my top 3 would be Hampton, Ward, and T-Mac. Just because the opportunity for T-Mac is there, and it's funny because like preseason game 1. where like Bryce hits him on the sideline and everyone's like, we're cooking.
He's changing
like,
their broke ass lives,
like,
bro.
It's one pass, it's one throw, and everyone's like, we got him.
Yeah.
This is exactly what they needed.
I agree. I agree. It's exactly what they need. The opportunity is there. He is the alpha. Thielen is gone, who not even like an important part of being the alpha, but he's gone, so more touches are vacated. After that, you have Leggett and you have Coker. I like Coker. I don't like Leggett. Either way, they're both young players.
I'm a fan of Leggett.
I like Leggett's moxie. Don't like his hands. But
his hands were the only thing that was working.
Never mind.
His hands were working.
You're right. His hands work. To catch the ball, they do not.
They are not soft hands.
They're not soft. They are brick. I do think he has all the touches. He has enough talent. If we feel good about Bryce and we feel good about Dave Canales, which I do a lot on the latter especially, it should be a good scheme in which he is given good touches, not just toss him a bunch of balls. Like they should be effective, good downfield touches that I could see him having a 1,200-yard rookie season.
That wouldn't be crazy.
That'd be impressive.
But you know who else could also be in the conversation? The wide receiver 2 to Baker Mayfield. Emeka Egbuka is walking into a lot of touches opposite Mike Evans. That could be a sleeper pick. Not even a sleeper pick. That could just be a good pick because he is, with the Chris Godwin injury, with the McMillan neck injury, there's a lot of touches to be had. And he is someone coming into this draft that was like the safest win now. Like he will be a good player no matter what. Maybe he doesn't have the ceiling of a T-Mac or a Hunter, but like he will be good and he will be effective. I can see him having like the most like unsexy, just like effective rookie of the year.
Every report that you read is like, he's him. He's him. So I like that as well.
All these are such fantastic claims.
It's a
like
class.
a fantastic class.
It's a great class for skill players.
Jeez, man. I'm like, all these guys literally have like all tier 1 arguments.
Yeah, I think we have like 2 future top 10 running backs and like 3 ready now, like really good wide receivers to win it. Because we didn't mention. So Hendrickson is a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick him just because there's still a lot of question marks with the Patriots offense. And Stevenson isn't nothing. People are ready to write him off for fantasy purposes and just say Trayvon doesn't get all the touches. Stevenson's there to handle early down work. We'll see where that goes. So I'm not picking him, but worthwhile pick. Travis Hunter was pick number 2 overall. They gave up a future first-round pick to move up and get him a lot of assets. I would say that the ceiling of this team in its entirety is pretty much tied to what they get out of Travis Hunter this year. Obviously, there's other question marks, but like whether or not he can be one of the best players in the league that is worth 2 first-round picks, that's like the question mark of their season. And I say it to say they will be highly motivated to put the ball in his hands and prove that pick to be worthwhile. We'll get into the defensive side. Offensive rookie of the year, if you tell me that Brian Thomas Jr. is his alpha and then Travis Hunter walks in and he's this like elite wide receiver 2, like a Devontae Smith or a T. Higgins or whatever, that wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't. With my own dollars, I'm not doing that. Right? Like this entire year is I'm gonna see how it goes, and I will get back to you guys to bet over-unders for next year.
Okay, I'm way more confident in him offensively than you are. We've had several conversations here around him. I think he's going to be a very good wide receiver, and all the reports out of camp are that he will play 80% of the offensive snaps. We'll see where we can fit him in defensively, but we're going to put the ball in his hands as a receiver. And I just think he's fucking incredible. He's just an amazing player. So I just think if you have a coach that is one of the best vertically passing coaches in the NFL, I think as a coordinator, he was Liam Cohen, and he's this talented, and they're motivated to give him the ball. I don't really see a low floor.
The issue is like right now, I like Travis Hunter a lot, and I respect everything that he does. I'm not doubting him, and I'm not gassing him up. I just want to see. It is pure like.
Is it like because of what's happening in
like
Jacksonville?
If you're gonna play,
just unprecedented.
If you're gonna play both ways,
okay.
I just want to see it out of pure curiosity, because like. And I forgot who said it. Somebody was on with Bill Simmons, and they were like, I've never had to, in terms of like fantasy perspective, like I've never had to think about, do I start Travis Hunter this week because he's going to have to guard T. Higgins.
Yeah.
And so like just that aspect of it all is going to be super weird. And then if he, just how is that? If you're playing 20 more snaps than everybody else on offense because you're playing defense part of the time, how does that affect you offensively? I think if there is anybody who can handle it, he's shown that like, hey, I can do this stuff, but I just have no idea what it's going to look like.
That's a good point. So I'm confident he'll be good offensively for sure. We don't know what the defensive utilization is going to be like. Liam Cohen doesn't know what it's going to be like yet. They're figuring it out as they go. There's going to be a lot of people that want this to happen for him to win both.
It would be super cool.
It would be amazing. It would be like the natural continuation to go from Heisman, who won it because he played both sides, to now you're both rookie of the year in NFL season. Like that would be just the perfect, storybook for Travis Hunter. Is there a world where it happens? Because we're switching to defense now. Spoiler. Defensive player of the year. Do you think Travis Hunter has a chance?
There's a world where it happens. If Travis Hunter is just like,
I don't know, man.
if he's just this guy,
Yeah.
right? And it's just like we get to week 4 and he's handling both workloads, and we're all just sitting back and like, oh, this is an alien athlete. This is somebody who is very clearly different than everybody who has basically ever played the sport. If he did that, it would be one of the 3 best feats in the NFL history.
You know what I think? I think if he is, again, this whole conversation about award predictions is about discourse and imagining what the arguments will be, because it is pure arguments. If he's on pace to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, if we get to week 12 and he has 1,000 yards and we're like, whoa, is he going to get to 1,200? Like,
that's crazy.
He's
solidified in my mind.
that could happen. And I think if that happens, there will be a push subconsciously to say, hold on now. He's also the DPOY, if you think about it. On a per snap basis, he has 3 interceptions on this season, but he's only played 25% of the snaps. So per snap, he's the most efficient defender in the league. So if he wins offense, I think there will be a desire to inflate the defensive perception. So I low-key think betting on both might be a good bet just because of like biases of people.
Would it be, and I got to check it right now, because what if he just did like the clean sweep and did offensive and defensive rookie of the year, and then he just won MVP? Like,
We're doing too much right now.
Mind you, if you are the offensive and defensive rookie of the year, are you not literally the most valuable player?
Rookie of the year, though?
No, are you not the most valuable player in the NFL?
If you have 5 picks and 1,200 receiving yards, low key.
God damn.
Yeah, that's a conversation for year 2. That is a combo for year 2 that will be happening.
That's crazy.
So listen, I don't think he's going to win both sides. That's just hard to imagine. But like, there will be conversations had, and if he does enough offensively and plays 35 to 40% defensive snaps, which is high from what we're hearing out of camp, people will be pushing for it. But spoiler alert, defensive player of the year is going to be Abdul Carter.
I'm glad we we had our time. It's
that's the only on this whole episode. The only award I feel pretty confident in is Abdul Carter. Mm-hmm. He's just clearly the best edge rusher in the class, and he's in a situation in which he's probably their most talented rusher, but isn't going to get the most attention right away because he's playing next to the best interior space take-upper possible in Big Dexter Lawrence, and they have 2 other edge rushers who are veterans, going to be the main guys out there, and Abdul Carter is going to be like a complimentary rusher in the beginning of game plans. That's going to be a lot of opportunity for cleanup sacks from a guy who has the most absurd bend I've seen in several years, the speed rusher. Like, I just imagine him having, you know what I think is going to happen? I think he's going to have a lot of sacks, and people are going to be like, he's not as good as a sacks team. They're cleanup sacks. And there will be like discourse by him being overrated, but nevertheless, it'll be a good good defensive rookie of the year argument.
The only way I'd see Abdul Carter not getting it is if Travis Hunter like does, what we think is going to happen. Outside of that, I mean, he's going to walk in, like you said, he's getting these sacks. Yeah. Like the numbers are going to be there. I know that like there's a couple ways that you can look at it, and some people have been like, well, who knows? Like the line is just so dominant that you don't know if he's going to be able to accumulate all these sacks because Brian Burns might go, pick up sacks, and everybody else might get the sacks. I still think that no matter what, Abdul Carter is going to be great. And there's guys where obviously you don't want to overreact to preseason. You don't want to take whatever you see as law. But there's also times like that T-Mac catch where things are just abundantly clear. Yeah. And from the first time that he was on the field, you're like, oh, no, this is one of the best rushers in the league. He's going to walk in day one and be amazing. He's already that. So he's going to, in my opinion, he's winning it.
And edge rushers get a like built-in bias towards them in awards. So if he gets 10 sacks and like has a high pressure rate, he'll probably win it. Yeah. Because like other candidates, Mason Graham, hard for a DT to win it. If Mason Graham is one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, sure, he can win it. Hard to project that. That's a position that takes time usually.
Especially when like you're at a positional disadvantage and then on the edge you have Myles Garrett.
Well, that could help too. That draws attention. So maybe he'll get a lot of one-on-ones on the inside and could disrupt plays. So
but like Myles Garrett's gonna do Myles Garrett's thing regardless. So like he's gonna be up there. He's gonna finish top 5, top 4 in voting anyways. Mm-hmm.
And then other edge rushers like Mike Green, I guess, is a chance on the Ravens. If you want to give it to Mike Green, go fucking head. I'd rather come up here and big up Abdul Carter. Yeah.
But the Ravens do need an edge rusher.
And he is good.
Like if
he didn't fall in the draft because he's bad. He fell for other reasons. So I guess he'll probably be productive.
If he's that guy, he could probably, go out and get that. I feel very comfortable and in safe hands with Abdul Carter.
I agree.
And there we go. Those are Rookie of the Year picks.
Yeah.
One more award left before we get out of here for this section of the show. Comeback Player of the Year. The award for the player that either came back from being garbage, from being a bust, or came back from an injury.
It's always funny when people get it and it was like, oh, what happened to him? Oh, nothing. They were just trash.
He was just garbage. So injuries, the candidates are Aiden Hutchinson is the favorite because I think there's like a baked in idea that he could win DPOY and Comeback Player of the Year. So I think his odds are boosted for both because that'd make a lot of sense for both arguments. Probably the right pick coming off of a gruesome leg injury. Going to be the best edge rusher on his team and very important player that is really fucking good and probably have tons of sacks again. CMC is high up on the odds. Less safe of a pick in terms of like, are we sure he's going to recover from his injury? I don't know. Like maybe he doesn't recover 100%. Dak Prescott coming off of an injured lost year could come back and put up MVP caliber counting stats again. That's super possible. Nick Chubb, if he has a great year with the Texans, salute. And then this guy kind of sucked and now he's good tier. Daniel Jones. If Shane Steichen saves him and he has a good season starting for the Colts.
Jesus Christ, man.
That could happen. Not expecting it.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, if Liam Cohen saves him, he also got hurt last year. He wasn't quite bad enough, but I think that'll be a perception if he becomes a superstar this year and like lives up to what he was deemed to be as a rookie. And then Anthony Richardson.
Okay, well, considering that he already lost the job.
well, that's the point though.
You can't have in season.
Yes, he absolutely can. If Anthony Richardson comes in week 5 because Daniel Jones gets hurt because he's an idiot and he runs and gets fucking hit sticked and his shoulders popped out of place, and Anthony Richardson comes in and has a good season, as low as his stock is right now, if he has 12 games of being good, there will be an argument made for Anthony Richardson to be the comeback player.
Where would he need to like rank in your head?
I don't even.
Bare minimum.
He would have to be good, whatever that means to you. He'd have to be good.
24.
And in terms of quarterbacks in the league,
Yeah.
a little bit higher than that. But like, if he just looks like what he's thought to be, he's just a good quarterback that stays healthy, is accurate passer, running the ball, and like wins more games than he loses as a starter this year, and it's over 10 games played, there will be an argument made for Anthony Richardson to comeback player of the year.
And here's why it's a bad argument, borderline dumb.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the guy who has no reps is going to miss out on a month of reps and then immediately come back in and now he is going to be accurate, which he has never been. He is going to stay healthy for the rest of the season, which he has never been. And he is going to instantly be the leader and commander of this offense, which he has not proven to be in the time that he's been there.
You know who sat his ass down and got better? Bryce Young.
Bryce Young was...
He had to collect his thoughts.
Because two things. One, Bryce Young was way more accurate of a passer than Richardson.
I mean,
and two,
he was more accurate. But let's not pretend Bryce Young wasn't horrific.
No, I'm not saying that either. But that just shows you where Richardson is.
Yeah.
Much more accurate than Richardson. And two, was not the comeback player of the year. In this specific discussion, there's absolutely no way that Richardson is getting there. So like the Colts quarterbacks, they're out. Trevor Lawrence, it's funny because it's like, haha, you were trash. But Dak Prescott would be my pick.
I'll go Aiden Hutchinson. I think the chalk is right. I think is lined up well. The fact that he was on a DPOY pace and then got hurt, there'll be a lot of sympathy votes that'll like, if he's good and once again has 14 sacks or whatever, I'll go Hutchinson.
I genuinely don't know where to go with this, honestly, because I wouldn't lean that way. I think I'd rather lean towards a quarterback because over the last 7-8 years, they've been the only ones winning this award. So I feel like a standard has been set, but I just don't know which quarterback I want to fully trust in when it comes to this. I'm never going to lean towards, well, for now, I'm not going to lean towards Trevor Lawrence. And then Anthony Richardson is the most fun conversation. But
low-key, Daniel Jones might be the most possible one. Just like
I don't even want to start that.
I think it's more likely you win a comeback player of the year from being bad as a quarterback than like Dak Prescott. I don't know. I mean, he got hurt, but it wasn't like he fucking broke his foot off in half. Like it was just a normal injury. I mean, it was a bad hamstring. It was a bad injury. His muscles off the bone. But like, it's not. I don't think it jumps off the screen to the voters as this like devastating injury is coming back from. It's not like Alex Smith, you know. And like we've seen comeback player of the year for similar things. It wouldn't be impossible, but I don't know. I feel like Dak is an unsexy player that a lot of people don't like and treat him like he's like subpar and it's an unsexy injury to come back from. And like, it just feels like that'd be a very vanilla pick that I don't necessarily see going in voters' heads.
Yeah.
Unless there's no other option, obviously.
But like they were also bad before. So like you have both things
Yeah,
working where it's the injury and you also sucked before you got hurt.
Yeah.
So
It's
Bro,
possible.
this award is so weird because I see Joe Burrow won it twice.
Yeah, injuries.
because he was getting hurt.
Yeah, injuries.
Yes, but wow.
So this could be that type of award where we know he's good and he got hurt and missed a year, which to me is a boring way.
Yeah,
that
that's
happens when there's no other good options. When like there's no like Sam Darnold story or Geno Smith
Yeah.
story or somebody who was like a bust and becomes good for a year.
Mhm.
Then intro quarterbacks get it. Intro quarterbacks winning it when we already know they're good is the most boring way for this award.
Would
to
you
go.
guys want to win this award if you didn't get hurt? If you were just bad the last year, would you want to win it?
If I'm
Sure.
Geno Smith and I grinded for 9 years to back up
Yeah.
and then I got good, yes, I would love to win this award.
What about Sam Darnold?
Same type of thing. If I'm Trevor Lawrence, I don't want to win this award. I don't want it.
Why?
Nothing happened to me. I just sucked. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
he did that because he wasn't like diabolically bad. He
Mhm.
was just like subpar
Mhm.
in a way that's like this is who he is. It wasn't
Yeah.
anything like outlandish.
Mhm.
So it would just be like, damn, I was that bad last year. Damn, shit. All right, fuck.
Yeah, I'm copping out. I don't have an answer for this award.
CMC. There we go. CMC's gonna win it.
That's the easiest one, but I don't
It's,
even know if I
it's not
believe it.
though.
I don't even know if I believe it.
If he's good again, which you know what, CMC goes 1 year he's injured and oh my god, what's gonna happen? Next year he's healthy and he's one of the best players in the league. It's fucking flips back and forth every year.
Yeah,
Let's bet on history. CMC is gonna be all pro.
yeah.
again.
This is the year for that.
CMC is comeback player of the year. History always wins.
I will go Dak Prescott.
Okay. And with that being said, that's the end of this episode.
Nice.
Oh, not the episode. This is in this section of the episode.
Nice.
It's time for the most fun part. The part we're all here for. It's time for me to find a nice goldenrod Crayola, bite it in half, squeeze it between my molars, get it in there nice and place, keep it there for the whole time. And it's time for TikTok time.
I got my special juice and I'm ready. I left this sip for both of you guys.
You already drank your special juice. You're a chugger.
I got some more for you. Off camera. We move.
We're on to TikTok time.
You're a sick guy, man.
Welcome to TikTok time. Today we're going to begin with the draft. We're going to begin with the draft that finally is for Donovan. We're going to draft NFL offenses with only players who played for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Damn. Okay.
We did
Limited.
the Cowboys the first time. Now we're doing Eagles players. You guys know how this works. We're going to draft offenses, a quarterback, a running back, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end, all the skill positions to see who can pick the best all-time Eagles team.
Okay.
Let's go.
Donovan gets second pick, Mo third, me first. Where do I go with the first pick? What's the biggest advantage here?
I don't know.
There's like, what's the most scarce position? I didn't think this through at all.
Yeah. Where is the advantage at over here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
First pick, wide receiver 1. Give me T.O. I'll pick the best player here.
Okay.
Not the greatest Eagle wide receiver, but the best player to play for them.
Okay.
That's probably the best pick because they have plenty of quarterbacks.
That is true. And that is why at my wide receiver 1, I will be taking AJ Brown.
Naturally, got to pick your guy who I bet if you asked, he was probably better than T.O.
Okay. Interesting. So for my first pick.
Think about it. You're like,
Yeah,
you're
no,
like, do I want to
yeah.
say it?
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he is the better Eagles wide receiver just because he accomplished more, but he's not
Yeah.
better.
Okay. So for my first pick, give me Saquon Barkley.
Naturally.
Yeah. I think that's.
I will be fine picking my second option at running back. You got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then where do I want to go for this next pick here? This is where I'm kind of like not lost, but I'm feeling kind of about. So
Yeah, this is a hard draft because there's like good players at every position. They have a pretty deep roster.
yeah, exactly. So I think next, you know what? Go ahead and give me Donovan McNabb
Okay.
on my QB. Donovan McNabb, welcome.
Donovan will not get Donovan.
Trying to double up.
Is Donovan going to do it? Is he going to continue to pick his guy, pick his agenda war?
You really want to stand on it?
I have no idea where I want to go with this, but this is tough. This is so hard.
LaShawn McCoy's right there.
This is hard. I really have.
This
no
is
idea.
really hard, actually.
Yeah.
You're in a
Yeah,
tough spot.
I don't know what I want to do, but I will go. Fine. I'm going with the guy that has chemistry. Give me Jalen Hurts at quarterback.
Thank God. Give me the better quarterback. Give me Randall Cunningham. I don't know why I got the best quarterback at number 3, but I'll take it. Actually, I didn't even need to take him yet.
I don't think you got the best.
I definitely got the best quarterback. Are you kidding?
Definitely.
And then running back, give me the second best running back. Give me Brian Westbrook.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Damn. Okay.
What, you want LaShawn?
Yeah.
You gonna talk?
Yeah.
Who you got next?
No, because I'm trying to think
Just
through a lot
super
of things.
chalk
like that.
all over the place.
I know.
You know, that's what you have to talk
Well,
about when it comes to
also I was having
all-time
an
Eagles.
internal discussion in terms of Cunningham versus McNabb.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean McNabb is awesome. He's fantastic. So I will take at my second wide receiver. See, now this is tough again. At tight end, I'll take Zach Ertz at tight end.
Ooh, okay.
Damn.
So you're just punting the wide receiver decision?
Yeah, I don't want to make it.
Okay.
Damn.
So let somebody else make it for me.
I know. Fuck.
Okay.
All right. So, shit. This is hard. Not really, actually. For my first wide receiver, go ahead and give me Deshaun Jackson.
Ah, good pick, good pick.
Yeah.
Shout out to Deshaun, man. Everybody forgets about Deshaun.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Chip Kelly, if I see you, I'm knocking you out.
you knocking him out.
if I'm in Vegas, I'm knocking Chip Kelly out. Like I'm getting arrested on the spot. How dare he?
I'm knocking you out.
Was trading away Deshaun Jackson and then try to make him look like a gang member.
Threatening violence to an NFL offensive coordinator is hilarious.
And then
He ruined multiple years of my child. I hate that.
He
Man.
hasn't smiled once. He's dead
I
serious.
hate that man so much. How dare you disrespect him like that?
and then for my tight end, go ahead and give me Brent Selleck.
Selleck?
Selleck. My bad.
How many times will you mispronounce the player's name in the draft?
Every time.
Every time. Okay, Brent, that's a good pick.
See, I don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to replace Zach Ertz with another wide receiver so I can get my guys. But we are just gonna go. We're gonna go big on big. My second wide receiver, give me Harold Carmichael.
Oh, I was 100% gonna pick Carmichael next. Damn it. You probably Oh, okay. So you got Carmichael.
Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't just pick your current day wide receiver and just build your current team that you love so much.
If I had gotten Saquon, maybe, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to pick Jeremy Maclin, so give me Devontae Smith. I wide receiver too.
Damn.
And then
don't disrespect
no,
Maclin
he's
like that.
cool. He had a 100-yard season, so
All pro.
he's great. But I'll pick Smith. I think Smith could do that too if he was wide receiver 1.
Yeah, tell him. Let him know.
God damn it.
Let him
Yeah,
know.
he could be great. And then
Smitty's better than your favorite receiver.
all right, calm down. I'm not giving too much ammo.
He could do a lot.
And I don't know. I can't remember any other Eagles tight end, so give me Dallas Goedert.
God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. You're picking. Actually, not. Never mind. At running back, I will take LaShawn McCoy.
Naturally.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Sounds like you're taking Jeremy Maclin.
Yeah, I have no choice.
Honestly, fine pick. Solid pick for the last pick in the draft.
It's actually very good.
Yeah. Jeremy Maclin's great. He only had
Really?
He only had one amazing year. I only picked him because he didn't know he only had one amazing year with the Eagles.
Actually, I like your team a lot because you built the 2008 Eagles and
Saquon.
traded.
Saquon?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Randall Cunningham, Brian Westbrook, T.O., Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert.
And I have Jalen Hurts, LaShawn McCoy, A.J. Brown, Harold Carmichael, and Zach Ertz.
And I got McNabb, Saquon, Deshaun, Maclin, and Selleck.
I have two players I had Madden covers. Actually, did Randall Cunningham ever have Madden? No, I don't think he did. Madden didn't start till after he.
Yeah.
Do you guys have two players that had Madden covers?
No.
Mm.
No, I don't.
Wait a minute, no, Modas too.
You got wait.
Modas too.
Oh,
Who else made it?
McNabb had a Madden cover.
He did.
Shit.
So you got McNabb and Saquon. Okay, so I don't even win that shit.
Never mind.
I tied the Madden cover game.
Man, if we had this team in 08, yeah, we would have got it.
I bet.
My team?
Yeah, Saquon
Yeah.
Barkley.
What's the best team?
I have the three best at. Actually, no, I have the Brian Westbrook is like close to Saquon, and I had the best quarterback and wide receiver 1. I had the worst tight end though. Actually,
I don't.
Close.
I don't know
with what?
with Westbrook and Saquon. Like
Oh.
I think
Westbrook might be better.
Huh?
You think Westbrook might be better?
I think Saquon's best.
That's what I said. I said Saquon's best and Westbrook is second best,
Mm.
but
Oh,
it's
okay.
close. I said
Oh.
it's close.
Oh, you changed that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. What I said they're close enough that I think I have the best quarterback and wide receiver 1,
Yeah.
and Westbrook is like in striking distance of Saquon,
Mm.
but I probably have the worst tight end.
You
then
do have the worst tight end,
Yeah.
but that's not saying too much because Dallas is awesome.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah, I
Ertz
got
is a fucking world beater or anything. It's not like it's a giant gap.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean these are all pretty. They have 3 good players at their positions. So these are pretty even teams.
My receivers are great though because I just have 6'3" on one side, 6'8" on the other side.
Yeah.
And you got their GOAT receiver in Carmichael.
Yeah.
Like I picked T.O. because he's better like all time, whatever. But like for the Eagles, you have the 2 best in Eagles history receivers in terms of like what they accomplished in the uniform. I think.
Yeah. And Carmichael was crazy too because like he had like a 1,000-yard season in like the early 80s or something like that, and like when they are not throwing the ball at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you put him in today's game, 2,000 yards.
You put Cunningham in today's game.
MVP.
To unlock those legs. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys a series of quarterback comparisons, and you guys that tell me who's better at every single one of these skills.
Okay.
So we have on screen, we have mobility, processing, accuracy, arm strength, and clutch. And we got to pick who's better at all these from 10 quarterback combinations. Let's go straight to discourse hell. Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts. Mobility.
Jalen Hurts.
Naturally, we go Jalen Hurts.
Nice.
That's where we give it to him. That one is clear cut.
Mm-hmm.
Tush push capabilities. The functional mobility is next level. Processing.
Yeah. It's like,
Gigantic gap here. That's obviously Jalen Hurts' biggest weakness.
Yeah.
First of all, just put the X up there. I don't need the X.
Attitude.
All right.
Yeah. Herbert is one of the better processors in the league. His like the way we applaud Jared Goff for turning his back to defense and killing it in play action, Herbert does that even better. Accuracy. Naturally, Justin Herbert. Even though Jalen Hurts does have his accuracy strengths with the deep balls, Justin Herbert might be the most accurate quarterback in the league at all 3 levels. And the ability to get throws he can access up the middle of the field.
Jalen Hurts is getting stomped out right now.
Arm strength.
Herbert got it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
there's like 2 quarterbacks in the world we'd not give it to over Herbert.
Yeah.
Clutch.
Yeah, go ahead. Put the X. Go ahead. Put that X where it belongs. Put that X right on my side. That's all I need. I can run and I'm clutch.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
That's it.
And you know what? You got a ring off that.
And
So.
you know
sir.
what? You can have competitions like this, right? Little TikTok games. You can have wins in TikTok games.
Yeah.
We have wins in real life, in Super Bowls.
Yeah. I know this maps out. Jalen Hurts is
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
won the games. He's mobile. And Herbert, you can't give him the clutch, but he's one of the most gifted throwers in the NFL.
Yeah, man. If we're just doing like the mental exercise and just thinking about like what could happen,
Yeah.
all, the hypotheticals of it all. Go ahead, take it, Justin.
If man wins again. Okay. Baker Mayfield versus Jared Goff. 2 very different players.
Damn, this is so polarizing.
Baker's a little more mobile, so we'll give him mobility.
for sure.
Well, he's a lot more mobile, actually. I shouldn't say a little.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
Yeah, it's not even close.
He's not moving like that.
And processing is also not close. Goff
It's
is
Goff.
The reason Goff is a good quarterback is because he's a good processor. Like that is everything for Jared Goff. He is incredibly fast with it. He might be one of the only guys that like rivals Joe Burrow in that.
So is accuracy towards Goff's way as well.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fair to pencil in.
I actually don't know. I actually don't know how I feel about that one.
Jared Goff puts the ball. So I can't tell if I should put this to processing or accuracy, but he puts the ball in danger a lot less.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's a mixture of processing and accuracy for Baker.
But I guess like in this sense, I'm gonna give it to Goff though in this sense because I do think that if it's not in like when we're talking about like Lamar and Joe Burrow and they're both like at the top of the league, that's fine. And to kind of separate it, when you're more closer to the middle of the pack and everything is so intertwined, I'm okay giving that to Jared Goff and that skill being a product of the processing.
Yeah.
Arm
strength.
Baker.
Is Baker.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Launching that bitch.
Goff doesn't have like a weak arm necessarily. Yeah. It's not like he has a noodle arm, but it's Baker. Baker has a very strong arm.
You think he's top 5 in arm strength?
Well, there's a lot of like backup quarterbacks that like have incredibly strong arm, but can't do shit with it.
Even outside of the guys who play, like top 3 instantly are Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, and then Jordan Love hasn't a
Jordan
crazy
Love's
arm.
That's true. Okay, never mind.
Dak has very good arm
That's
strength.
a whole long conversation.
Dak's arm strength is like I'm gonna throw a 20-yard pass up the seam. That's gonna be the fastest pass you've ever seen in your goddamn life. Not necessarily like throwing 80 yards like fucking other guys. So no, he's not top 5, but he does have a very strong arm. Clutch. Now Baker is like Mr. Get Shit Done. Like he is like, there's a lot of weaknesses to his game. He takes too many sacks, doesn't have the best pocket presence. He'll put the ball in danger, yada yada. But he gets shit done. So like, my instinct is to give him clutch.
However, honestly, the Lions were winning mad 1-score games last year.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it seemed like they were always making the right decision at the right time, and a lot of that is on the quarterback. Based on just this last year, I do want to give it to Jared Goff.
They're pretty close in terms of like how much I believe in them to make the right decision at the end of the game. Goff's a little more reliable, but Baker's more of a playmaker. Where like he'll make the big plays in the clutch, whereas Goff won't kill you and consistently keep the offense moving. Which I'm like,
with that being said, I probably would lean towards Jared Goff.
Okay, just the reliability factor.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a real debate. I know there's a big hive of Baker fans that like we're like, look at them, he's QB4 in fantasy football. It's like top 5 QB in the world.
They're gonna hate us.
Yeah, they always will. But I will say to those Baker Mayfield fantasy football fans, you guys can have clutch. That's a debate. Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes.
Shit.
All right, mobility, fine. Josh, you got it.
Yeah, Josh got it. Just the strength.
But if I talk about functional mobility,
yeah, listen, Mahomes isn't too far behind. Weirdly enough, as being not super fast, that man can move. He has. So Josh Allen has more physical traits than mobility. Like his strength is a legitimate crazy weapon of his to go with speed and size and whatnot. Mahomes just has like the ultimate like mobility IQ. He knows when to run, where to run, and like makes up for the lack of athleticism.
Yeah, he knows his angles for sure.
So we'll give it to Josh, but it's not.
Can open up them hips.
He knows his angles. Processing.
Mahomes.
Mahomes gets it over everybody. And then some people will be like, he's not a great processor. He's just talented. You guys do not know what the fuck you're looking at.
Doesn't make any sense.
You don't know a thing about what you're looking at.
No, really.
There's no way that's been uttered by people's mouths.
Yeah.
Y'all are saying that?
Yeah,
You guys are saying that?
There's a narrative.
Yeah,
Accuracy also. So last year, Mahomes didn't have an accurate year. He's throwing to absolutely nobody. I don't really blame him. But again, some people will say he's not that accurate.
I don't care what they have to say. Like that's the thing is like.
But Josh Allen's also accurate now. Like Josh Allen has made strides.
Good for him. I'm taking Mahomes. I think Mahomes also like, and this is where he is better. His accuracy off platform is better than anybody in the league.
That's a good that's a good argument. Is that his ability to access throws, moving on the run, in the pocket from different arm angles, all the different forms of him reaching his accuracy, that gives him the nod.
I will never forget. This man was lying down in midair and hit the guy right here in his hands.
Yeah. And I know last year the deep ball numbers are what they were. His best deep ball target was DeAndre Hopkins. I don't give a fuck about Patrick Mahomes' numbers last year.
Yeah. Okay. I guess when you give me that argument, which also like encapsulates through the pressure too, you got it.
Yeah. Arm strength, naturally. It's Josh Allen, but Mahomes also has a strong arm.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen is that the strongest arm I've ever seen? And clutch, I mean, what are we even talking about? Mahomes might be
to sweep.
The clutchest QB since Brady. They've won Super Bowls off the fact that he is clutcher than you in the playoffs every year.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. If there's anybody who knows how clutch Patrick Mahomes is, it's Josh Allen.
It's Josh Allen. He's Trevor Lawrence versus Bryce Young.
Yeah, just put all the X's on Bryce Young.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is more mobile, so we'll give him that. He's a better athlete. Bryce Young is like quick, I guess, but he's not super fast and he's tiny, so he can't like take hits. Trevor Lawrence can legitimately run. Man, a stride. Processing though, Bryce Young.
Okay.
Yeah.
And assuming we're going off Bryce Young at the end of last season, and assuming that leap is real, processing Bryce Young.
And guess what?
Okay.
I choose to believe that that's real.
But if it was first half of the season last year, Bryce Young would get 0 categories.
Damn.
But we're past that.
Okay, if we're assuming Bryce Young is good enough, he also gets accuracy.
We're being very optimistic.
He also gets accuracy.
Does arm strength go to Trevor
It
Lawrence?
damn sure goes to Trevor Lawrence. Bryce Young does not have a strong arm. If he had a strong arm, his start to his career would have gone a lot better than it did. Because he doesn't really win any of the physical attributes.
Yeah.
None of them really go to Bryce Young.
Makes sense.
At all. He has to be like Mr. Whiteboard.
Yes.
Like I know it was gonna happen.
Straight.
And I think clutch, I prefer to give it to nobody.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you base this off of anything?
I don't really trust either of them right now in any real way in a big playoff game.
The only reason why I would give it to Lawrence is because he had one moment where they came back against the Chargers, 27-3. Only notch on his belt.
You know what? Sure, we have 0.
And mind you, that was 2 years ago.
I think it's been a long time. That was like 3 or 4
Was
now.
it 3 years ago?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
God damn.
Mind you, it was 3 years ago.
That was a long time ago now.
Was Bryce even in the league at that time?
Low key, this season would make it 4 now. Because this would be 2026. It was 2022, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a long time ago, low key.
Wasn't. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Mind you.
That was 4 years ago.
But that's all he has.
I guess so.
And it's much more than what Bryce Young has.
Yeah, we have nothing to go off of for clutch. So we'll give Trevor Lawrence something. Yeah. Kyler Murray versus Dak Prescott. 2 very different quarterbacks.
Okay.
Mobility.
Kyler gets it.
Clearly. Yeah, even though he's
Dak hasn't been
from that
mobile
aspect.
since they snapped his ankle.
Yeah.
And I guess processing will go to Dak, even though what makes Dak special isn't necessarily his processing, but I'm not giving Kyler Murray processing. That will not be happening.
That feels so rude, but it's true.
Accuracy, Dak Prescott can throw in the middle of the field. We're going accuracy, Dak Prescott.
Cool.
Pretty easily. Arm strength. Kyler does have arm strength. I still want to lean Dak Prescott, but Kyler Murray does have a strong arm. Whether or not it's always functional is a question. But he does have a strong arm.
Traditionally, I think you should go Dak again.
Let's go Dak. Let's go Dak here.
Yeah, Dak is king hole shot. He will throw a tight end
Whoa.
seam up the middle every single time, and he will throw it incredibly hard.
He needs all the wins he can get. Let's give Dak Prescott arm strength. I refuse. This is another one where it's like, I can't give anybody clutch.
I think we can give nobody clutch in this one. I think we can safely give it to nobody. I mean, I guess we'd have to give it to Dak.
At this point, can we put -1 on Dak's clutch? Can we do that?
I guess it has to be Dak, but it's
Why?
why the fuck would it be Kyler Murray?
But what's the argument for Dak?
He's not Kyler Murray. I trust him slightly more than Kyler Murray.
He's not Kyler Murray.
Does Dak Prescott have a Hail Mary game winner?
I can't say he does.
What does that mean?
It-
That doesn't mean anything.
That's like the least impressive game winner you can imagine.
What?
Like in terms of like clutch, like
What is that?
It's just luck. Like
Yeah.
that's the game winning drive that implies the least about clutch factor.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Dak Prescott doesn't have that. I'm going Kyler Murray.
I guess.
We'll be giving it to nobody.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy versus Bo Nix.
They're not hating enough.
So mobility, Bo
mobility?
Nix. Bo Nix can run.
You can.
That man is white Jalen Hurts. He will run and he will throw outside the numbers.
Okay.
So processing, I'm giving it to Brock Purdy.
That is where I'm going as well.
Yeah. As a rookie, Bo Nix had a lot of training wheels in the offense. It was a lot of rollout, read one side of the field. It could get better, but as a rookie, his processing was not like notable.
Mm-hmm.
This is the closest one we have, I think.
Honestly, I mean, no, because we've had some that are like 3 and 2 and stuff like that.
I guess.
But
Accuracy.
But in terms of every single
I'd go
category, it's
Brock
close.
Purdy. I think Brock Purdy is more accurate than Bo Nix.
This is tough because Bo Nix really was like a story of 2 seasons last year. The first like 5 games of the season were rough, and I do not think he was particularly accurate. But second half of the year, when they really simplified that offense and got him rolling out of the pocket, like I said, reading one side of the field, he was pretty accurate. But again, that's accuracy with training wheels, and I think Brock can like access every level of the field better. So
Yeah.
we'll give it to him.
Okay.
Arm strength. I guess Bo Nix gets that.
Yeah, Purdy doesn't have a noodle arm, but I think I
Yeah.
would still take Bo Nix's arm.
He is like noodle arm adjacent.
It's not I say noodle arm, I think of Tua, and so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, so like it's not that bad.
Okay.
But yeah, Bo Nix can definitely take the win there, and then
Who do you trust more with the late game, Bo Nix or Brock Purdy?
It just
listen,
goes to
low
Brock
key, I'd take
naturally.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take Brock. He's done it multiple times in terms of
It's not a fair conversation for Bo Nix here. Can't be.
Why
Yeah,
not?
I mean, if Bo
It's
Nix
a
had
rookie.
played,
Yeah.
yeah, he just doesn't play for Shanahan, hasn't been these playoff reps that Brock Purdy is. Like Brock Purdy definitely wins.
Yeah.
Bo Nix did have moments last year though.
He did, for sure.
Yeah, Bo Nix is good. CJ Stroud versus Jaden Daniels. So
Alright.
mobility, obviously Daniels wins.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like the second most mobile quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Processing.
I'm gonna give this to CJ.
Daniels is by far more accurate. Processing, it's hard to differentiate those two. I guess we can give it to CJ. That's probably fine.
We can give him processing, but also
Jaden Daniels is incredibly good at identifying blitzes and replacing the blitz and attacking the exact right zone. He is like a blitz identification processing superpower.
Mm.
But overall, CJ Stroud is a good processor.
let's
CJ Stroud is such a good processor that people commonly call him one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league, and I don't think that's true. But he is incredibly good processing. That I think people confuse those two. So we'll give it to CJ.
Okay.
And I'm going Jaden Daniels more accurate. That's pretty easy. Jaden Daniels had an insanely accurate season.
yeah, he can have that.
Arm strength.
That's CJ as well.
CJ,
I don't know,
I
actually.
mean, CJ has a crazy arm. Jaden's arm is nice though,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm just thinking about Jaden in that way because his deep ball is so nice.
Yeah.
But like, also it's not.
Again,
Does
which
it's
should we go
tough
by?
because he's so accurate that it's really hard to like. Again, differentiating things is tough with guys like this.
Yeah.
I'll go CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud has a little bit more zip, but that's close.
I guess it is the accuracy kind of clouding everything.
Yeah.
Because if it's a deep ball, a lot of times if Jaden Daniels is throwing it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's money.
And deep ball is like, so obviously like arm strength is about like the distance you can throw it to, but deep balls are like most quarterbacks can access that. I think arm strength, and more importantly, is like the throws you can access over the middle of the field, squeezing into tight windows because you have that type of strength to get it in there and like really, like I said, with Dak Prescott, these hole shots.
Yeah.
I lean CJ slightly.
Okay.
Now, clutch. I feel good about both these guys at the end of the game.
I do too, but as of late, if we're just going based off of last season, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders had one of the most like clutch seasons ever.
Yeah.
Completed a Hail Mary.
Won multiple playoff games. Jaden Daniels, you are the most clutch QB of these two.
Yeah.
He has like the title until proven otherwise between these two. Jordan Love versus Tua.
Mobility.
It's Tua probably.
No, I don't know. If Tua runs, you're terrified.
So
I don't think
we're not doing that.
mobility.
We're not doing that.
I hope he never runs again. So Jordan Love gets mobility.
Okay.
Tua gets processing. I think that's Jordan Love's biggest weakness. Obviously, he's the big crazy arm.
Yeah.
Tua, all he has is processing. Is that he gets the ball out quick. He gets the ball out too quick sometimes. He processes too much. He needs to process a little bit less and feel more.
Nah, he has to do that because that mobility is not there.
Yeah, because
Makes sense.
we're scared.
Exactly.
Accuracy, naturally we go Tua. Arm strength, clearly we go Jordan Love. That's the biggest sweep we've seen.
And then clutch, I'm going Jordan Love too.
Why?
How?
Ask yourself a question.
Okay, I'm closing my mind, imagining whatever scenario you paint for me.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
2 timeouts.
Okay.
Tua has the ball.
Fuck.
Gotcha.
You start the ball. You start the drive at the 35-yard line.
Fuck.
Do you think you're gonna win?
No.
Okay. Jordan Love wins it.
Okay.
Jordan Love's more clutch, better arm strength.
Okay.
There we go. That one's pretty clear cut. Justin Fields versus Caleb Williams. Which Bears quarterback wins each category?
Mobility by far, Justin Fields.
And that's the only thing we're giving it to him.
Okay.
Legit, everything else, I'm going Caleb Williams. Neither one of them are clutch. I don't believe in either of them at this point in their career.
Yeah.
I have more faith Caleb Williams will become clutch this year than I do with Justin Fields.
I've seen a couple times where Caleb Williams can make throws at the end of games and get the Bears into situations where field goals can be made and then people miss field goals.
Yeah.
So I will give Caleb Williams the benefit of the doubt. He gets clutch as well.
Caleb Williams can throw in the middle of the field, better processor. Neither one are accurate. Got more faith in Caleb Williams making the leap this year and becoming accurate at all three levels. Arm strength, Caleb Williams is an incredibly strong arm, off platform, like we said with Mahomes earlier, can access crazy throws. And yeah, there's just no world where Justin Fields ever be clutch in a playoff game.
God damn.
Caleb, maybe.
Okay.
Caleb's a blank slate. We can apply anything we want right now. And I can project future improvement this year.
I guess so.
I can't project a damn thing with Justin Fields.
Not at this stage.
I can project
Not anymore.
I can project the below average team offense. That's what I can project.
Man, Jets, man. Oh, it's gonna be tough.
Get ready to see lots of Braylon Allen carries.
Are they gonna throw for 2,000 yards this year?
As a team?
Yeah.
2,000? Has anybody thrown for less than 2,000 in the modern NFL?
They can do that. Who's their backup?
I don't know.
Who's their backup?
Who's their backup? Yeah, okay. Next thing we're going to do. We're going to react to some of the worst NFL takes you've ever seen in your goddamn life. Specifically, we're going to react to the worst NFL takes given by Mr. Skip Bayless himself. We did this on TD3. We reacted to his worst NBA takes. Today, we're dipping into his real bag, his real area of expertise.
I love it.
Bullshit NFL takes where he
love
thrives
this.
at his best. And we're going to react to the best rage bait he's ever given in his entire long career. First off, we got Jerry Jones is covering backside by regretting not landing Paxton Lynch. He should be more worried about taking Dak Prescott over Cardell. So this take is, it was a mistake to take Dak Prescott over Cardell Jones.
Where is Cardell Jones right now? Please remind me. Damn.
Listen, everybody has misses sometimes. We all have prospects we like that don't work out. Listen, the game is the game. Sometimes happen. Clearly, I mean, it can't get worse than this. So it's okay. It's okay.
Let's grade these all A through F in terms of a Skip Bayless take.
Humongous F.
Honestly, I mean, it's a bad take, so like F on that point, but like it's just a regular May.
And you know what? At this time, this is May of 2016. Okay, so is this right after the draft?
Yeah, it's right after.
So we hadn't seen Dak Prescott play yet?
It's a week after.
You know what?
Yeah.
Dak Prescott wasn't a highly sought after prospect. He just surprised people. As far as bad takes go, this is at least understandable. He goes towards the popular names in college football, like Cardell Jones playing for Ohio State. This one's defensible at the time to like him over third round pick Dak Prescott.
Yeah, we're arguing over third round pick, so it's not bad. It's not terrible.
This is a C. This isn't the worst take. We'll see worse. This is a good place to start from to see what a reasonable Skip Bayless miss looks like. Next up, long term, give me Josh Freeman over Cam Newton.
Ooh,
Now this is an F. This is a nice, delicious F.
He said better leader, more consistent passer, more clutch, more poised under fire, more careful with ball. Not with the ball, just with ball.
With ball.
With ball.
More careful with ball.
He chose his words perfectly.
Yeah, so this is one of the worst takes of all time because this is pure rage bait because this is after you've already seen Cam Newton play.
Yeah.
This is November. You've seen the glamour. Even as college players, we've seen Cam Newton. We knew what he was about. He was one of the best prospects we've seen in a long time. Josh Freeman, salute. Had some solid years. This was outrageous.
See, and this is why, like, sometimes we get upset at GMs and we're like, yo, you don't know what you're doing. And people are like, it's a hard job. It takes like these where it's like, damn, we still have to give GMs credit because people are out here saying stupid foolishness like this. Where it's like, oh, maybe we aren't smarter.
Yep. Solid F. Give me Jay Cutler over Matthew Stafford any Sunday.
Jay Cutler, man. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was Jay Cutler caught smoking a cigarette in the sideline?
Did that happen?
I don't know.
I believe you. So
I know
remember.
he smoked cigarettes. I don't know why.
On this,
I
Has he ever smoked?
I
I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
you saw some
If
AI
that
picture
is,
like
that's what he always in the eye. I know he smoked. I know he's a cigarette smoker. I don't know that for no reason.
I could look him in the eyes and tell you the same thing. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this was funny because this was already like into Matthew Stafford's career. So he was just like, pick solid quarterback X.
He was doing it.
No, I don't know if he.
Oh no, I'm lying.
Just make shut up. Slandering Jay Cutler. So this is funny because Matthew Stafford was already into his career, and he was just like, which quarterback could I pick to say Jay Cutler is better than? And it sounded the most outlandish. Matthew Stafford. Like, this is such a just shot in the dark. Like, this is a comparison nobody's ever made. I don't even think the Chicago Bears would have picked Jay Cutler over Matthew Stafford.
There's so much. It's so funny because in the first like 3 takes that he's had, they aren't just like regular takes. These are like flag planting, so much gumption.
Yeah.
And if it was him, if he owned 2 teams, his starting quarterbacks would be Josh Freeman and Jay Cutler against Matthew Stafford and Cam Newton. They're getting boat raced.
Miss after miss after miss. I'll give this one a. This isn't the most impressive Skip Bayless rage bait. This is meh. I've seen better from Skip Bayless.
He doesn't make shots.
Yeah.
In the heat of battle, he misses shots.
I love Tom Brady, but right now in the last 2 minutes, I have to take Tebow. By far the highest QBR in late games.
Listen,
Teammates believe.
Okay, buddy.
He said they see that cross, they see him on his knee, they want it more than everybody else.
Tebow time, man. He just wins the locker room.
December 2011 was a crazy time. And because honestly, like, I do not agree with this.
Oh, you don't say. You don't say.
Yeah. Shocker. But if you were there and if you saw this dude who threw 5 passes through 3 quarters and then the 4th quarter comes and they just win the game, you're like, yo, what is happening? What's going on? I can see how somebody can be tricked by what Tim Tebow
Shout out
doing.
Demaryius Thomas winning that game on a routine slant, running up the field, and it becoming a Tim Tebow crowning moment. It was Demaryius Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the. So I'm gonna give this an A+ as far as Skip Bayless rage bait goes.
It kind of he could fool me into believing.
As far as like we know he's gonna pick his famous quarterback of choice, and he's gonna hype him up to pull Tom Brady. Like, he cocked that bitch back and threw a bomb, pulling Tom Brady as a comparison for Tim Tebow. This is a real rage bait. This is real craftsmanship.
And this is nice because, see, this is very specific. You're not saying I'm taking Tim Tebow over Tom Brady, period. Mm-hmm. It's right now, in this specific moment, and in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Specific situation.
It is, and that is the one situation where Tim Tebow was thriving.
Yep.
Tim Tebow was sucking for 58 minutes of the game. But them last 2 minutes.
That late game QBR.
This is why this is an A+ take.
Exactly.
I'm going A+.
He layered his take with context, with data, with several belief. He layered it with lore and like religious gesture. This is the perfect take.
Religious gesture.
He backed it up.
He knows his angles, right? He weaves in and out.
Aaron Rodgers, unclutch.
Hey man, A+. A+.
What moment was this?
This is
November 2015.
This is Thanksgiving 2015.
Okay, Thanksgiving. God.
Everybody else is like, yo, I'm so thankful. Like, I just love my family. He's like, Aaron Rodgers
He
sucks.
said, wait, give me a second.
I can't stand this guy.
What? He wasn't. Was he playing?
Yeah, he must have been. This must have came on a regular
so.
season game on whoever he was playing on November 2015, the Packers must have lost, and he was like, by the way, I hate this guy.
God damn.
And naturally, he goes on to be like the most clutch quarterback we've seen in regular season history, throwing Hail Mary after Hail Mary, being ridiculously accurate in late game, ridiculously reliable. Honestly, Skip Bayless might have cursed him in the best way.
So this is hilarious.
This is not even.
So this is so Aaron Rodgers played the day before and they lost to the Bears on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is the day after. This is Black Friday.
Ah.
He was thinking about it all night. Went shopping, went to the mall at midnight, did everything, and still like, I can't believe they lost that
Spent
game.
20 hours seething about the fact that Aaron Rodgers lost to Jake. Was that Jay Cutler?
Yeah, that was Jay Cutler.
Box score right here. Jay Cutler, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, 61.5 QBR.
And you lost to that.
Aaron Rodgers, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 18.2 QBR. I mean, damn, he did something.
Maybe he had some
Maybe
for that
he
day.
was cooking.
Maybe he's cooking.
18?
Yeah.
Damn.
Shout out 1 game QBR sample size. Skip Bayless, you're right. Aaron Rodgers on clutch. A+.
Oh my goodness.
The Giants' problems are starting to look, well, pretty Giants. Right now, can't see New York seeing the playoffs. 6 months later, they won the Super Bowl.
This is not a terrible take. I will defend Mr. Bayless here.
Okay.
Both times the Giants made the Super Bowl, they made it from the wild card spot, and they were the last team in the playoffs. So he's calling his shot before the season, saying like, "Hey, I don't think that they're going to be that good." They snuck in, and then the rest happened. But
This is probably his most tame take and also reasonable take. Now, mind you, he did tweet this at 3:20 a.m.
Get a
what
life.
the fuck is going on, brother?
Common thing we see in these Skip Bayless tweets. He is up late seething.
Yeah, for what? He just tweets at the most random times ever.
And, all he said is New York won't make the playoffs. He was just slightly wrong. He didn't say if they did make the playoffs, would they or would they not have one of the best Cinderella runs in NFL history.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of the take.
Yeah.
and he was so close. I'm looking at the standings right now.
I'm sure they're 1 game away.
The Giants won the division at 9-7. The Eagles and the Cowboys were both 8-8.
So close.
One more game, he could have been right.
Okay, so listen, Skip, sometimes you miss, but you miss by an inch.
Zay.
You better believe I'm taking Tim Tebow over Aaron Rodgers in the last 2 minutes. I've seen Tim Tebow do it again and again and again. A-Rod hasn't had many chances. 2011. This is when Aaron Rodgers first starting being the quarterback. And immediately he was like, not Tebow.
He is consistent.
Not just started being the quarterback. They just won the Super Bowl the year before.
Yeah.
They just did that.
This is very respectable.
November 25th.
For the sake of the
2011. Was that
consistency,
Tebow's like
bro.
rookie? When did Tebow get drafted? I can't remember the exact year. Okay, he got drafted 2010.
Okay.
So yeah, he was like rookie Tebow, better than the Super Bowl champ. Yeah, because they won the Super Bowl in February 2011, right?
Yeah, either that or 2010.
So this was like year 3 of Aaron Rodgers starting?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mind you, why does he stay tweeting on Thanksgiving? Go be with your family.
Again, you're right. This is Thanksgiving.
He keeps tweeting
No,
hate
you
on
don't get it.
Thanksgiving.
You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't understand. The traffic when everybody is at home. This man understands SEO. He understands network traffic. He understands the content calendar of media. He knows everybody's at home looking at Twitter. It is the time to strike. This is a media Mongol.
Bro, go
This
be with
media
your
mogul.
family. Holy shit.
This is the day. What is this? 2011. This is the day after Thanksgiving. This is once again on Black Friday, where Aaron Rodgers just won on Thanksgiving.
This has 3 times the retweets as it does likes. That means people were quoting him, ratioing the shit out of him. Oh, I'll give this one an F.
That week, Denver won in overtime.
Nice.
Okay.
Tim Tebow came through again.
He's
Love
consistent. I give this a C.
There we go. And next up, all in my ass.
Hey yo,
All right. I don't know how to rate this.
Well,
Expressive.
Shout out commas.
I guess so.
this came after Jerry Jones said they were all in, and then I forgot what move. This was during free agency. They didn't make some move, and he said, all in my ass.
They didn't go get Derrick Henry.
Was that what he was mad
Yeah.
about? I can't remember which free agency non-move he was mad about.
I think because like they didn't sign Derrick Henry, and then they weren't making a lot of like trades or
they were
signings.
just-
Did they
Sit on their hands.
like genuinely just decide to pass up on Derrick Henry or just
Like he could
or
like
give
if they
up on him?
wanted him, they could have got
he
him.
was available.
Yeah.
And anytime an NFL star is available, you can get him if you want to give up enough picks. Like,
And it was like this is 24. So it was Tony Pollard and washed up Zeke Elliott.
Tony Pollard left. during this time.
As their running backs. And they could have had Derrick Henry.
Yo, you're right. That comment did save his damn life. You know that Spider-Man meme where the cop was just holding the train back? That's his.
I'll venture to say it didn't save his life. It's still on his ass. It still reads that way.
I guess so.
That comment did nothing. Oh, I'll give this an A+. Next up, I'll say it again. Give me RG3 over Luck any day, any night, any year, any career.
Oh, this is prime Skip Bayless.
Low key, bars, because the alliteration. He was kind of in his literary bag.
Any night,
Is
year,
it alliteration or is it another tactic? Because you're just saying the same word. So it's not like the same sound.
Well, I guess
still a
it
bar.
technically is the same sound, but it's not, if it's the same word, it's not like.
It's still a bar. It still goes.
I mean, he's wrong. And RG3 tore his ACL like 3 months after this.
Yeah. So here's the thing. He said this pre-ACL tear. Do you think this would have been reasonable if RG3 never tore his ACL?
It's reasonable because RG3 was balling and he was like destroying people in his rookie year. But I still think that Andrew Luck was and would have been better. But I guess if you wanted RG3 and it was like, wow, like this guy can run the ball, we could do all this read option stuff. It's crazy. Like, I guess there's like a little talk of like, should RG3 go 1? And then everyone was like, come on. Like,
he won rookie of the year. So if you're going to say it's his rookie year before he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So I suppose as far as misses go, this is a defensible one. But yeah, it was still pretty clear that Luck was going to be the better player long term. Just wasn't in the best situation as a rookie. So bad take, but it's defensible for Skip Bayless.
Still a C. I love the delivering.
Manti Te'o, the next Ray Lewis.
This is awful.
This was insane.
This is despicable.
The next Ray Lewis. It's just hilarious. Manti Te'o wasn't even a first round pick. You're just like the next Ray Lewis. Fuck him. Anytime any single college football player with clout, Skip Bayless will give you sloppy toppy. No matter what. If you are famous in college, he will glaze you forever.
Wow.
He has a type.
He does.
He's a gold digger. If you're famous, he likes you.
Wow.
There's so many other linebackers that you can say outside of the GOAT.
Like, you don't even want to be like, I don't know, Navarro Bowman, an all-pro at the time, but not Ray Lewis.
Brian Urlacher. Like,
but you know what? Also, that makes it better performance art. We got to keep in mind this is Skip Bayless.
Nah, this is a wild miss, man.
December of 2012.
This is a wild miss, man.
When was that? When was that, Natty? Because I need to know, was this pre or post Notre Dame getting embarrassed by Alabama?
Had to have been pre. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said this.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Maybe it's December, so if the Natty was right after.
So this is a month before Alabama beats Notre Dame 42-14 in the championship game.
Yeah, I'm giving this F. He knows his vices. He knows what he likes to run towards, and he just continuously hung that hat. So
and that makes sense too, because it used to be like a month between the last college football game and the national championship.
Mm.
You trying to talk yourself into thinking that can happen.
He's sitting at home watching nothing because he doesn't watch sports, but he's sitting at home looking at stats. Has a month to sit with his thoughts. He's, you know what? Maybe Manti Te'o is the GOAT.
Jesus Christ!
It's like when you were a few years ago, you were sitting at home, nothing to do. You were like, maybe Cam Reddish is Paul George.
I was never like that a few years ago. What the hell?
J.J. Watt deserved his money, but would I take him over Robert Quinn? Close call. Probably not. Over Earl Thomas? Close call. Probably not.
Dude, he's such a douchebag.
The Earl Thomas one is like, yeah, Earl Thomas is great, but come on.
Robert Quinn. Would I take him over the 5th best edge rusher in the league at the time? I think I'd probably take J.J. Watt. This one wasn't even like some of the other ones, his performance art where he picks his famous player and like says he's better than Star X.
Like, who's having these conversations?
And like, what's to be gained here? There's no one's gonna be that mad about it. You're just like, if he would have said J.J. Watt, would I pay him over Manti Te'o? Maybe like, okay, that's your bag, Skip Bayless.
But if you're saying it like that, then I kind of do have to respect it, because then I know this is authentic.
You really believe this?
Yeah, he really thinks, Robert Quinn is better than J.J. Watt. And then he really is like, I'm going to take Earl Thomas over J.J. Watt.
Robert Quinn was great. All pro, fantastic player, Rams legend.
The brain was fully functioning at
up.
this time, bro.
You bet I take Tebow late game over Aaron Rodgers.
Again?
Tebow, 4 game-winning drives and 9 starts. A-Rod, unproven late, not enough opportunities yet.
Again,
Said this again with different verbiage.
Look at the date. November 28th, I think that's what it says. We know his game. We know his intentions.
Man,
He was outside. He was inside for 3 straight Thanksgivings. Hating.
On A-Rod. Specifically using Tebow every single
this man
time.
hates his family.
Yeah.
He made 3 hate
I'm
tweets
sure
a day
they
for
hate
3
him too.
winters. I love his commitment to the bit.
At this point, I have to give it
4
an A.
game-winning drives and 9 starts. Once again, I'm bringing in the stats. I'm telling you, this guy, he's done it. Right?
I'm a data-driven analyst.
Yeah, there is proof here, and then Aaron Rodgers just unproven.
He got it.
Again, I think Cam can be a good NFL QB, but I think Tebow can be a little better.
Sir.
He keeps picking different quarterbacks to say Tebow's better than. I have so many more of these.
No, he did say giving Cam's opportunity and support can be a
Low-key,
little better.
This is crazy.
Loki, this is the best. Maybe he really loves Cam Newton because in 2011, to give him the stamp of Tebow better means you're one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
He's only picking the best there is to compare to Tim Tebow. So really what he's saying is Cam Newton's a future MVP. So really he was ahead of his time and called the shot 4 years prior because otherwise he wouldn't have even brought up Cam Newton.
You know what?
So maybe he's a Cam Glazer if we think about it. And maybe he's a genius.
If I took a line of coke, I would believe what you just said. Skip Bayless, he may have been on some lines of coke.
But this is August. The NFL season hasn't started. This is preseason.
Yeah. He's seen some
Exactly. He had
preseason clips.
premonitions of a Cam Newton MVP. He just knew
Makes
before
sense.
a game was played. He's a genius. And that's the last one.
He is one of the smartest people that we've seen over the last 30 years is what I'm realizing. Genuinely. Masterful manipulation. Masterful hating.
He's one of the smartest people.
Skip Bayless. You don't have a fan in me, but you have a appreciator. Genuinely. Inspired by the masses.
Could we? Yeah, you can teach classes at colleges about how to construct arguments.
Yeah.
With just off of these tweets alone.
How to play social media games and how to
That's what I'm saying. So this is more of a marketing class than a journalism class.
Yeah. If I was teaching, if I were to in 10 years retire from making videos and go back to
What
UT
class
and
is
be
he
an
teaching?
adjunct professor, and I was teaching a social media class, I would literally use Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless as part of my lesson plan.
Yeah.
Man, they are teaching an education connection, man. They're not allowed to know real campus, bro. Education connection.
I get fired next.
Yeah, it's just sports marketing.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, man.
You finna teach Willie's class?
What a deep cut. That man still exists out there somewhere. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do. Let's talk about Julio Jones and how good he'd be in today's NFL.
Yo, we had this old dude, man. We had this old dude.
Yo, he
What
can
about
find
us?
us. Shut up.
Y'all missing? What's wrong with that?
Okay. Let's talk about Julio Jones. We had a class about it's called sports and social media, and it was taught by a 65-year-old man who knew nothing about social media. And I was there. He was like, so the new MO for teams is interactions. You got to get on social media. You got to have a brand.
He was not wrong.
That's the class for today.
Oh, okay. That's it. Oh, I thought you'd give me more. Okay.
I thought I was getting more too.
Oh, okay.
I could have taught that class better.
Well, hey, we're here now.
Talk to me
Shout
about
out
Julio
to your
Jones.
contributions, man. Okay, so today we are gonna play another 5-level game, but this time Julio Jones edition. man.
Okay.
I'm pulling back Julio Jones to compare him to modern day wide receivers.
Okay. So 5 levels. We got to say who would be better in today's league, Julio Jones or this player.
Exactly. So level 1, Julio Jones versus Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I'm taking Julio Jones. Shout out to Malik Neighbors, right? Very twitchy. He was getting force fed. If
Stop speaking. It's Julio Jones.
Okay. Damn, just like that. Okay.
Who's level 2?
Level 2, Julio Jones or Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Don't say a word. It's Julio Jones.
What about the pass ball?
Don't respect me more than to ask follow-up questions. It is Julio Jones.
Level 3 is even harder. Nico Collins.
You don't say anything. It's Julio Jones.
What the fuck?
And listen, Nico is the closest thing to Julio we've seen in a few years in terms of this 6'4" deep threat that can run past you like a gazelle, can catch up the sideline, up the middle, make a big play happen out of thin air. Shit looks different when the Julio Jones comes up.
Level 4, CeeDee Lamb.
I suppose we owe CD enough respect to have the conversation of what it looked like today. And I respect CD's route running ability, the fact that he can move to the slot, both sides outside, meaning condensed set on the outsides of Truex, can do all the different things you want from a receiver. I'm still taking Julio Jones and the vertical threat at that size and speed combination.
Okay.
But I do respect CD Lamb. Like, he is like, if you're talking about like a top 4 receiver, like, you got to give him some time, but it's Julio Jones. Come on. He's over there not talking. He doesn't want to say any more words.
Is it that easy? And every lifetime
for
you
me
will take...
personally, yes.
Wow. First of all, don't expect him to respect the Cowboy. You have to give him words.
I keep on forgetting that. Fuck, man. We're like episode 9 in, and I keep on thinking about
giving
this.
the words necessary because I know he won't do it. So we got to have some yin and yang.
Level 5, Justin Jefferson.
See, this is very hard now.
Now we can have a conversation.
This is very hard. 6'4", 220, and being able to move as fast as you can, like hands wise, Julio's up there.
Yeah, but Justin Jefferson might have like the best hands we've seen in the modern NFL. Justin Jefferson is a more complete route runner, I guess, even though Julio is also a great route runner. But like, I guess Jefferson's a better route runner in the short and intermediate levels. And like, Julio's like the deep threat.
Yeah.
Like I said, the speed size combination is impossible to defend.
The head topping's ridiculous.
But Justin Jefferson has like the most insane tracking ability, being able to catch these back shoulder balls and like be a deep threat in a different way. I don't even know how much of an advantage that is.
Yeah.
It's and this is the conversation that I get stuck in a lot, and it honestly is kind of hard because like when you are as talented as Justin Jefferson and you can do everything at a super high level, right? How much are we weighing that towards Julio Jones? And not to say that he was like a one-trick pony, but like like where Julio's strength is, and that is unstoppable, right?
It's kind of like the combo when people talk about like Randy Moss versus Jerry Rice as the GOAT. Obviously, different levels there, but it's like the guy that has the like all the physical traits go to him versus the guy that's just way more skilled at the wide receiver things and getting open, making the catches, doing all the small minutia that makes an elite wide receiver. That's kind of like what the conversation is. Julio Jones is bigger, faster, stronger. Justin Jefferson is more skilled.
Yeah,
I feel like history says a more skilled guy is a guy to pick. But Julio Jones is pretty big, fast, and strong, so it's kind of hard.
So if you're drafting a team, who'd you rather rock with for the... It's hard to... I don't know if that's a good conversation, actually.
What I will do, and it is going to be unfair and very simplistic, however, Justin Jefferson scores more touchdowns, so I will go with Justin Jefferson.
Like, God forbid we get back to that.
That's
literally the only thing right now where I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Because it's so impossible. It's so hard. And at this point, it comes down to preference and what style of quarterback you have.
Yeah, very true.
But like Justin Jefferson is also quarterback proof, you know?
That's the thing. I'll go with the more skill guy in Justin Jefferson just because I think he's quarterback proof, like you said. I have no doubts in my mind of him translating across any era and any style of play with any system, any quarterback. He will make his things happen. He's one of the best we've seen at handling double teams and still producing. He gets double teamed at a rate like nobody's ever seen. I'll go Justin Jefferson, but they'd both be the best in the league today.
What style quarterback would Julio Jones like definitely not mesh well with at all?
Again, he'd also mesh anywhere. But I guess if you have a quarterback that can't deliver the deep balls, like you can't get in the ball, like I don't know. He'd also be the best in the league. So I don't know.
He's gonna take up the middle, run up the gut. So it's like I don't know.
I'll take Julio.
Oh,
okay. I'll take Julio to have some sort of respect and representation.
Okay.
And understand that this is a tie and we have no idea who is actually better.
Yeah.
But they are as close as you can be in terms of like comparing across eras.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
What a hard comparison.
Waffle House wins again.
Next thing we're going to do. Last week we picked the best defensive player in the NFL at every NFC position. Today we're going to do it again. The best defensive player at every position in the AFC. True. So interior D-line, edge, cornerback, safety, linebacker. Who is the best in the AFC? And spoiler alert, a lot of the best defensive players in the NFL are in the AFC.
Damn.
So first off, let's go with the easiest one. Edge, Myles Garrett.
This guy, he's had it on lock, like for basically like since he's been in the league. Like this is one of the greatest and one of the best defenders of all time.
Yeah, this is a Hall of Fame talent. This is one of the best we've seen in the modern NFL at the edge position. Everybody agrees besides people that live in Pittsburgh, and salute you guys. I love you guys writing for your guy. I respect it. We're going Myles Garrett.
Okay.
Interior D-line. It's still Chris Jones, just because I don't know who the other best interior D-linemen are in the NFC. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if he has like a real competition in the AFC.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't. And also Chris Jones is like, once you get into the rare air that Chris Jones is, whereas like this defensive player is clutch.
Yeah.
Normally you think about that like with like quarterbacks or receivers or stuff like that. When the interior defensive lineman, you're like, he's gonna make the play. He can do everything. He still has the crown until somebody goes and knocks him off.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody's for sure done that yet. And if they do, it'll be Jalen Carter or Dexter Lawrence in the NFC.
Okay.
Cornerback.
It's a
Pat
DPOY.
Reigning DPOY is there.
Easiest answer.
And if you don't want to give it to Pat Surtain, I'm giving it to Derek Stingley. If you don't want to give it to Derek Stingley, give it to Christian Gonzalez. If you don't want to give it to him, I'm giving it to Sauce Gardner. I say this to say I think the top 4 corners in the league are all in the AFC.
Yeah.
But Pat Surtain's the guy.
AFC is so loaded.
It's
at quarterback.
ridiculously talented.
Wow.
Okay. Safety. The $100 million man.
It's Kyle Hamilton.
We're going Kyle Hamilton.
You deserve it.
Again, all the clear-cut best players in the league at their position are in the AFC. Now leaves one position left. Linebacker. The only one where the best guys in the NFC.
Oh, Drew.
Fred Warner's over there.
And number 2.
Number 2?
Zach Bond.
Oh, sure.
Potentially.
Sure, from last year.
Yeah.
I guess. The best off-ball linebacker in the AFC. Like, I guess conventional wisdom would say give it to Roquan Smith. He'd be like probably the consensus. If you know if he's healthy, he still has that like first team All-Pro level talent. Who else would be in the conversation?
See, it's really weird. I mean, the linebackers
In the AFC specifically.
Yeah, is it Roquan?
I think it just has to be Roquan.
Is it? Who else?
Yeah, I mean, like in terms of, you know,
I'm looking. I can't think of another that I think is better than Roquan.
All right, he might have it.
Yeah, because every other names I'm thinking of, like they're all in the NFC.
You know what? He got it. Shout out to Roquan Smith and shout out to the Baltimore Ravens for having, you know, 2 of the best players at their position.
Damn, is there no competition in the AFC? Because like there's All Pro, like Quincy Williams was a all first team All Pro a couple years ago as an off ball linebacker, but I'm easily taking Roquan.
Quinnen Williams, yeah.
Quinnen's a defensive lineman. Quincy's his brother is off ball linebacker. And like shout out Levante David, he's getting old. Shout out Diane Henley, I think he's going to be in the conversation soon for the Chargers, but I'm not going to say he's better than Roquan yet. But listen, I do think that if I'm throwing a hot take out there, I do think Diane Henley will be on this level by the end of the season.
But he's not that right now.
Yeah. He's not there right now. I don't think there's really another competition. Like, I'm sure we're blanking over somebody. Shout out Matt Milano, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying not to blank because last week we had that, or
League Neighbors.
Yeah, we had the Neighbors blank last week, but like nobody right now is coming to my mind.
Yeah. Like, shout out to Mario Davis. It's pretty much Roquan. And I'm looking to make sure I don't forget anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Linebacker, we're easily going Roquan Smith.
Cool.
There we go. Damn. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys a series of NFL players. And I want you to tell me if you think they have lived up to the expectations put on them in their career so far.
Let's go.
Okay.
So we're getting straight narrative bag. Is this player what you thought they would be, or even if it was like pre-draft or once they became a star, have they lived up to what that star expectations come with?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, it's your bag.
I'm excited.
First up, Lamar Jackson.
Obviously.
Jackson. Okay.
So pre-draft, clearly.
Yeah,
People, you go number 32 and you're an MVP, you live to it.
Yeah, I think like when people were looking at you and saying you can't play the position that you play.
He's a running back.
Exactly. And now you've won
ridiculous.
multiple MVPs.
Now you're just a top 10 talent, your position's every
Has a player ever surpassed their expectations to this degree?
Well,
I don't know.
There's people that were like undrafted and became Hall of Famers, so stuff like that.
Well, yeah, drafted players only.
Yeah, there is, but for the expectations that come with being a quarterback and the limelight,
Questioning
he's
your
up there.
position is fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, that was also just racism.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think no one's ever like reached these feats in terms of
And but okay, so I guess the question is, since becoming an MVP and when the expectations realigned, do you think he's lived up to it in the playoffs?
Okay.
That's a conversation people really want to have.
Yeah, it's another layer. No.
Yeah, if we're talking about playoffs, no, he hasn't lived up to expectations. Even if you aren't looking at Lamar Jackson saying like, hey, go be the best quarterback we've ever seen or like the most talented quarterback, the level that he's played at consistently is at least 2 tiers lower than what's happening in the regular season. So from his own standard, he's not reaching that.
Yeah. But like, I mean, he just had one of the best statistical regular seasons we've ever seen to not win an MVP. Like, the playoff stuff is such a hard conversation because like it's small sample size and it's hard to gauge any athlete, any sport out small sample size. But the NFL is like the only small sample size sport. So naturally you're not gonna get the grace that is probably needed if you're trying to be objective, but that's life as an MVP quarterback. You have unfair expectations. It comes with the territory.
Yeah, man. Listen. And honestly, at this point, I don't even think, obviously, like you do have to win,
Mhm.
but like it's not even about winning at this point. It's about like
not dropping.
Yeah, you are not playing. You're just not playing well. Like Josh Allen's been rising up the ranks, and he keeps losing in the playoffs. But it's because every time they get there, he's throwing for 350. He's having these crazy moments. If you end up losing to Pat Mahomes, fine. Everybody's done that, right? Up until this point, you just can't go out sad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's been a couple years of going out sad for Lamar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up, Kyler Murray, number 1 overall pick. Do you feel like he's been good enough as like an average number 1 overall pick?
No, not at all. No, man.
Yeah.
I remember a couple years ago. When was he drafted? In 2020 or 2019 or what?
2019, 2018?
Something around that era.
Either 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I think it's 19.
Like as a casual, in order to tap into my mind,
19.
which at that time, like I wasn't watching football. In order to tap into my mind, people were talking to you about like you're finna change the game. You're finna like become not a new archetype of quarterback, but you're gonna be like perfecting what there's a lot of shades of you that we saw from the past, and I just don't see any of that. And whenever I hear about people talk about him now, it's always on the downside of things.
Kyler Murray is king. This is going to be the year for like the past 3 years. Like he had that year a few years ago where before his injury, he was playing at like a near MVP level for a stretch of games. We just haven't seen it be nearly consistent enough. And every year we talk about, is this going to be the year he's consistent? Is this going to be the year he's consistent? We got him a new OC. Is this going to be the year he's consistent? We got him a wide receiver 1, top 5 pick in the draft. Is this going to be the year he's consistent? And there's a constant through line of there just not being the necessary level of consistency, throwing over the middle of the field, being able to execute the difficult reads that quarterbacks have to be able to make in the NFL.
Yeah, I think on one hand, it's weird because number 1 overall pick comes with a certain level of expectations. And then the Cardinals had just taken a quarterback in 18.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, but this is actually the guy. So then you have that level of pressure put on you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's another side of people that was like, this guy is not 6'2". He cannot make it. So there was another side of people that were detracting. So it feels like he's kind of right around the middle of where people were talking about him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's always been right around the middle. There's always been good and there's been bad. He's not a bust, you know. He's not like a complete miss of a pick. It's just there's so much skill in this body with this mobility, this arm strength, the playmaking abilities outside the pocket that like for years, people were waiting for him to make that leap into being a top 10 quarterback. And it just never happened. And I think people are kind of over it now. So expectations are realigning. But he just had all the physical tools that like, even Trevor Lawrence, he got to the NFL and people were like, okay, maybe he's a little more closer to a regular guy than we thought. Kyler Murray always had the physical flashes that it's like, any year now can be the year.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't happened. So I'd say hasn't lived up to it.
I agree.
But maybe for superficial reasons. Kyle Pitts.
I mean, ultimate bust. Ultimate bust. Not only like if he
Turbo
was
bust.
If he was a wide receiver, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's a bust. They took a tight end with the 4th pick in the draft because they thought he was going to be generational.
Yeah.
And he is the definition of like, this is his year. This is going to be the breakout year. What if he's just not good?
Yeah. What if?
What if that's the case?
You know how hard it is to be a tight end and return value at the number 4 overall pick? You got to be Tony Gonzalez. Like, you got to be amazing for that.
That's what they thought
sense.
they were getting.
Yeah. They thought that he was the type of athlete that would revolutionize the position of having a wide receiver type of athleticism at the position and stretching the field vertically. Just never happened.
Damn. Yeah, they thought they were getting Jimmy Graham 2.0.
Damn. And for a few years, he was king. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
At this point, so many years of being not your fault.
It's your fault.
Maybe it's your fault. Justin Herbert. So obviously, from pre-draft, he's lived up to his expectations. Now that we know he's a top 5 QB in the league, that's where the conversation comes in: is has he disappointed for a top 5 quarterback in the league?
I mean, yeah, but like it's not some like tragedy of disappointment.
Yeah.
It's just like the fact that like the 5th spot in a lot of people's, you know, top 5 or whatever is the rotating spot, and it's top 5. Like the 5 is always going to be rotating, but the fact that Herbert hasn't like 100% locked it down for a lot of people will look at that and be like, oh, like you aren't this undeniable top 5, top 4, tier 1 quarterback.
And you know what's funny? Like he is though. If you're looking at his abilities, he's disappointing people because when people see somebody who is as talented to be the 5th best quarterback in the league, can rival for 4 one day maybe, and they see that and they see you're that good right away, they think we need to see linear progression. If you're this talented, surely the accolades will come along with it. Surely you'll be first team all pro. Surely you'll win deep playoff runs. You'll win Super Bowls because that's what happens when players are this good. And what's happened? His team hasn't been good enough for that to happen, so he hasn't gone that far. He's carried his team as far as they can possibly go with his talents, but he hasn't had the rosters to actually compete for titles. And people naturally are just like, this congruency hasn't happened.
Well,
there hasn't been a single year where he had the roster to be a legit contender.
Well, we're not talking about titles at this point. Like
yeah,
that,
I know.
You know, like that's where we're at.
And like, sure, he could have won like a playoff game some of these years, but there really hasn't been a year in which his team disappointed expectations wise in terms of like where they could have gone and he didn't let them go far enough. Because like last year, they were way ahead of schedule to even make the playoffs last year. They drafted Joe Alt 5 overall last year. They were a garbage roster first year with Jim Harbaugh, and like they were better than expected. They weren't expected to be a wild card team. So it's always been
there were people that were buying it into the hype and saying like, yeah,
sure, because you have
Chargers
Herbert, sure, but like it wasn't like they're a lock and like you need to take them this far, otherwise at this point, you know, like they had a top 5 defense. Nobody saw that coming. So every year he takes them a little bit further than they should be going, and then they get to the playoffs and they perform like the roster should be performing, you know? So it's that constant push and pull of he's good enough to elevate himself in these conversations that the rest of the team isn't good enough to be in, but not good enough to like be Mahomes and make his team win those games.
Yeah. How these conversations just typically end to don't help his case at all when it comes to all those glaring moments. So
yeah. Yeah, and you go for 2 in the playoff games, like to that glaring hole, like it doesn't help that cognitive dissonance at all.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It is what it is. It's the perils of being so good, but not quite good enough to be like that type of floor carrying like Mahomes.
I know. I mean, we mentioned like Lamar going out sad. Herbert, the 2 times that he's been in the playoffs to go out sad like that hurts. It sucks to see.
Yeah, and like the first one, like that one isn't him going out sad. It's not like he didn't throw 4 picks, you know. But like he went out sad because he was the leading team of a team that went out sad. But like they were protecting the lead in the second half of that game against the Jaguars and had 0 rushing yards in the second half. Like that's just like you have 0 rushing yards when your OC is calling run plays that run the clock and they go nowhere and you go 3 and out over and over again. That wasn't him going out sad per se, but the second one, you throw 4 picks, you're going out sad. That's the most in everybody's mind. It's hard to get over that.
You know how like, but we talk about like the Chargers and like, oh, they're the Chargers. They're going to do all that. There's another team like that is Jacksonville. Like to blow a lead like that to Jacksonville is one thing, and then your next opportunity, you throw more picks than you did all season long in one game. Damn, my boy.
And now you have the rep of the guy at those picks, even though, like you said, more than you did all season long. You know how crazy that is? So
I know, just folded.
Just folded. This is what the one bad game ruins everything. Like otherwise, like if it wasn't for that game, last year was like a generational ball protection season, and in the biggest game you don't protect the ball at all. Like it's just hilarious.
Yeah, the biggest indictment would be like, what's your quote that you like to say? It's not his fault, guy. You know?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for those moments, so.
Which one?
And he's the origin.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny you say that. He's the origin of the Theo Ash, not his fault meme. So it makes sense. Jordan Love.
This is weird.
I would say yes, because
he's on schedule, it feels like, right?
Yeah, I think he's living up to it. He's a player who
he got it.
Was selected late in the draft in the first round and sat for years and kind of like wasn't in the public consciousness for a long time, then became a starter and is like above average.
I think like because like the franchise is clearly bought into him. I know. I mean, his bank account is certainly performing over expectation. He got that back. He got the bag.
Yeah,
and so from that standpoint, knowing that Green Bay is like, yes, you are our guy. You are moving forward. I do agree with you. I think that he is on schedule for a guy that they knew was somewhat of a project, and we have to sit him, and he has to wait to play. He's doing okay. He's doing fine. You know, top 10, borderline top 8 conversations.
Top 15, really.
Whatever. Like top 10 conversations.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle.
No.
This is unfortunate because he started off 100% living up to expectations. Yeah. And since then, it just hasn't. 3 years in a row of disappointment and waiting for him to bounce back.
And it doesn't help when your quarterback is not there consistently. And like, it's not all because Tua is not there, but that whole situation in Miami has just gone completely, sideways.
But this is tough though, because it's like super not his fault.
And
it's just not his fault. Like, that's the hard part. Like, it's straight up not his fault that he's in this offense that took the league by storm with his vertical passing game. And then teams ran cover 2 and they didn't have the requisite run blocking to make them pay with the run to be able to balance that offense and prevent them from running cover 2 all the time. And he is a vertical threat receiver with a quarterback that already isn't a tremendous vertical passer. Now you deal with the schematic limitations of seeing nonstop cover 2. Like, it truly is not his fault outside of getting hurt a lot, which is his fault, I guess, if you're assigning blame. But it is what it is. Like, there has been production, even though it doesn't matter whose fault it is. The production hasn't been there.
You're telling me he didn't change his entire play style to help the team?
Bum.
I don't like that at all.
Like,
That's
you swap him with
selfish.
Devonta Smith in this opportunity, we'd be having a different conversation. It'd be like, oh, Devonta Smith, bum. He's not living up to the blah, 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 because there's no opportunity. That doesn't mean either of them are bums. Just unfortunate, I guess, of the outcome. It just sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Everybody in Miami in like 2 years, they're going to be like, yeah, they're not living up to what they should be.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to have a disaster season. Trade deadline's going to come around. They're going to trade him to Washington or something. And next year, Jalen Waddle's going to have 1,200 yards. And we're going to be like, whoa, he's so good now. What a comeback player of the year.
That's crazy.
It's going to be something stupid like that.
Damn. He better not go to Washington. I'd be upset. I'd be so mad.
I hope he gets traded.
If I have to see Keely Ringo guard Jalen Waddle twice a year, sheesh. Come on, man.
Dude, the deep dive of him and McLaurin, holy shit. Geno Smith. So once upon a time was a gigantic failure.
Yeah.
Now he's the 12th best quarterback in the league. It worked out in the end.
This is the longest yes ever, bruh.
It's a long way around to say, like you said, he's right where we thought he should be.
As a second round pick.
Yeah.
Ultimate get back to get to expectations.
But ultimately, is it a no because it took this long and
Probably.
now you have like only so many more years left in this prime?
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
Well, no. Ultimately, it's a yes regardless because most second round picks at the quarterback position don't become like high end starters. And think what you want. He's at least a top 15 quarterback in the league. And if you're low on him, a lot of film nerds will argue he's 10th or 11th or something of that sort. Like, not every second round pick does that. Or should they be expected to do that?
And I think give it like, because he's gotten hurt before also. It's not like he was just on the bench all the time, completely healthy. He's been hurt. He's been punched in the face. Like a lot of
him.
One of his teammates.
Oh, hell
and
nah.
like broke his jaw and he like lost his job because of that. Like
I gotta see this.
Is
it on camera?
I doubt it.
Is it on camera?
No.
Damn it.
No, but like his story and his journey is one of the more unique ones over the last decade.
Yeah.
So I will say from where we were after year one, yeah, he's met him.
Okay. Garrett Wilson.
After he got punched in the face, he posted this like menacing picture to be like, he got none, man. He ain't that.
Garrett Wilson, first round pick, Ohio State wide receiver, always works out. They're always stars. Had to play with Zach Wilson, old man Aaron Rodgers, incoming Justin Fields.
Yeah, there was a moment where he was on the Jalen Waddle program, and it was like it's not his fault
At all.
And now like it still isn't his fault as like the main reason why things aren't going the way that they are. But I think you also see like he may just not be like true wide receiver one.
Well, I think he's a wide receiver one, but he may not be like elite top tier, top 10 conversation.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, like a fantasy perspective, like top 12 in that way. Yeah.
Or,
he may be
like tier
I know
one,
what
like
you
Sam, Sam Brown.
So maybe he isn't ever going to be a top 10 guy. Maybe that's not going to be a leap. But I think if he had competent quarterback play over the years, he would clearly be. And everybody around the leagues, every every NFL fan would consistently consider him a top 15 receiver.
Yeah, he's definitely like he has all the talent. And shout out to him because this is the one. He needs to be more of a diva. He needs to be more of a wide receiver. I'm screaming and kicking and throwing my helmet everywhere. You get me somebody who can throw me the ball.
Now. Okay. DK Metcalf.
No.
Especially just because he is so big,
He's
so
a
fast, and so strong.
Fucking specimen, man.
You look at him, you're like, if you didn't know anything about the NFL and you looked at him,
You
you'd be
said
like,
GOAT.
Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Same guy. And he's just like a good, not great receiver. And he's never made that leap to being tier one. In fact, I think he's regressed in some ways over the years.
Such a shame.
This
He's
makes
just-
no damn sense.
Yeah, the physical skills aren't matched by the technique and all in every way you need. Just a good player that's never going to be great.
Which is also funny because he wasn't like a first round pick either. And so it's like, you know what? You are like about like
Yeah,
like from where we drafted you, Yeah, like you're doing pretty good. But again, like you said, you look at him and you're like, oh, you should be the greatest receiver of all time.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work that way.
You're right. He is probably as good as he was supposed to be as a prospect. People just have so much biases towards the big muscles he possesses that they're like, surely he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
And I guess through the early years of his career, too, I guess the first 2 years, the second year where he had like 1,300 receiving yards, expectations shift.
Yeah, people thought he was going to just continue to get linearly better every year. Never happened. Brock Purdy. Never has anybody exceeded expectations more in the history of the NFL quarterback position.
Yeah, this is the, like, I surpassed expectations.
Outside of Tom Brady going from 6th round pick to GOAT, going from a last pick in the draft to $50 million a year, solid starter, pretty hard to do better than that per expectations.
You got it, man. He is the face of this.
Look, as a last pick in the draft, you literally could not have lower expectations for an NFL player selected in the draft.
You got it, man.
You're coming from the literal basement outside of undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's better than me. I would ask for 60. Like, for real, he saved Kyle Shanahan's job. The fact that they traded up everything that they did to go get Trey Lance, and that didn't work, and now Mr. Irrelevant is going to come in and be your quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's insane.
Baker Mayfield.
This is
Another
damn
one
near similar to me as Geno Smith,
Yeah.
but it's like more condensed.
number 1 overall pick, failed pretty badly, and then immediately rose from the ashes and showed he is that guy that he was supposed to be. This gritty, tough, strong arm, make a play, number 1 pick. Like, took a couple of detours to get there, but I think in the end lived up to pretty much what he was expected to be as a prospect.
He's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
And that is where we were at. And he's another guy where people looked at him and said, because of his size, like, I don't know about this. I'm not sure if he's going to be like the guy, but he was so accurate. He was such a winner, right? Dog, all that type of stuff. And the fact that none of that has changed, even the fact that he did play so bad in Carolina and he went through all these other stops, the fact that he still has his dog mentality and that still shows, like, yeah, he surpassed.
Okay.
Or at least met.
Yeah. Okay. That's the end of that. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to play NFL Guess Who.
Ooh.
Mo, text me and Donovan, both of us, text us an NFL player's name, and we're going to play Guess Who, where we both know our player, and we get to see who can guess each other's player first.
Okay, so I have to text you guys 2 different players.
Yeah, text me a name, then text Donovan a name.
Okay, sweet. Say
Whoever
less.
you want. We got to
Say
play Guess
less.
Who.
I'm going to make it easy for you guys, and I'm going to do current.
You don't have to. You don't got to make it easy.
Yeah, I'm going to make it current because I don't know how...
He's I don't know all the time.
Okay. Oh, that's
and I don't want to stomp you guys too as well.
Interesting name. Okay.
All right, cool.
So we're going to play Guess Who. Me and Donovan will take turns asking questions about each other's player until we can see who the other person has first.
You ready to text me?
Yeah, I got you.
He's texting you right now.
Oh,
Type
but I
as we speak.
misspelled the name. There we go.
Gotcha.
You got it?
You got your names.
Okay. NFL Guess Who.
Go ahead.
Okay.
NFL Guess Who. Who can guess each other's player first?
Is
Go.
your player a quarterback?
No. Is your player a skill position player?
He is not. Is your player currently playing in the AFC?
No. Is your player a Super Bowl champion?
No. So your player is in the NFC, non-quarterback. Is your player Saquon Barkley?
No. Is your player a quarterback?
Yes. Okay, so your player's in the NFC, non-Saquon, non-quarterback. Is your player on defense?
No.
Okay. Narrowing it down one half.
Mm-hmm.
Is your player in the NFC currently?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want my mind blank.
Okay.
So you got an NFC. Is your player an offensive skill position?
Yes. Is your player Jared Goff?
It's not Jared Goff. Ooh. Was your player a first round pick?
Yes.
Okay. First round pick, skill position, non-Saquon.
This is getting more intense. I ain't gonna lie.
An NFC quarterback who has not won a Super Bowl yet.
I'm narrowing in.
Mm-hmm.
Did your player make the playoffs last year?
Last year, no, he did not.
Ooh, on a quarterback on a bad team.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Is your player a running back?
No.
Okay, so wide receiver, tight end, NFC, non-Saquon.
Let's see. NFC missed the playoffs. Is your player Dak Prescott?
Is not Dak Prescott. Fuck, so you don't have a running back. Well, I don't know why I was feeling like you're going to give him Bijan Robinson.
Nah. It's too easy.
Is your player a wide receiver?
Yes. Is your player Bryce Young?
Is not Bryce Young.
Ooh.
First round pick, wide receiver. Was your player drafted in the since 2020?
No.
Ooh, pre-2020. Oh, fuck.
Get the gears turning. Get the gears turning.
Okay.
NFC player, wide receiver drafted pre-2020.
So we're talking about people who did not make the playoffs last year in the NFC, and so left. It's like, oh my goodness, and haven't won the Super Bowl yet. Oh man, this is so tough. Is your player Kyler Murray?
It is not Kyler Murray.
I think he's going astray. The ball is in your court.
Is your player a Pro Bowler?
Yes.
There's only so many old NFC Pro Bowl wide receivers.
Didn't make the playoffs last year. Is your player Michael Penix?
It's not Michael Penix.
Not a terrible guess.
Is your player Devontae Adams?
No.
Fuck.
You're getting closer.
I'm getting closer to Devontae Adams' age range.
Oh my goodness. So he's saying Michael Penix is kind of there.
He's a Pro Bowler.
I'm thinking about all the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year. We had like the Giants and
you're going astray right now. I'm starting to realize maybe your memory is a little bit cooked.
Is your player Kaleb Williams?
It is not Kaleb Williams.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let me help my question more. Is he still Pro Bowl level?
Yes.
Okay, so he's not washed. I had to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what is going on?
Your memory's cooked.
What is going on?
You were here and then you went back like 60 yards.
What do you mean? I'm naming people who didn't make.
Don't give him any help.
I can't say anything else.
Don't give him any help.
I'm naming people.
He said, "Am I selling this motherfucker right now?" Oh, damn!
Wow. Okay, is your no? He's currently in the NFC. I am blanking so much right now.
Yeah.
Is your player Brock Purdy?
Nope. Is your player Mike Evans?
Yes.
Let's go.
Damn, man.
He's a jackass. He gave me Jameis Winston for you to guess.
No, Jameis Winston's not bad at all. He's not bad. He's a name that should come off the top of your head.
That's just rude. You're never getting Jameis Winston right.
You would have gotten it. Bro.
He never would have got the third string quarterback on the fucking Giants.
But he is the third string quarterback, though.
There's
not a lot of third string quarterbacks who are better than him. He's a
that's on
name
you.
that pops in the head too.
That's on you for not asking. Is this a third string quarterback? You assumed it's a starter. That's your fault.
Yeah,
unironically,
he could be a starter.
Unironically, that is your fault. You should have asked to see a starter or not because you said all the starters. You should have asked to see a backup.
And why in the hell would I think that?
Because you knew you said all the starters. You should have said, is it a starting quarterback? Just like I asked, is it still a Pro Bowl player?
Yeah. I had all the faith.
So he fucked you, but you didn't do yourself any favors.
It was a fair game if you ask me.
With that being said, if you're still here, comment, did Mo fuck Donovan? Let me know your opinions. Did he screw him over? Was this a fair fight? Let us know in the comments. And with that being said, we'll see y'all next week for week 1 of the NFL season.
We are here. Or at least we will be.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Y'all stay doing this fuck shit whenever we play this game, man. And I don't appreciate it, man.
You were close. You were there.